in a hour, do some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a car shot. Liverpool couldn't test the way me raw sit up quick draw. Him drop and can't get up, him not fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the down race for a firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war, better with your black. None of them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Back dancing, over to some archbishop. Them no bad. School them from me in a Turkish. Them no bad. School couldn't test it with me rasta. Drop enough and can't lift up enough fast enough for my Bible that you never saw. Send for the grand race to your fire storm, cause I tell you I'm monster. Ready for the war, better with your phone. None of them boy, they no bad. Left me mark, young gog on a regular. We say them hardly ready. Them a new type of artillery. We a boss and a Tom and Jerry. Out the blue I hit you with an airstrike. They not bad like my air nice. It's a rare sight, yeah. Steady aim with precision, make the vision with a clear sight. Better go get your face right. Them boy they no. None of them boy, they no bad. Road back, live with my bar. If we mark, them no bad, them no regular. We see them hard, them no bad. Me a new type of artillery. They a bust, they no Tom and Jerry. Out the blue, you with the airstrike. You know, me air nice, bad, clear sight. Steady aim, they no bad. And it's the vision, we got clear sight. Better get your fit, them boy, they no bad.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. We got ourselves some 5V5 1V1 DUELS back over on the Dragonflight beta this evening. How are you guys all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody is having a wonderful, beautiful day. Man, I'm looking a little disheveled, dude. I woke up so late and I've just been kind of grinding on work, man, and just, oh my god. I feel like I need some kind of a break maybe this evening, so I might just take it easy tonight depending how the duels go. But how y'all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. Yo, the expansion has taken one extra step towards that release. It got a Canada build. Doesn't mean that it's a final build. There could be some changes. So if you look at the build, it's like, oh, that means you guys are done like tuning and changing stuff. No, they're still going to be continuing to change. They've been doing a lot of changes just through hot fixes, not even big builds. Like a lot of like the disk-based changes recently. Most of them just got hot fixed in, which has been kind of cool. Which that spec looks like it may have been saved, man. I mean, looking kind of good. How y'all doing? And welcome back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Let me get the music back up and running here, boys. I like this song, actually. It's not a bad start to the day. How y'all doing? We got Brian, we got ourselves Carlos, Jake, Balanchi, we got Madness, we got ourselves Brian, we got ourselves Dan, the man, 15 months, my guy. Yo, okay, we got a hashtag Dan in chat. My alerts, I feel like oh, that's probably why. It's because I don't have the stream labels running right now. That'll probably explain why the alerts aren't on. Well, I'm stupid then. Yo, Dan, thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you, my guy. Yo, can we get a hashtag Dan the man in the chat showing appreciation for being a wonderful beauty, my guy. Appreciate ya. Yo, boys, let's hop on, see if we got any groups over on the beta Realms within 5V5 1v1 Duels. I'm excited, man. We got big evoker changes this week. We got stamina buffs, which is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what the stamina buff are looking like. It should diminish some of the burst healing, but it also should probably diminish some of the burst tier classes, like the ones that are looking for like big one bang one shot, because those classes are kind of just like set up to mostly just bank a lot of damage into one singular ability instead of spreading it out a little bit. It's interesting. Good to see you, and handsome stash from Bigo. What's up, casual? Hi to my guy. Hope you have a good one. What was the song you played in the countdown? I was jamming with it. I can get you the mix. If you scroll back up towards like the start of the mix, it may be the first song on that mix. Where is the alerts? Yo, Dan, my man, I love you, but my alerts are doing something weird. They're just not popping up at all. Do I need to log out, log in, maybe? Let me try that, because it might have been like there might have been an update for the alerts thing. I just want to sit here and be like, oh man, oh thank you for. There's a new login screen. What the hell is this? Huh? The login screen to their alerts is a lot different, so I guess there was an update. Because that, I don't remember that kind of UI ever. It's not showing up. It just doesn't track. I don't know why it's not tracking. That is so weird. I am so sorry, my guy. It isn't tracking for some reason. Yeah, it's not even showing up. Yo, hashtag Dan, boys. Thank you so much, my guy. I really do appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for that 15 months. And hopefully there'll be 15 more to go, my guy. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. I don't know what's going on with my alerts. It doesn't even like have you in there. And it's not one of those things where I can just like, oh, let me type in the alerts. Let me plug it in. It's kind of like, it just kind of captures my stuff on its own. And I don't really know what else to do with it. I just run in the background and it just pops stuff up. You know what I mean? I appreciate you is what I'm trying to say. I feel bad either way, man. You ever get like that? It's like, man, it's out of my hands, but it's like, I still feel like, you know what? I've always had that kind of mentality though. It's like, I always felt like, it's kind of like a self-defeating mentality, to be honest. But it's like, when there's nothing you can do, I don't like that as an answer. I always like, man, maybe there's something I could have done, right? You know what I mean? I like just having like the knowledge that, you know what, I could have done something. I had the responsibility behind this thing. I could have affected this thing one way or another, even if it feels like it's out of my control. I like just having things in control, man. I'm so sorry, but I love you. You're beautiful, wonderful. Yo, boys, let's get some 5V5s on the way. Boys, how y'all doing this evening? Let me also shrink that. Here we go. Now set up for duels. I do like the way that looks, actually. That looks kind of nice when it's so small. The bar, that looks clean. Yo, what do we got tonight? We actually got quite a lot of you boys out here. Yo, let's get some groups in here, boys. Do we need more help making groups, or are you guys have it mostly set up? Let me know. Also, if y'all want to test me, use me as a training dummy, you're more than welcome to. That's what Dalaran see you for. We got a group currently. Awesome. How many people in there? Need one more group. Okay, I can form a second group. For them 5V5 1v1 Duels. Raids Legacy. Molten Core 5V5 1v1. You already got 5? Let's go. Hell yeah, my guy. Hell yeah. Burst of Laugh. Leroy, hey, how you doing? Yo, tell me all of these Covenant stuff and all the shitty things are just kind of out of the window, man, right? Beefy lock. Yo, hit me with it, man. Hit me with it. I'll start getting the groups up here in a bit. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. My husband and I don't play WoW anymore, but I still watch your videos. Yo, power, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. You know what? Is that Cries, man? I am new. Is that Cries, my man? Hold on a second. No way. Is that my man right here, Cries? I'm sorry. Is this Cries impersonator, or is that Cries himself, or is that just another guy named Cries? I'm not even sure. Oh my god. Let's go, dude. Is that my man right there? Oh, no. What's up, Brutal? Hey, to my guy. Yo, pal, I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm sorry you're not playing WoW right now. Maybe you'll give Dragonflight at some point to go. But I'm happy to know that you still enjoy the content. That means I gotta be doing something right. Hi there, bro. What's up, Avocado? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Владимир, здорово, братишка. Как дела? Нормально, все хорошо, Владимир. Большое спасибо, что пришел, друг. Надеюсь, понравится стрим. Vlad popped in the stream. It's like, what's up, my guy? I'm like, yeah, just want to hear him with the same energy, you know what I mean? Yo, Barul, how you doing, my man? Hope you have a good one. What's a good word about Malefic Affliction not proccing in PvP War Mode Affliction War like Zero Worded? I have no idea. That's the first time I heard about it, Carousel. If that is the case, I'm hoping my Affliction boys. If Malefic Rapture actually isn't Malefic Affliction, what's Malefic Affliction again? Hold on. Any of you Afi Warlocks? That's a Destro. That's a Destro. That is Warlock. Not a Warlock. That is a Shaman. I don't see any Afi Warlocks. So what is Malefic Affliction? By the way, if you guys want to join up, well, we got ourselves a group over here. Yo, actually, a lot of you guys are on, but I think it's a lot of people raid testing, yeah. But yo, Var, if you want to join in, Wild Ape, if you want to join in, y'all more than welcome to, boys. We got us a 5V5 1v1 group here. If y'all want to join, hit me up. Claus, Cow, if y'all want in, just whisper me. Gonna be putting group together. I'm just gonna give it a second before I start spamming at the boys. Have you seen Destruction Warlocks doing 90% of stuff with health centers wild? Is it on Live Realms or is it on the beta? If it's on Live Realms, I can imagine it because of the Necrolord blast that increases the damage of Incinerate and so many different ways to buff Incinerate and fire damage. You know what? I don't hate it. I've always wanted for Necrolord ability to actually become viable, and I don't necessarily hate it either. I'm kind of okay with it, honestly. I'm kind of more or less okay with it. What do we got in here? Beefy? Malefic Domination is through UA. Is it really? Okay, Malefic Domination is... Oh! But does that actually fall off? Oh no, that's unfortunate. Because that's what I was thinking would make a proper like dot-focused build with UAs. Yeah, hopefully they fix it if that's the problem. Because I think that's a talent that already takes a little bit of ramp up. Imagine if you needed to ramp up and it did nothing. That would feel so dissatisfying. Yeah, so hopefully they'll end up fixing it fairly quickly. If y'all want to join in, boys, we got ourselves a group over in Raids Legacy over on the Dragonflight beta. You guys are more than welcome to join. Live Realms, yeah, with solo shuffle hit for 74k. Oh my god, I have 34. That is just unfortunate. Oh no, Mushy. Oh no. Is that them with the execute bug? Like, or not execute bug, but it's like they get something low, execute it, and then snipe you with Incinerate? Or is that just like them decimate you both with full health and then Incinerate right after? Because if that's Incinerate right after without the execute, like imp, that's rough. That is challenging. That is crazy. But if that's with the setup, that's still cheesy, but very, very effective. Love the stats. Thank you so much, Miles. Appreciate you, my guy. Are we assuming that we're on cover? Yeah, let's do that, Lath. Let's do that. No covering abilities. Let's do no covenant abilities. Yeah. Let's just make it a rule. Let's not make it a regular thing. I think you and Leroy know how to do that stuff. So before we really get you boys trying all those like wild things, let's just disable those things from the get-go, yeah? Before any of the other boys figure it out. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that we are talking publicly on stream, and I'm hoping that nobody listens really or pays attention super heavily in passing. You know what I mean? Alright, your alert popped up. What happened? What is my alert? Yo, can we get a hashtag orange chat? Showing appreciation for a wonderful membership, my man. 24 months, yo! Happy birthday, man. 2 years. Hey! Let's go, my guy. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you. I'm bored right now, so keep on streaming, man. Peyton, we just started. We got at least 3 hours to go. Or 2 hours. We'll see how long this goes. If y'all want to join in, y'all more than welcome to. You want to join in? I had to press. You want to join me? You guys are more than welcome to. If you guys got any friends on the beta, you're more than welcome to join up as well. I guess I'll start advertising it, yeah? Looking for more 5V5 1v1 duels. Have one group ready. Need 3 more for the second group, and we are good to go. Whisper if you are interested. Alrighty, if y'all got friends, man, you're more than welcome to invite them. Varg, my man, I don't know if you want to join up, Kedem. I don't know if you want to bring your man Kedem in there. Blood Gorge, maybe potentially want to pop in as well. All of you are welcome. Yo, Mina Cutie, you're also welcome to join. Charisma, all you boys are welcome. If y'all want to get in here, test your metal, test to see how your class plays on a 5v5 1v1 duels. See if you want to, see if your class can stand one enemy into the next, into the next, into the next, as you just gotta challenge them in back-to-back combat and really test your class thoroughly. You're more than welcome to. Inside of the arena setting too, which allows you line of sight. So all those things for mobility, all those normal arena things, you do get an advantage of them, unlike you do out here in the Duratard. Because some classes, I'm not gonna say are constructed around line of sight, but do play better inside of arenas. For certain. For certain. Yo, Gal, how you doing, guy? Yo, are we planning? Gal, are we going to be diving into the Dragonflight? Or are you just like hanging out in Wrath playing other stuff, man? Let me know. How you doing, by the way, my man? Hope you're having a good one. We need 2 more on this team and we're good to go. Lath already has a 5, so we're chilling. My goodness. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. 65 months of Megalol. Gal, if you cancel it, I won't feel bad about it at all, my guy. Honestly, if you ever just cancel it, I will never feel bad about it. That is a long run streak. I'm gonna quest for 430 G's of Wrath. I'll be playing Dragonflight though. Awesome, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm still on the quest to get a single level 70 on 80 over on Wrath. So I haven't done that. I've been playing it super casually. Actually, I was leveling with a person, double Death Knight, and then they kind of like stopped playing, so now I'm just going back and leveling a Paladin. I'm having to re-level through TBC all over again. But my man, okay, we got a hashtag Gal in here, showing appreciation for that continued learning membership. My man, yo, this guy's been around here. One of the OGs, man, been around for a very long time. Oh my god, that's such a big number. 65 months. That is an unbelievable number for me, man. Yo, you get that for 430 G's of Wrath. Yo, get it, my guy. I missed the 244p streams. Yo, maybe bring it back at some point in the future, man. You know what I mean? Like a throwback stream. How fun would that be? The fact that you remember those, man, that's crazy. Because we literally used to stream on that, like, really like that Kmart internet, you know what I mean? Like, it was real bad. But it was barely what I could do at the time. I was like, you know what? I want to try it. That's so weird to think about, man. Nowadays, people are like, yo, what settings do I need in order to start streaming? And at the time, we were just like, you know what? 244p, good enough for me. Like, what were we thinking? I want to play beta. Yo, well, welcome to Jerry. If you got in 5 years, 5 months. Wow, that is a long time. Yeah, long running support. Leroy, my man, hit me with it. Actually, don't hit me with the strongest. You want to surprise the boys, but if you want to set something up interesting. Oh, good frog, good setup, maybe. Big pet. Wait, actually huge sphere. The other big go. Ooh, oh, that's a, oh my, 100k with a blade dance? Is that what I saw? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Deathstroop did a ton of damage. Oh my goodness. Yeah, as long as nobody stuns you or disarms you halfway through it, like, you're chilling. That is actually an insane amount of... I'm shocked. I'm at a loss for words. We just hit 1 more, boys. We'll be good to go. If y'all want to get your friends in here, get your boys on, well, welcome to. Man, that was like what, early WOD? Yeah. Astro, when you were doing the streams, yeah, that was early WOD. That's when we started. Yo, Unhow, my man, are you already with Lath or you're looking to join in? It's higher in arena? I imagine so, yeah. I imagine it's a little bit higher. Will scaling get more crit? Oh, for sure. Wait, scaling in arena? Is there scaling in arena right now? Is it like gear scaling? Because I think gear scaling happens here too, right? On how going in for the big bleed, death mark, everything is that advantage bleed. Oh, is that just put the dots in me, just AFK? One of those. I mean, them dots are gonna melt ya. Yeah, them dots are gonna melt ya. There's actually nothing you can do about it, which is kind of crazy. Oh, speaking about crazy, they nerfed the Beast Mastery healing, by the way, recently. Where healing your pets no longer gives you any leech healing. Because it used to be like, what, when you heal pets, leech would also heal it, because technically it's you healing pets with pet mend. But they removed it. That kind of sucks, man. But it's interesting how they removed that, but then they increased everybody's stamina at the same time. Maybe they were expecting that, oh, Beastmaster gonna get a lot of value because there's like percentage healing off of it. I don't know. Druid sucks. Yo, we need to run mods, boys. If y'all want to join up, more than welcome to. Just need one more and we'll be good to go. What am I doing, man? Let me go to Spectral Tiger since we got one of those bad boys over here. Alright, let me advertise some more. Get some of these boys in here. We just need one more, man, and we'll be good to go. Wait, I wrote that we need 3 more. I gotta readjust that one a little. Started watching when one of your WoW forum plus about comment logs and up like 8-9 years ago. Yeah, I do remember quite a lot of people found me through that originally. Yeah, because at the time I was like, man, Miss Pandaria, Combat Rocket's potential. Nobody's playing this thing. I want to give it a try. And then I've been making guides and trying my very, very best. Dude, the first time I got 2K in MOB, I was so excited. Nowadays we get like 2,400 in 2s. How many seasons now? I haven't gotten every single season. I got in the first season in PFA, but then we generally got pretty close. I mean, we got 2,500 in 2s. And then we got the 2,400, I think 3 out of 4 seasons in, or at least half the season of this. I don't even remember. It's been a lot easier though, because they keep buffing Outlaw, making it better and better. God. How's Warrior Fury? I think it's improving. I think it's gotten better. I think it's improved by quite a bit. I would say the Fury Warrior has a lot of potential for sure. Varg, are you doing some wait, is Varg already on your team? Does Canon want to join by chance? Does Salami Tommy want to join in? Does Mina want to join in? I gotta readjust this message, by the way. I need to readjust it to like, we need one more. Need one more. And the second group is good to go. Hit me with it, boys. We just need one boss. Is not? Oh! Varg? Do you by chance want to join in? Placing BM, Marksman, maybe in Survival. Mother welcome to. Or Carthius? Or Suffer? Let me see actually. Hey Varg, you wanna join us for 5v5s? Hey Varg. Wanna join us for 5v5 1v1 Duels? I'll see if he wants to. What did you start streaming? I've only worked since Legion. So I started streaming about like what's this one? Yeah. Let me see. It was wide. He made videos before though. When did you start streaming? It was wide, but like I haven't really started to consistently stream until it was like at least Legion or so. Oh, I had one more person sign up. That's all good. Yo, who would I make lead here? I have you guys added, right? It is Chrysler, is my man. Yo, I will make you lead. Let me do this. Okay, so we're unqueued. I'll make your raid lead. I'll back out. We're good to go. I need invite spectator match. A spectator match. And I need Chrysler and Silver Hawk 5. Let's do a girl in the Grand as the first arena of the day. And that should be good, boys. First duel of the day. Let's go, boys! Hey, huge! Let's get some 5v5 1v1s in here, baby. Huge. Huge. I'm excited. I gotta fix that real quickly. Oh god. That looks real awful. How do I fix this again? It's FPS thing, right? I think it's uncap. Yeah, you just gotta uncap it. It's all kinds of weird. You just gotta uncap it. It's gonna be weird, but that's okay. Yo, first duel of the day. Switch 5v5 1v1s. Hopefully you boys are ready. Yo, let's see how this works out for the night, yeah? My UI is all kinds of weirded out, but we got ourselves Leroy over for the team too. We got ourselves Coil as a Unholy Death Knight. We got Lathboker on the Evoker. Magi over on Magic on the Boomy. I think Magic was gonna play that Shadow Priest. We got ourselves Unhowl on the Assassination Rogue with Claws over for the team. One Cries returning as my man Chrysler. Doomberry as an handsome Shamansman. Karabic as a wait, is this not okay? Is this not C-Mark? Wait, it's C-Mark. It is C-Mark. It's Crabsy. It's C-Mark. Oh my goodness. And we got ourselves Varg. Wait, I'm swapping the wrong person completely. Okay, I don't know where Varg is at. I am missing Varg. Where is he? Oh, there you are. For some reason you were like invisible for me, I guess. Lath, gonna be opening up on the Chrysler, trying to see if he can punish him with some disintegrates. Chrysler's playing into the Succubus wig. Death Dark Pact, giving him mad shielding. So with this arena, we got plenty of big health numbers this week that may give us like a ton of survivability. The games may be a little bit slower with all these changes, but this week, health numbers have been increased by 40%. That means Cries, with all these stamina buffs and health percentage healing, is getting huge value. Last Walker, though, is going for a bit of a breath with the root, interrupting Cries for a second, trying to get some blast in, kind of big damage, got himself disintegrates around the corner as the portals come out. Cries trying to see if he can get some more portals in, may need some more survivability. More to call into Last Walker, looks like he's chipping away at him little by little. Fear onto Last. As setting up a quick immolate. Last looking for a little bit of a self-heal, but that healing numbers are not nearly as impactful since the health numbers are much higher. The healing hasn't been adjusted for it, and it's going to be a mad meatball of Soulfire hitting Last Voker as it does it behind the pillar, looking for a bit of recovery. Going behind the pillar, you do get some impactful healing either way. Cries looking to back up out of this. Soulburn Hellstone real quickly just to make sure he's all set up and ready to go. Last clawing at him from the side. Big shatter onto Cries, but he does go for CC with a succubus CC. Chaos Bolt onto Last with an Infernal coming down. Trying to continue with the Shadow Fury, just chaining CC into yet another Chaos Bolt, looking to break out some damage towards his Last Voker. Last got himself a little bit disintegrated with a wall, got himself a lot of castability here, cannot be interrupted for a little bit. Mortal Call is going to CC him for just a moment. As Cries is looking for a better situation, which allows us to continue to blast him out with instant cast. Last looking for a complete recovery behind the pillar. He got that Infernal, he got that Succubus, he just started to see if he can mitigate some of that damage. He had himself yet another shatter versus Cries could potentially maybe make a play. Just continue to claw at him, try to reposition. Got him some movement as the Fear is going to hit him with a Chaos to follow. Cries got himself mad defense of the Dark Pack. That's going to give him a lot of value. Last of all, get him some mad burst here. Big breath, trying to go for some healing. Cries taking a bit of damage. It's going to be quite a hefty dot on him as well. Lathward getting hit with the CC with the Succubus as Cries swinging around the corner, attaching him late onto Glass, looking for that root, but doesn't quite connect with Cries. That rumbling earth rolling in, but doesn't quite grab onto Cries' feet. With a disintegrator for Last, maybe in a bit of trouble. Mortical by Cries does go for a trinket, looking for a bit of healing, got himself that wall so you cannot be interrupted while casting. But honestly, shouldn't be worried too much about getting interrupted because, I mean, Succubus can't really interrupt you. You can only CC ya. Big disintegrates onto Cries, got himself a port. Last looking to reposition, got hit with that Succubus CC from around the corner. Soulfire getting set up as Cries going in for Shadow Fury to follow. Doesn't quite get a crit with it, but that's going to be a Chaos Bolt right after him. Trying to get some damage to break through Last Evoker's defenses. The Evoker is able to go behind the pillar and get himself a lot of recovery though. So he's utilizing mobility. The Cries, where Cries literally can't chase after the guy, making some walls happen. Big wall into Cries, using those walls to create some line of sight in order to be able to reposition around Cries. It is going for a bit of that claws, trying to see if we can break through the Dark Pack shielding, but it's going to back it up behind the pillar, catching a little bit of self-heal. He's using the instant cast procs of his Living Flames in order to catch up on health. He puts a burn onto Cries, and as he's burning little by little, those dot ticks cause the Living Flame to become instant cast, which can be used to do damage or to heal yourself. Gonna be a Mortal Call, but Cries with an interrupt Last. Mage is having here. Does Cries have any mobility? Looks like he's maybe gonna hold his ground. Eternal Surge is gonna attack him. Does he have the big damage? Go for the big Fire Breath. Does get himself a decent Fire Breath, a bit of burst with a burn on top of it. Last looking to go behind the pillars. Cries may just continue to blast him out. Got himself the drain. Does he have an interrupt? Looks like he's gonna be able to make a little bit of recovery. Last Evoker got himself maybe a little bit of damage. Big burst to the Cries bed. May not be in a good spot. Got himself a Disintegrate to follow. Cries may need a defensive here. Last Evoker is gonna get hit with a stun. Cries does get defenses back up, is going to retreat for a second. Another bad I noticed that with these health changes, these boys are just passively a lot more tanky than I remember. Last one got a little bit extra health, so you can kind of see the burst from Chrysler. He can expect it. It happens a little bit less bursty. It's more like predictable. You can kind of see the damage and have time to react to it. That's going to be a big old Infernal coming down. Mad burst of the Cries. Last may be no trouble. That's going to be ported potentially out in the open. Looks like he's going to be able to avoid it. Living Flame in order to catch up in healing. Cries pushing in. Last Walker does have a limited amount of healing he could do. He needs to spend some globals. Topping himself off if he really wants to go for recovery. But the healing with those health numbers is also not nearly as bursty anymore. Unless you're like Cries with that Soulstone. Hellstone. That's like the only burst you literally have. Maybe like a paladin with like lay in hands or something with wings. Cries with an incinerate, gonna be an interrupted. Last Walker trying to get some damage back, but it's gonna be big. Dark Pack is giving Cries an incredible amount of shielding while his stamina is super high up. Lathvoker continued to get some instant cast here and there. Trinkets out of that second CC. Actually, maybe cut immune to CC for a little bit. It's going to trap Cries in the wall. Mortical hitting him right after. It's going to be drained for Cries bad as Lath looking for a bit of an eternity surge. Got himself a bit of crits. Potentially big burst on Cries. Cries looking to reposition. Lathvoker on the chase. Trying to see if he can swing around the corner. Cries continued to just keep moving. Got himself the soul burn with a gateway in order to potentially get himself out of the situation. It's going to be taking the succubus with him through the portal. Lathvoker has him on the ropes, but he just needs a little bit more. I'm not really sure what else he really needs in order to catch up. He's going to claw to slow down Cries bad. As the man is going to get CC'd, that's going to be a root onto the Warlock. The pet separated, soul fire by Cries. Got himself wall as well as a dark back, so Lathvoker has got all the defenses that are Cries. Who's looking for a little bit of that recovery. But so far, Cries' health is, outside of dark back, is at less than half health. So this is going to be an opportunity for Lathvoker to push in and potentially capitalize on a kill. Try to get some claws on the Cries as the Warlock does not go to a Mortical. Lath trying to get himself some damage, but that CC chain is just absolutely keeping him in control with a Chaos Bolt. Shadow Fury to follow him. Cries trying to see if he could potentially come back out on top of this one. Got Lath out in the open. It's going to be able to blast him out for a little bit. Quick drain to follow. Lath potentially could push in. Looks like he got himself some damage. Big Shadow versus Cries. Looks like Cries is going to try to see if he can reposition. Lath looking to catch up with him, but the Succubus CC, the slow, is actually so powerful with the Succubus Seduction right after. Cries maybe has him in a bad spot. There's going to be a big gateway. Lath, I think, trying to go for a big Fire Blast. I believe that might have connected with Cries, but it could be wrong in that one. And Lathvoker is able to get behind the pillar. Dude, so far, Crisis is undominable right now. The Shadow could be pretty bad, but that's a defensive. Mortical at the ready. He has the constant slow from the Succubus. He has a perfect setup to just control this fight. For Lathvoker, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to break through Crisis' defenses and the control in order to be able to overpower this Warlock. But Cries does use a soul burn in the repositions just to make sure you got plenty of mobility. Lath is going to have to be very, very careful with his hover ability. If he can hover and put himself in the spot where he's always able to catch up to Cries, root him out in the open, it's going to be a great spot. Try to see if he can wall him off. Going to be portals summoning in as Lathvoker goes in for full dot gameplay. Try to see if he can channel a bunch of disintegrates. More portals coming in. Lath could be in trouble. Mortical. This Cries coming up to finish him off. Lathvoker could be in a bad spot unless he got himself defenses. Interfere right after. Got himself the seed pod for a second in order to maybe get himself a little bit more healing. And Cries, but looks like he's made a plenty of recovery as he's getting himself a full Warlock health. So Lathvoker swinging around the corner, does get a couple of casts, a couple of good crits. Big Shatter, going to be a second seal with a Chaos Bolt. Does Lath have any way to continue to cast it? It's going to be yet another bolt flying at him as he's going behind the pillar with a living flame, trying to see if he can live the damage of the Warlock. I think it's the first time in a long while, chat, but we're diving into that 8-minute dampener. I think it's been a long time since we've seen dampener games. I think they may have slowed down PvP by quite a bit, so we could see some really longer games than normal. So far, I feel like the meta has been extremely bursty. That isn't the song. Oh, that also, my UI stuff didn't fix itself, by the way. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out my, my music stuff. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, I think we're good, chat. I think we're good. Bad frame drops. I'm gonna need to fix it after this one, yeah? Cries trying to see if he can potentially set up onto Lath. Lath with a big blast. Gonna be actually quite a bit of damage. Cries looking to lock him down with a fear with a bunch of bolts back to back. That is gonna be a wall for Lath. Got himself a big shatter. Does he have himself any more instant cast? Disintegrate from a distance. Cries doesn't know where to stop it. That's gonna be Eternity Surge. Maybe big crit. Lathvoker is forced to a position behind the pillar. Catch up a little bit of healing. But it looks like he may have Cries on the ropes. He may have to just push in. Potentially even cleave down the Succubus on top of it. He may just have to do it. Cries does not have any ways of properly recovering health like Lathvoker, who is a hybrid class. So that may give Lath a bit of an advantage here. Cries using the mobility in order to just completely reposition himself behind the pillar, throwing the Succubus out in the open in order to get some CC onto Lathvoker. He doesn't fight Lathvoker without Succubus C. Gonna be immediate interrupt on the fire damage, but the Mortical and the Furious do come through. It is gonna be a little bit DR. This Cries been looking to catch up a little bit of health. Got him some big soul burn, and that's gonna be big repositions. As Lathvoker does try to see if he can wall him off. It looks like maybe he might just actually DPS down the pet. Stun around the corner. Cries looking just to keep a proper slow on the guy. Lathvoker breaking out of the slows with a quick hover, trying not to get feared. And it's got him to the disintegrates around the corner. Cries with a quick Succubus CC, trying to get some damage versus Lathvoker. Soulfire to follow. Is it going to be a big Soulfire? Could potentially have a massive crit. Going to be a Portal to follow right after. Maybe just trying to see if he can continue getting aggressive here while just trying to avoid Lats for the most part. I think just trying to see if he can continue to chip away at the Dragon until eventually he gets him. As we down into the 10-minute dampening for the first time in a long time in the 5V5 1v1 Duels on beta. Big blast by Cries. Lathvork looking for mobility. Got himself plenty of self-cast with a Living Flame. As Cries about looking to potentially juke around him, maybe? Lathvork is still trying to recover. Back-to-back Living Flames. That Infernal is going to make it harder for Lathvork to get CC'd. The Succubus may still try to attempt to potentially control him here. Last Wicked around the corner as Cries does get rooted out. That's going to be a big Dark Pack by the Warlock. Trying to go for a Fire Breath. That's up to mostly a damage over time Fire Breath. So he's looking for more consistent damage. Cries with a big Soulfire. Lath could be maybe big trouble. Big burst. Lathvork could try to go for a big blast of his own. Try to go for a bit of recovery. Cries. They're just looking to finish him off. He just needs to, I think, push in at some point. He just needs to push in and maybe burn down the Evoker. He just needs a couple more incidents and he'll be in a great spot. Just trying to see if he can play it super safe. But he may just need to push in. The dampen is eventually going to ramp up and the man is not going to have any survivability for the next competitor. Lao just continues to try to keep himself alive as best as possible. 100% damper on this time. Yeah, they did increase the health numbers by 40%. So dampening is may actually have to be part of the game now, boys. Dampening may have been brought back in, and the game did get slowed down by quite a bit, it looks like. But that's just the first arena, so I don't want to judge it yet. And Cries does end up dropping in a bunch of gates onto the Lath, eventually just whittling him away. Coil Rod going to be up next. Got himself full AMS. With a pet, that's going to be a Ghouls getting summoned in with a big A-bomb around the corner. Stun into Cries is going to be able to get a full army of the dead rolling. Cries is in position to maybe take the gateway, get it stunned up by Coil Rod. Does he have enough damage here? That's going to be a big grippy hand. Does he have enough grips to maybe get him back over there? He does not, as the army of the undead is chasing after Cries. He may have to use the Soul Burn to help her position behind the other side of the pillar. Yet again, Coil Rod just trying to see if he can keep him in place. It looks like Cryesman is desperate, trying to make it back over to the other side of the pillar, trying to get some cast back into Coil Rod, but I think he may be in trouble. That is going to be a quick soul burn as well as a gateway to at least free himself of movement speed and slow effects. As the Gargoyle chases after him, it looks like the Pets doing the environment right. The back of Coil Rod finally does swing around the corner. Maybe a Battle Master Streak has fallen off. As Seaward going to be up next as an Arcane Mage Pandaren. Trying to see if he can go for a big burst with a Coil Rod into a Kyrian burst right after. Missiles to follow. Does he have enough damage? Looking to burst out Coil Rod. Big barrage right after. Does he have enough damage? Stun onto Seaward is going to be tricked immediately. He got himself yet another bowling ball of Arcane Orb missiles right after with an AMC to follow. As it's going to be more missiles and himself all the time. Big barrage taking out the Death Knight with Leroy going to be up next. Trying to see if he can charge out versus Seawork, maybe take him out of the game. Could potentially be an Icebox on the Seawork. Does make himself out of that fear. And that's going to be a quick volley onto Leroy. So it's going to be Leroy with a, oh my god, the Vengeful Retreat to make himself absolutely immune from any kind of CC by Seawork. Seawork had to go for an Icebox, seeing the Demon Hunter go into a quick haunt. He knew he just had to play defensively there. He had to play immunity. 49% dampening, unless you got a way to break out of that CC and find a way to deal with the damage without taking any, you have to pop a defensive. Leroy mounting up. Seawork is able to maybe potentially get a Palmer for on the corner. Does get to get a proper setup. Looking for a lot of procs. Potentially could get himself a big go. Radiant Spark versus Leroy. Does see himself a big setup. Missiles to follow. Does see himself potentially a big barrage. Leroy does go for a blur immediately while behind the pillar. Waiting out until the cooldowns for Seawork are kind of gone. Infinite Shields, how slow to stop it off? It is quite a big. Slowing down PvP. Some Linux classes come through more. That is true. That is true. Slowing down can let certain classes come through a little bit more. Knockback by Seawork with a quick rotor to Leroy. He got himself that demon so you can slay at any moment, recover a little bit of that health, and then potentially take it into the take that extra bonus health and the demon soul, 20% bonus damage into incredible burst situations. As Seawork continued to barrage, it's going to be a big blade dance by Leroy looking to take down Seawork. Has got himself in biz with a quick to follow as Leroy does have yet another demon attacking him, slapping him around. Seawork got himself the ultra time, but may need to use it really early. He does not have access to Ice Block, but he may have quite a bit of missiles versus Leroy. Looks like he needs to see a little more damage, trying to see if he can avoid the hunt. I think it may be over, trying to go for a knockback, but nothing he can do. Once the hunt is attached, you basically are done. Gonna be Leroy trying to go for that Chimeric Poison versus the Demon Hunter, sending in the pets, letting him just rampage and bite the boy. Actually, summoning even more pets. Did you get for like a full wild call? Because he's summoned like, how many is there? 3? There's at least 3 pets over there, unless it's just a dire beast. Got himself a Death Shackle versus Leroy, as it's going to be a darkness. Quick fear control of the pets, as Leroy trying to see if he can survive it. Rotating immunity, but I think Var does have him trapped in here. The man is just still stuck in a steel trap. The Death Shackle just continues to spin at him. The kill shot's coming through. Leroy trying to see if he can get a stun. Got himself a little bit of that leech. Maybe some mobility into a full stun. Does Var take him out? Var does end up taking him out with Magic going to be up next. Trying to see if he can blast out Varg, but that's going to be immediate turtle by the Hunter. Trying to see if he can find an escape out of this Boomkin Burst. That's going to be a trinket out of that freezing trap, as Magic does get rooted out into a trap, but Var has nowhere to go. He doesn't have a pillar. He's kind of just out in the open. Magic not letting him go anywhere whatsoever. Fully dotted up. Var is just a limited amount of time left until Magic just blasted him out with the power of stars itself. Doomberry going to be up next, as we got a higher dampening game now. Now things are really ramping up. Now everybody starts dying very rapidly. Doomberry charging out versus Magi. Going in for a couple of Storm Strikes. Lasso on to Magi. Nothing they can do about it. Doomberry, I think, may just have with the Thunder. Oh, doesn't give him a chance. As an answer shot, we just blasted him out. Trinkets out of that Road Kidney shot. I think he's expecting big burst out of Unhouse Ass. Cloak of Shadows, as Doomberry tried to go for a little bit of blast. Doomberry needs survivability, but at 66% dampening, you are very, very limited. Just try to see if you can stay aggressive. Maybe Big Zapado on how does actually chip away at the Rogue's health. With Claws going to be up next. Last one left over for the team 1. You could potentially swing around next to Unhow. Does find him. That's going to be full stun. Big immediate trinket blind out of Unhow. Forces the trinket on Claws. If Unhow can somehow survive this dots, he may be okay, but I don't know if he survives this. She dead? There's no way. Just absolutely rotted. Oh my god. That's a lot of dampening, by the way. That is a big dampening buff. Just about everybody gets to play this game, though. After a long fight versus Cries and Lathvoker, we did get everybody a chance to play at the end of the day. That's crazy. Alrighty, boys. Let's get us another group going, yeah? Let me know when you guys are ready. Cries, Lath, let me know when you boys are ready. I also gotta fix this real quick. Is it this that I gotta disable? Yeah, it looks like it is. Looks like I did disable the right thing. Okay, we're good then, I think. I hope. After the HP buff, I don't really see people complain about it. If this is after the HP buff, I don't see what people complain about. This is after the HP buff, yes. This is a 40% HP buff. They did say that they may adjust a lot of the damage and self-healing and percentage damage of abilities with this HP buff in order to make sure things are not out of control, I guess. But that HP buff definitely does help slow down these games a little bit. How many games are we at here? 100, 120, 130. Okay, not quite there, but really, really close. Wow. All right, boys, let me know when you're ready. Last Cries, let me know when you boys are ready. Whisper me in reality. We'll get you guys in here. Let me know when are. And let me know when are. Here we go, boys. Go. Okay. As soon as Lath says he's ready, we'll get us in here. I'll do Nokudan Arena. I like that one a lot. We'll probably do a little bit of Nokudan, a little bit of the original arenas. Even though one walk real good for sure. Yeah, actually, if you guys are over in the, if you guys have joined us for the beta, you're more than welcome to join us, by the way, for any classes you want to try. Try all the classes in the world. Try all the alts, try different characters, all that good stuff. Nokudan 5. Here we go. We'll throw you into a Nokudan because I like that arena a lot. It looks gorgeous. Looks absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't know if my music gonna be on loop or not. I can't tell if it's on loop. I can't tell if my music is on loop or not. I know it's on shuffle. Okay, now it's on loop. Beautiful. Loop and shuffle. I like this one a lot too. I think self-heals generate need to be toned down. So the self-healing didn't change at all, by the way. Self-healing didn't change, it's just the stamina increase. That means actually self-healing is not scaling with the stamina increase, unless you got classes that have percentage healing. Those are the only classes that are really taking any kind of advantage of this. Like Evokers, their healing numbers are the same, just a bigger health bar. That means it takes them longer to top themselves off. They actually have to work a little bit harder. They can't just crit heal themselves and then be good to go. So a lot of these classes that do self-healing, they may need to spend more global heal themselves. So Twitch. So that's going to be interesting. Once you see some red values and one walk amongst in here, you're going to see the difference. We got us Claws over for the team 1. On the team, we got us Cries Bad. We got Dewberry. Seamark going to be first up versus the Rogue with Varg over in the back. And see if we get a shot with a kidney. Get a shot with a kidney. Get a shot in the opener. Going to be on how. Go for a shadow step into a Panda Racial as an Arcade Surge comes out for Seamark with the Brand versus on how. Trying to see if we can blast him out. Misses to follow. Big Death Mark. Clock shadows by the Rogue. Seamark may just have to use defense in order to survive. This may need to be looking at that ice block as it's full dots by on how. Managed to go road. Super aggressive. Seamark maybe going for an ice block here. Trying to see if he can does a ninja. Big damage. Oh, and the Rogue does end up taking it down. Now Rogue committed every offensive cooldown, even advantage just to stay super aggressive. It's actually been so much damn. No ice block. I'm on 600 MS, I can't block, lol. That's unfortunate, man. That is actually very, very unfortunate. Yeah, if you guys are having some lag over in the beta, that's super unfortunate. There's much we can really do about it. Yeah. Gonna be kid shot by and how. Trying to see if we can blast out Varg. Varg hopefully doesn't have 600 MS. It's gonna be a trick for both of them. Actually, no, Varg's still holding on to trick it, just going to be tricking on how. Still holding on to cheat death. Maybe cheat death right here. But Varg trying to see if he can finish his rogue off. On how, just trying to make sure they get the strongest stats into Varg before the man goes down. But Varg is going to go for a little bit of a self-heal. Lathmark trying to see if he can close out the game versus Varg. Blasted him out. Big disintegrate. Varg got himself a bit of a self-heal with the acceleration. Is going to be body shot onto Lathmarker as he's trying to get himself some cast off. Does he get himself a blast onto Varg? Varg is right out in the open. Lathmarker could potentially finish him off. Got himself a big mastery blast with a breath to follow. Does get to Varg, kind of written out in place. And it's going to be disintegrated right after. Oh, taking him down with an eternity. Surge blasting him out of the way. Claw's gonna be up next. 2 people already down for team 1. And team 2 with the Lathmark are gonna have to hold the fort here. As Claus goes in with a mad opener. Lath could be in big trouble. Does he want to remove the bleeds? He may be running the right PvP talent that lets him remove all the bleeds. I think he may be. He might have big damage on Claus. Huge burst. Claus could be in trouble trying to go for a bit of self-heal. Going to be turning surges back to back by Lathmarker as Claus trying to see if he can rotate more bites, more pressure onto the dragon class as it's going to be disintegrates. Trying to see if he can peel behind the pillar. Those dragon slows from disintegrates are going to be brutal. Claus back out in the open. That's going to be claws for claws as Lathmarker is literally using icy claws to claw at the guy. Bash onto the dragon. Big above the spirits. Does he get the big burst? Lath trying to see if he can disrupt it. Needs a lot of recovery. Looking to put the kid into sleep. Does he get to do it? Looks like chicken available. Lath looking for recovery, but Claus does break out of him with a trick and Bird is slashing, clawing him down. With Coil Rod gonna be up next. Charging out over at Claus. Big death and decay around the corner. Well, as we can see with this game chat, the aims can still be very, very bursty. Very, very, very bursty. Even though the stamina increases are in. It looks like players are given a chance to respond a little quicker, but you still can just capitalize on pressure as Claus try to see if he can escape this army of the undead. Big clawing by Coil Rod with the grippy hand. Massive burst. The pests around him. Claus still surviving this. Got himself as much self-healing as possible. Percentage healing while on bear for him was massive there. It looks like the man might have actually escaped death itself. As Coil trying to make sure he doesn't escape. Gargle is going to be slapping him around. Gargle actually is a pretty decent sentry, doing quite a bit of damage. As Coil is trying to see if he can slow him down. He needs a grip to yoink him back away from pillar if possible. Trying to keep him slow with Chain of Ice is going to yoink him back out in the open. Does he have enough finishing power? Claws with a bash. Might have actually been able to plan an escape. Looking for regrowths, but those regrowths with that health increase, they're not nearly going to be able to top you off as quickly. It's going to be a longer session for you to potentially go for as much stuff as possible. May have to go for more of that frenzied region with the rejuve, constant healing over time rolling in. Claws potentially maybe just try to go for a big convoke. With these pets may be very, very difficult because the convoke could just blast out the pets instead of the Death Knight. Coil taking a bit of damage. Bleeds is starting to set in. I think Claus is trying to see if he can bleed him out and eventually win with just damage over time. Try to escape the Death Knight as he got himself the Maidens of the Dead around the corner. Claus is very limited on what he can do. This is without dampening, and the man is already feeling the pressure of the consistent damage of Coil Rod. Stun onto Claus, may be in a bit of trouble. Does finally get Coil Rod away from pet. Actually, Coil Rod doesn't even have the main pet anymore. He does a He has an A-bomb. Claus could potentially maybe get himself enough healing. Bash into Coil Rod. Big convoke while he's away from any pets. Potentially could be the play. I think it's like what he's going to try to maim, but it's super DR. Claus, I don't think he can just go yet. I would just simply very, very defensive. Coil Rod needs a second pet in order to have a thing to help him out with that convoke. He needs that ghoul to help absorb some of the convoke damage, because if Claus gets himself a nice situation, a nice setup, looks like maybe made for recovery. Claws starting to recover little by little. How is this man still alive, by the way? Literally a restoration druid. Coil Rod with a full pet, empowered, all the pets are in, Convoke, does break out of it very, very quickly, Stone into Claws, the man is surrounded by the army of the undead, and Coil capitalizing on that one. Taking the boy to an early grave. Looks like Cries is going to be up next, trying to see if he can get an opener versus Coil Rod immediately. As Coil just looking for a little bit of a dot pressure, but kind of dips behind the pillar. Cry's gonna use that goal in order to generate plenty of extra resources. Coil get hit with a second, but CC is gonna Lichborn out of it, break it out of it very, very quickly. Big Infernal coming down, and Cry's got himself one gateway, two, all three gateways. Coil Rod with an AMS, able to deal with the magic damage quite efficiently. So for Cry's, he's gonna have to find a way to break away from the Death Knight, and then try to see if he can get himself a setup with some casts back to back. But Coil, I mean, the Death Knights, they're just so anti-caster. I don't know how this is going to work out. I think Coil may be in a decent spot here. As Squires is rotating every defensive, there goes the wall, trying to maybe make some damage happen. Big AMZ out for Coil. Massive defensive here. As Squires to look up to potential reposition with that gateway. He just kind of hanging out in the back of the back of his starting room. Intro by Coil Rod. Massive gateway. Does Coil Rod get to yoink him back in? Cries trying to see if he can break out of there. Got himself a Haunt or a Havoc onto that pet. I think he's trying to maybe get some blasting damage onto Coil as well as the pets. Is he going to be able to connect? Does get to connect. AMS for Coil Rod as the big meatball flying at him. I think the immolation still does hit anyway. And Cries does end up getting himself quite a bit of recovery. Dark Pact is at the ready. More to call very, very soon. Coil Rod trying to take a bit of a breather behind the pillar. Maybe looking at getting himself a maybe new pet. No, pet is still available. Big grip onto the Cries with a stun. Has himself the Dark Pact. Coil Rod is trying to get himself full gargle at the opener. Gonna be a second BC onto Coil Rod. Has no way to break out of it for a second. Does this man have any ways to close the gap with Cries? Does he have a grippy hand? Mortal to follow. Pet interrupted, so Cries can't even capitalize on that Mortal. And maybe in a bit of trouble. Gonna be portals down. Coil Rod trying to see if he can catch up to Cries. Can't really slow him down for the moment. There's gonna be big gates to follow with Fear right after. Coil Rod could be in a bit of trouble as Cries is slowly getting surrounded by the army of the undead. Does get himself yet another gate board. Got himself lots of mobility on the gate, doesn't ya? He must have a PvP talent to give you some more mobility, yeah? There's no way or not. As Cries does kind of hang behind the pillar. Plenty of ability for Warlocks actually, and the survivability. I mean, I imagine Warlocks would be one of the stronger classes with a stamina buff. Just because Dark Pact just gives you such a big stamina buff. It's a percentage shield, percentage health shield. So it would give you like the most amount of defenses. Plus you have the Soul Burn with the Warlock Hellstone. I think there's some percentage healing there too, but I could be wrong in that one. I know there's Leech and stuff. But then maybe actually the tankiest class in this whole change. Mortal into Coil Rod. So far, Coil Rod hasn't even been able to really hit Chrysler because the man is using mobility and the crowd control in order to stay away from Coil Rod. Coil at some point just needs to capitalize onto Chrysbed, get him in a full stun, interrupt him on Shadow. That's going to be some fire damage. Chrysbed taking loads of damage, maybe in trouble. Exposes Coil Rod, does have a grippy hand, yoinking it back in. Chrys needs to find a way to break away from Coil Rod. Dark Pact very, very soon. Does get him some mad mobility. And that's going to be Death and Decay from around the pillar. The pet is coming by around the corner. The Skulker around the pillar as well. Going to be a big drain. As Coil actually having to play it very, very defensively against the Infernal. As Cry is looking for a full recovery. The Warlock got himself big Dark Pact. Mortal to follow. Trinket at the ready. Coil Rod got himself AMS ahead of time. Dark Pact for Cries. And if Coil Rod can just live and survive this Dark Pact, maybe even break through a shield, he may be in a good spot. Full army that it is in. Needs to make sure the Cries out in the open as a major so that it can blast him out. That's going to be a quick second to see for a second. Maybe has eligible for it. That's going to be a soul fire right after. Not much you can really do about it. Mortal to follow. And looks like all your pets are attacking the Succubus instead of the Warlock. Coil gripping him back in over. But that's going to be AMZ. Is the main pet dead? Main pet ghoul may be dead, so Coil I think is in trouble. This is cast on Chrysbed. The Warlock has been able to turn it around. Coil Rod maybe be rotting out behind the pillar with an immolation. Unless it's a counter-grade buff. Does get himself a Dark Pact for a second. Skulker getting drained fully. Succubus CC immediately. Coil Rod as he's making the approach. The Succubus is there to just veer you away. With a Chaos Bolt right after. Coil going up for the big grip. Does have himself AMS. Potentially could maybe find himself recovery. Cries back with the mobility as a soul burn. That soul burn is so good. As long as you have a soul shard, you can just use that mobility, making yourself absolutely unstoppable as that mobility gives you immunity to slows, immunity to roots, and bonus movement speed, which makes you highly effective. Coil looks like he's focusing on Succubus more than Chrysbed at the moment. Mortal Coil does get a trigger for it. Definitely used to take down Succubus, but also needs to be focusing on Cries as well. As Cries got all these pets slowed down entirely, just making sure that they can't really touch him, even getting out of combat for a quick second just to mount up. Coil just needs something, anything. IBF just uses it at desperation. Just sees enough more pressure versus Kreisbet, and he'll be in a great spot. Kreisbet utilizes the mobility. Coil trying to kick him back over. Kreisbet can't really do much about that. Trying to see if he can reposition behind the outside of the pillar. I don't think he's got himself any more mobility for a while. He may be kind of out in the open. Kreis got him some big defenses. Coil with a big damage of his own. Wall for Kreis, but maybe will be enough here. Kreis trying to see if he can finish out the game. Second miss for a second towards the Coil Rod. Looking for that stun. Does he have any way to break out of it? Looks like it's going to be a soul fire right after. Is that going to be enough to take down Coil Rod? Actually, both of them are super low health. More to call for Kreisbet. Looking to end out the game. Coil Rod trying to see if he can catch up to him. Does go for a big grip, but Kreisbet is going to conflagrate him down into the ground, taking him out rather quickly. Man, Warlocks is just a juggernaut, never dying. That is crazy. The amount of CC they got and the mobility. I mean, Kreis is very, very deliberate with his positionals there in order to make sure he's always ahead of the competition. My goodness. I don't know if that's just like a perma Warlock thing or just a Kreisbet thing. Maybe the man is just a genius. He's been playing a lot of solo queue and just figured out all the ways to like stay alive with mobility alone. Stunned by Leroy, looking to hunt down the demon, but Leroy taking a bit of damage of his own. Does he go down here? Battlemaster shrinking as Leroy actually just having to rotate defenses. Gonna be Kreisbet setting up a game very, very quickly as Leroy set up mobility. Look at that, man. Soul Burn is such a strong ability. It's an underrated spell. Any Warlock not using Soul Burn in PvP right now, you're missing out on quite a bit of damage. Big Blade Dance versus Kreis. Stun. Leroy, I think, is going to be able to finally finish him off. My goodness. Dude, Warlocks are just the tankiest things in the world now. They may have to adjust some of the percentage healing, I think, with the stamina buff. Because, like, man, the Kreisbet is just showing us the potential of Warlocks. Leroy slaying the demon, eating up the demon soul. Doomberry with a wall, but a man, oh my god, Leroy is still so deadly. 40% more stamina. I'm just gonna give Leroy like what, one more blade dance than normal? Jesus Christ, that is crazy, unkillable. But also, dude, 0 damage. Is it really just a build where you do no damage but also never die? Interesting. Yo, Kreis, have you tried Affliction or Demonology by chance? Demonology recently got both. You want to give that a go? Yo, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Yo, whisper me on Real ID, and we'll get another one going, boys. True. Where do I join? Hey, Ashley, you're more than welcome to join us. We should grab groups over in LFG. If they're looking for more, Kreis or Lath, let me know if you guys need more. And we can get some of these boys in here. It's so undertuned. They did recently buff it by like 30%, though. Compared to what it was, I think it's in a better place than it initially was. Although, we could have a discussion about whether it should tune it more or not. Nice Warlock? Yeah. Please buff Demon Hunter. Yo, please buff my class, nerf every other class. Oh my goodness. Good job, Warlock. Well done, well done. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, let me know when you're ready. I'm enjoying these duels, man. The game really slowed down, chat. You know how a lot of people really dislike the first fast, bursty meta of Shadowlands, boys? I want to ask you guys, how do you like the pacing now? Because you see in the first game, very tanky Warlock versus Lathvoker, both of them have a lot of survivability. However, the second game, we did see burst out of an Assassination Rogue. We did see the potential of the sustained damage of an Unholy Death Knight. We did see a lot of these classes as well. We see Bursty, we see Healy, we see... It's safe to say the game did slow down quite a bit, didn't it? I hit at the 10-minute 41 was painful, and for its laugh, let me know when you're ready. Yeah, it was a long one, man. I feel like if you didn't go for that, if you knew you were fighting the Warlock, and you didn't play that wall, but instead you played, instead of Divide and Conquer, if you played that immunity to CC, the Shroud, I think that would have benefited you, because there's nothing you could do about it. He can't stun, he can't Fury, he can't suck with CC ya. You got perma immunity and you're chilling, that would be insane. Yo, any free spots, bro? Hey, taking a look. Hey, taking a look right now. Lath, you ready? Or are you looking for more? Yo, Lath, are you looking for more? Because Slim Tongue is looking to join. If you guys need one more, he'd be down to join you, boys. Someone setting up? Okay. Looks like they may be good. He said someone is setting up. But keep an eye out. People always rotate. Yeah, people always rotate from tongue. Boys, I use a real duel or like a burst thing? What are we doing here? Which I trying to have a real duel? Or do you want my pets or something? It's Ashley. Hey, Ashley, how you doing, my guy? Welcome, welcome. Hey, how you doing? Is that a real duel? Oh, wait, no? Okay, apparently we're not dueling anymore. Unholy dies. Ah, come on, man. Come on, bro. Hey, bud. Coil, I like the unholy build, man. Are you playing like a dot build or playing like a pet build? I wonder if like a disease damage over time build would work well. Like a full morbidity, and you like just try to get it in melee, try to get a quick skirt strike, just let the dots kind of do work. Just a full rotten dot gameplay. Yeah, if they turn down the class percentage healing a bit. Also with the health changes, some classes can become straight garbage because they rely on burst score kills. That is true, but that opens up so you don't need to always play bursting PvP. A lot of classes have sustain oriented playstyles that could benefit them. I think it could be nice. I mean, we've seen Cold War vs. Leroy. Leroy got quite a bit of burst, so burst can definitely make an impact, not gonna lie. But you may be thinking about sustain damage and burst damage and put those together and find a playstyle that works the best for you. I never felt bad for farm mages until now. It could buzz go 30% of HP lol. Most classes don't have sustain damage as the issue. That is true. Some classes don't really have a ways to build for sustain damage. But if you could survive a little bit longer, it could give you a opportunity to set up for a little bit something more interesting. I want something in between, no one-shots and 20 minutes to fest. That's exactly what I think we all want, Adoring Fan. I think that will be the best. We do want things to die and have potential for like incredible burst situations, but they can't be just like you walk in, 2 globals and they die. There's gotta be a little bit of like a give and take. It gotta be more interesting than that. But we also don't want ASUS games either. Yes, so hopefully they'll find the balance for it. I feel like slowing down the Shadowlands spacing of things isn't a bad idea. But I hope they don't slow down by too much, you know what I mean? They're very, very measured. Slow down by a little bit and by little until we hit that sweet spot and like, all right, let's just sit there and adjust it. And that's another thing. Hopefully once the game launches, they keep adjusting that stuff little by little. You know what I mean? Just finding it. Like the first season would be, hey, let's figure out a good sweet spot. And then second season, and I can set up a blueprint for second season, third season, fourth season, however many seasons they're planning on doing. You guys are ready? Let's go, boys. Yo, I'm gonna get you guys into another Grand. I like the Grand Nakudan, man. I'm gonna do a lot of those, but I am gonna mix it up a little bit, chat. I like those arenas in particular, though, so I hope you don't mind me spamming them out. Mythic Plus testing this weekend with all adjustments. Hey, yeah, this is gonna be really fun. Lincoln, did they announce it yet, or they were still waiting to announce the new Mythic Plus testing? But yeah, with 40% stamina buffs, I am excited, man. I think it's gonna be interesting for healers because it'll make the choice of talents, like whether you go for healing talents or damage talents, kind of interesting. And I think it'll be a mini game of like trying to balance these things out. Burst arena is so stressful for healers. Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's the thing with healers is I think it's all about improving the healer gameplay and healing in general. I feel like you should be able to see a threat from a distance and expect it. You should be able to realize what it is and get the proper opportunity to strategize and prepare for it. The only way they've been able to challenge healers in the recently is throw a bit of burst at him really quickly and make him like react and try to see who overreacts, who doesn't react at all. But that's probably not the best way of going about it. So you gotta give them opportunity to respond, opportunity to strategize, and make the right decisions. And it's all about making right decision versus making wrong decision. There's a middle ground in there somewhere. There has to be. Switch. We got Cry's gonna be first up over the team one. Setting this boy out again. And last one could get in a bit of a rematch with the guy. That's gonna be an opportunity for the two of them to find a way to go against one another. Gonna be immediate succubus CC. Interrupted it. Big fire breath of the Christ taking a bit of damage. Is Lat looking for a bit of burst in the opener. Gonna go for that soul fire opener. As it's a full fear versus last Voker. Trying to go for some damage zone. Christ poking himself out in the open. Full gates with an infernal. Big damage on the last. Actually, it's gonna be mortal coil by Christ. As Christ is going in for a big blast of chaos bolts onto Last. Last is gonna wall this damage off to try to see if he can stay in there. Managed to recover back behind the pillar. Big incinerist to follow. Is looking to catch up. Christ porting right next to him. Can't really interrupt Evoker. He can't really stop him unless he gets CC. He can't really stop his cast whatsoever. Big disintegrates by Last. Got him some big fire breath. Cries rotating the dark pack. Once the dark pack is gone, it could give Glassbook an opportunity to potentially get some damage with Cries. Big disintegrates right after. Dark pack is gone. Potentially could be good setup. Cries is trying to see if he can fight him right through. Does some wall in case he needs to. No mortal coil for a while. Could potentially go for big CC. Well, gonna be the succubus seduction with the chaos ball fear right after. Glassbook trying to see if he can reposition behind the pillar quick road onto Cries. He's got himself the big gateway, big portals. Lavroker trying to see if you stay mobile. Shadow into Cries. Mortical Raptor. Does he have any house? Ooh, and Cries does end up burning him up in nice, glorious, scorching blasts. As Beefy Lock going to be up next as an Affliction Warlock, playing into more damage over time gameplay, which could be very, very beneficial. I feel like if you can get some dots on the Cries and keep them there. In the past, we've seen Affliction Warlocks just rot people down, just absolutely just destroy them over time. And the damage over time, the sustained pressure may be good, especially if Kreisbet doesn't have his pet over in Beefy Lock and doesn't establish dots ahead of time. And also putting some dots on the pet as well. Eventually, that thing is gonna end up getting rotted. Beefy Lock going for the Drain Souls around the pillar. I think the man may be playing into a Drain Soul proc build where your Corruptions have a chance to get Nightfall procs, which causes Drain Soul to expunge very, very quickly. Its damage is gonna happen immediately. Beefy Lock popping a wall really, really early though. I guess maybe expecting some bursts out of Cries, or maybe was hoping to get a couple of casts off in, but does maintain the dots out of Cries, who has got himself plenty of survivability for the time being, but eventually is gonna get rotted down. Beefy Lock needs to make a play at some point. Needs to go for some kind of burst, crack through his defenses. It's just all about trying to position against another Warlock. May have to put up a gate exactly where Cries is so you can just chase after him. Try to keep the dots rolling on the pet as well as Cries. Eventually the pet should get rotted down as well. As Cries but finally able to swing around the corner. Got himself a big Soulbird. Maybe big damage opener. Got himself at least a pretty decent dot rolling onto Beefy Lock. Mortical as Cries setting up with a stun to Beefy. Maybe going for the gateways. Got himself Chaosable Beefy with a Dark Pact immediately as Cries is looking to reposition behind the pillar. But he's just trying to see if he can blast himself all the way to the other side. I don't know if Beefy is playing into the Soul Burn though. I think it's going to give Cries the ability to set up against Beefy. Got himself the mobility with Soul Burn Gateway or Soul Burn Port. Gonna be mad gateway for Beefy. Mortical to Cries, but the second is gonna cut him off at the draw. And Cries does at least give himself an opportunity to get some damage versus Beefy. So far, he's just trying to poke damage at Beefy from safety. At some point, Beefy is going to go for a Reflect here, potentially big damage. And Cries about dropping in a big Infernal on his head, interrupting his big Cassid. That's going to be the Dark Glare join in. Does go for the Fear of the Dark Glare. Big Haunt on Cries. Beefy taking a load of damage from Cries. Big Soul Rod, Cassid Circle. Beefy maybe can go for a massive drain. Mortical to interrupt him. Does get himself a defensive. Cries finally fully dotted up on dots. That's not going to be able to break those defenses. Got himself massive Dark Pact in order to absorb a lot of the damage. Beefy under a ton of pressure though, looking for more drains versus Cries. Does swap onto an interrupt pet in order to keep the pressure rolling in. And Beefy, I think, burning a Warlock house in order to give himself recovery. But Kreisman is just hot on his tail, just snapping on his toes, not really letting him go anywhere. Just on the man's heels, stun around the corner. Beefy needs to get some kind of pressure back into Kreis, but so far, the Destro Warlock is definitely got himself quite a bit of an advantage here. Beefy with the Reflect, Kreis trying to make sure he doesn't get anything reflected back to him, like that Fear, for example. And it's going to be a Fear. Finally, Beefy has an opportunity to at least set up a set of dots unless he gets interrupted. Full Hunt versus Cries. He does himself the Dark Pact. That's going to absorb a lot of that damage over time. It is eventually going to be able to break through those defenses. And Beefy can maintain the sustained pressure versus Cries. He may be okay. Got himself the Dark Pact on his own. Right now, I think it's just Warlocks, literally bubble boys out here, man. Just putting up bubbles on themselves and just surviving literally the apocalypse. Yeah, the May, I think, need to adjust the Destro Warlock Dark Pact a little bit. But I think if they just do that, I feel like they'll be in a fantastic spot. Quick interrupt requires, but it does go for Trinket. That's going to be the Trinket out of Beefy Lock as well. As the Drain Soul comes out, Beefy may potentially finally cracking through Cries' defenses. The dots are rotting him little by little. Cries does go for a Soulborn Hellstone, so he won't have any more healing afterwards. Or any more big bursts of heals. And Beefy, if he can set up a double drain onto Cries, he'll be in a fantastic spot looking for an escape plan. As is going to be full portals. Open it up for him. Cries is trying to see if he can chase him with a sustained damage. Going to be a drain out of Beefy Lock, looking to get himself a bit of recovery. Cries sent him with a Mortal Call. It's going to be an Umlate with the Fear right after. Beefy does tank up completely, interrupting Cries for just a second, looking for the full Soul Rod. Got himself full set of dust. See how bursts to follow. Could go for a full Dark Glare. Cries is going to see the Dark Glare come out. Could potentially banish it out of the game. And Cries, once the Dark Pact rolls over, maybe the dots will do something here. Because Beefy definitely needs to put in some pressure on the Cries. He got him so close, but that Dark Pact just absorbs so much of your damage. There goes the dots, actually doing something. Cries trying to pop off some cooldowns of his own. Gonna be a Reflect for Beefy Lock. Cries is very careful with what he interrupts. It's gonna be a Hunt with a quick Fear before he can finish the Hunt. Cries setting out a Chaosable, blasted out Beefy. That's gonna be a quick cast and summoning circle in order to be able to get himself full full cast without interrupts. Hunt, but that's gonna be a massive Chaosable by Cries, man, just saving his ground. He decided I need to blast out this Affliction Warlock. My goodness, and Leroy going to be up next. Full dots onto the Demon Hunters. Cries looking for a refresh to his Succubus. Does not want to burn the fell dump unless he just doesn't have a fell dump at the moment. Leroy swinging around the corner. He needs to find a way to stop the demon hunter, trying to go for a big hunt from a distance. Does technically connect Metamorphosis to avoid any fears. Gonna be the demon spawning in. May help break you out of that fear though. That's gonna be conflict great. Does break him out. Gonna be soul break, soul cleave. Christ could be in a bad spot. Does wall off the damage as Leroy trying to see if he can end the duel right then and there. Cleaving right through him. Christ on the defensive. Trying to see if he can reposition. Massive heal. And that may be his only big heal versus Leroy. But looks like Leroy may be spent. He does go behind the pillar. The main demon that was chasing after him is kind of dead. And he did burn his soul with his cries repositioned again. Leroy just out in the open slow. This is where Leroy just kind of trying to cleave off of that succubus as best as he can. Fear versus cries. As he got another demon spawn in. May break him, snapping him out of fear, slapping him around, trying to see if he can break him. As cries looking for another Warlock House. So does establish one. Mortal versus Leroy. May be able to get one more Warlock House in before this duel is over. As they were trying to reposition, still focusing on that succubus completely, entirely focusing on that pet instead, just letting that Infernal keep him in combat, keep him utilized, and it's going to be a quick pet kill as a fell dump comes out for cries. Got himself a freshly succubus. So he has a way to CC Leroy that constant slowing against the Demon Hunter. Plus the mobility of a Warlock with soul burns is absolutely crazy. Leroy stunning little cries with a fear sigil to follow. Massive gateway. Does Leroy is he able to catch up? Looks like Cries is maybe trying to position, potentially looking for another portal back to his gate. It looks like May take the portal. Leroy trying to see if he can back up out of there, trying to stay ahead of time. He knows that Cryspell wants to reposition behind the pillar, and he's kind of waiting for him, but he can't. If he stays over there, Cryspell is just going to run away. If he stays back, Cryspell is just going to keep his distance. Like, it's just in a bad spot. Like, you can't really find a good angle. Unless you have Metamorphosis, like charge him, force him, Metamorphosis right over him, and then blast him out right after. Maybe you could do it. Cryspell found a way from his portal. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Stun, Mortal Coil into Leroy. Has it. She can hold on to it until later. Succubus is here right after, just kind of running in the opposite direction. Wait, why are you running away from Succubus? Leroy, you're supposed to run to the Succubus, not away from them. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Leroy may be a good Christian boy. As a demon hunter. Gonna be a quick drain by Cries is trying to get him some recovery. Leroy, man, he got a ton amount of mobility, but Crisbed has been able to play him around it. That Succubus CC with constant slows, Mortal Coils, fears, and using that gateway in the portals in order to get himself free of any slows. For Leroy, he's very cooldown based. But you can see like the damage and the burst playstyle he's got going on. Just not really playing into that tough health bar, the tough exterior that is Cries bad. Gonna be gateways opening up for the Warlock. Mortal Coil is trying to get aggressive. Cries is gonna see Leroy go for a quick eventual retreat. Does give him some immunity. Big gateway for Cries. Got himself lots of mobility. Looking to reposition away from Leroy. Leroy realizes that he's kind of out of juice. He needs to back up out of there for a second. And again, Cries is able to chip away at him without too much worry about his health bar. And there goes the Warlock Hellstone. They came back up. Quick soul burn. That soul burn ability is extremely strong right now. The mobility, the self-healing, soul burn, just burning a soul shard just gives you so much more effective mobility, so much more effective survivability, just emergency healing. It's so perfect. It looks like Leroy is just fully committed to consolidating all of his cooldowns. He's trying to make sure he got himself the perfect go versus Cries. He needs to be very accurate. As Cries, but just continuing to pummel at him with big old bolts of Soul Flame. Chaos bolts right after. Stun. Leroy going with a big hunt. But this can make some damage happen. Big soul break. Going to be a big defensive for Cries. Is he able to break right through it? He may just have to fight through Cries and just wait out until Dark Pact is gone. This is going to be a demon spawning in. And Leroy, seeing that he's out of position, does try to retreat behind the pillar. May be able to use Vengeful Retreat to immune one of the some damage from Cries. Is going to be back here with an Infernal. That thing is keeping him warm. Got himself leech healing, but at the dampening at the 10-minute mark, it is going to be reduced heavily. Leroy forced out in the open, trying to see if he can catch up to Cries, but floating over towards the Succubus. There goes the demon, trying to snap him out of that fear. Stun as Cries is sinking a couple of cans bolts into him, into another gateway. That's going to be Leroy trying to immune a lot of the damage with a Vengeful Retreat, reducing it by at least 75%, but also makes himself immune to CC for a little bit. Cries kind of caught out in the open, but still near gateway. It's going to be a Sigil of Fear for a second. Does not have a way out. It's going to be Dark Pact. It's going to be a big break by Leroy. Can you break through the shield right now? Cries becomes a mad defensive shield. I don't think you can really break through the bubble. I don't think he's maybe chipping away at it. Going to be able to finally break through it, but it's going to be Succubus to stop him the last second. So far to follow Leroy could be big trouble, especially if Cries ends up scoring some crits. He repositions far away from Leroy. Got himself a proper slow. That's going to be a soul burn at the ready. I think he could maybe use that portal in order to reposition back behind the pillar. Has Leroy out in the open with the succubus, forcing him to fight it. That constant slow. Leroy just can't really catch up to Cries easily. Again, has to wait out until cooldowns are back up to use mobility, defensives, offensives, and Cries just honestly just got Leroy and just running him in circles right now. Eventually, he should be able to whittle him away, chip away at the guy, but he's playing a very, very defensive build. I wonder if there's like a Destro Warlock build that kind of holds your ground and just blasts him out, focusing on damage rather than survivability. Big damage out of Leroy with a Hunter follow versus Cries. The Dark Pact looks like it's starting to wane a little bit as we get into the higher dampener. The Dark Pact is nowhere nearly as effective in PvP. It's starting to get a little bit weaker, little by little. Big drain onto Leroy, floating over towards the succubus as Cries setting up another Soulfire. And Leroy with an immunity just doesn't want to deal with it. He's just going to waddle over to Cries. And the Mana's Gate. What is this cooldown on the gate, by the way? What? It's normally a 2-minute CD, but I guess you do cut it off with a PvP talent. What is that cooldown? The Mana's just starting to run through gates constantly. That's actually insane. Bone 1 versus Cries. The first game is loaded 10 minutes. It is a long one, isn't it? It was a long one. Cries setting up some gates. Gonna be a big damage out of Leroy. Trinket out of Cries. Full defensive Mortal versus Leroy. Got all these gates with cannons to follow Leroy, trying to see if he can avoid the nether portals as he got himself a demon spawning in from a portal of his own. Is gonna be able to DPS that thing for a little bit, leech as much health as he can before he slays it with the glaive toss. I think at some point Leroy may be able to utilize a metamorphosis coming up very, very soon. Together with Blur and potentially even reverse magic too. Maybe deal with Chrysler. I think he has the tools. He doesn't have immunity, but he does have darkness. He needs to find a way to get Chrysler to exhaust all of his mobility and then pin him down with full back-to-back stuns. I feel like that's what he's gonna do. He's gotta bait out the mobility and then capitalize on it. Try to see if he can cut across the arena. That's gonna be a quick interrupt on the Succubus CC. Chrysler is just gonna buy himself a little bit of time until Succubus is back. Dark back after a big blade dance to follow, cracking through his defenses. Maybe Leroy got him on the ropes. Try to see if he can walk away from Leroy. Leroy hanging out next to the Succubus. He knows he's gonna get hit with Succubus CC. Imprisoned onto the Chrysler for a second. Fear right after. Chrysler does have a wall. It's gonna be Leroy trying to see if he can burn through him. Big blade dance right after him. But it looks like Cry's defenses with a wall just keeping him alive. Big Inferno coming down, trying to see if he can immolate through. Big portal spawning in. One portal, two. Leroy may need all the defenses in the world in order to survive it. Does go for a blade dance, flying up in the air, interrupting Cry's bone and shadow. Darkness to follow. Cry's gonna be in big trouble. Stun onto him, and Leroy does end up slaying the demon, picking up the demonic soul. Slaying another demon by the looks of it. Gonna be a stun from a distance. Cry setting up a case mode. Has no hold whatsoever. Does Leroy close the gap and try to see if he can end it? Cry's has defenses come back up very, very soon. Does Leroy finish him off? Interrupting him on fire. Cry's been with the dark pack last second. Leroy trying to see if he can position over. Does get him some immunity from the dark pack and maybe just have him. Oh my god, he does end up slaying the Warlock, dude. The unkillable Warlock. He does end up taking him down. But Claus is going to be up next. Big War Stomp. As Leroy just exhausted after fighting that Warlock, drained of all his ability to fight anymore. Claus goes in just to slam the guillotine jaws of death down on him. Claws blasted out by Magi, who just tried to see if he could push in. I think the Incarnation. Basically, might have used cooldown. Big blasted claws, just absolutely decimated him with just a bunch of arcane damage. Looking for a bit of recovery as Doom buries the last one left. Needs to charge in. The dampening is so high, you better take advantage of it. Magi, does he have any dots on him? Doomberry almost gets him out. He went for that crash lightning, but Magi needs to be literally in front of him. Literally in that frontal cone, like really, really short, small area in front of you in order to be able to get him out. I really wish that in PvP at least, that Crash Lightning had a little bit more of a wider arc so you could get stealthies out, because he kind of limited what you can do. Lightning last onto Magi, Drew gets out of it immediately. Limited on what they can do. Magi may decide to get super aggressive. Going to be rude onto Doomberry with a silence. Trying to see if he can break out of it with a quick sprint. Magi trying to see if he can play a bit defensive. Big Alabaster follow-up. I don't think there's any way for you to fight through it, as you got no help. Big Ascetas, but Doomberry, you take a bit of damage. Trying to go for recovery, but a 63% dampening. That healing isn't going to do much. Full stone onto Doomberry. As Coil trying to see if he can maybe potentially get him some big pressure onto Doom. Wall by the Enhancement Shaman, got himself another Ascendance, so he's getting his procs, could potentially turn this around, but Cole got him some basic immunity from magic damage. I think he's just gonna get overpowered by the army of the undead. Not much you can really do in that situation. Yeah, with this high dampening, there's very, very little you can do. Cries is absolutely unstoppable, but Leroy was there to finish off that job. That is absolutely crazy, chat. That is actually insane. That is nuts. Go back to sleep, Dal. Real tired. Yo, thank you so much, Var. Appreciate you coming by, my guy. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, we're gonna need at least one more, I think, for Team Kreisbad. So if you guys want to Joe, open up a group real quickly, get some boys in here. I can help you out if you need to. Let me know if you guys need more. Actually, yo, Flame Tongue, if you're looking for a +1, you may have a spot open for you, my man, if you want to try it. I'll go Kreis. I'll go for Kreis. Sounds good. Yeah, if you guys want to do it. Joining us on the beta server is just pure pain. I'm sorry about that, Kreis. That's crazy. But Demon Hunter and Locke are twin god classes. That is crazy. Nerf Demon Hunter were like, yep. We'll see what they do, man. I think the idea of going for 40% more stamina isn't the worst on paper, but obviously Warlocks are seeing quite a big defensive value from it from Dark Pack. I knew off the bat, like anything that just plays into stamina and stamina healing and stamina effects is gonna get so much benefit. My thought process was maybe Rogue, since they had Sipping Cup to a certain degree, and Leech and Poison. But Warlocks, I think, probably take the cake. There probably isn't one more class than you can think of. There's probably another class that benefits a lot from stamina increases. Message Dal, found it. Awesome. Let me know when you boys are ready. Yeah, I wonder what other classes would be benefit from it. I don't wanna call for Warlock nerfs immediately, but I do wonder what other classes would get benefits from it. Do priests do percentage healing? No, I think priests actually may be getting screwed over by this because they have power life. That doesn't do percentage healing, but that healing, the emergency healing, may not be as effective. That could be interesting. Hopefully that's not the case. Also, we haven't seen druids play too much outside of like Johnny Cowbro. Wait, is that Johnny Bravo as a cow? You want to join us, Johnny? If that's Johnny, my man, we want to get you in here. Yeah, if that's Johnny, let me know, boys. Yeah, let me know when your groups are ready, or if you guys need more. Dark Pack needs to be nerfed, man. My win lane head's not fair. Even Remington says that Remington plays Warlock too. Okay. I mean, the crowd, burn shadows are very good. I lose their defensive nerfs of another 10%, 20% damage all across the board. I do 0 damage. They did buff Destruction Warlock damage by 30%. But I don't know. Well, previously we had Warlocks popping off as Destro. Is it just a different build you'd playing Chrysler? For Destro only Chrys. Yeah, for Destro only 10-20. Yeah, that's how usually it is. Yo, buff my class nerf for everybody else's. I'm ready. Yo, Last as well as Chrys. Let me know when the boys are ready. Last is ready. How's Chrys doing? Let me know when you're ready, my guy. Talking about a start about Alpha Devo, talking about Destra. Yo, if they do buff any classes, man, what class doesn't need a buff right now, actually? For PvP specifically. I mean, of course, everybody's gonna be like, oh, mine, me, mine, but like... But for real, though. No Coconut nerfs, Halls of Valor buffs. What? No Codon nerfs. Oh, Grasp of the Dead is getting nerfed. Good. Conceal Souls to remove the effect. Good. Shatter Souls is getting nerfed. I like it. Swift Stab. Good. That one was actually killing a lot of people. Aftershock. Destruction. Halls of Valor is getting buffed a little bit, though. Okay. Closer to Herja, Arcing Bolt ability, and Eye of the Storm. God King Scovilles. Fellblaze getting nerfed. And Ragnar getting buffed a little bit. Okay. Odin getting a Runic Brand a little bit buffed. Nerf for Spear. And a nerf for Surge. Okay. That's not bad. Alright. Doesn't seem bad at all. Ready? Alright, boys, let's go! No cooldown. No cooldown. Let's go, boys. Assassin meta. Assassin looking really good, my guy. Assassination is looking real good. Did it work? Hold on, did we get a Q? Let me try it again. War game request failed. Are you guys did it not work? Oh, no cooldown. I can't spell. That's my problem. Here we go. Now we're ready, boys. Now we're ready. Yo, thank you so much for joining, by the way, tonight. I appreciate you. Super fun hanging out with all of you, by the way. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm not in the group. Oh, did you not get in? Or did you get kicked out? Is that what happened? Or did you say you're ready? Because I did say, like, hey, I told them to pick you up. Last time I played WoW, my Shadow Priest dominated. What expansion was that, my guy? How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a good one. Evening, what's up, Jedi? How you doing, my guy? How's Devastation Evolved after the health change? I think it's still very bursty, but it does have a lot more self-healing, and it doesn't get obliterated by damage nearly as quickly because you have a little bit of extra health bar to work with. I think they've given it a little bit more time to play the game. I think they actually do get some benefits, and the damage increase to a deep breath ability I think is kind of impactful. I mean, 40% damage buff should be pretty good. Unless it did like no damage, and now it does like 2. It could be one of those things where ability went from doing like 1 damage to like 2. Or 1 from 4. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta ask Glass, see how he does it. So Twitch, what's up, Joe? 100 specs looking both in PvE and PvP. Beast Mastery looks really, really strong right now. But we've seen Marksman and Survival do pretty well as well. Gonna be team. Actually, I want to take a look at team 2. We got ourselves my man Magic's and Shadow Freeze. Oh my god. Make a return with Unho and a Boomkin. Or Peril. We got ourselves Lathvoker. We got ourselves Coil. We got ourselves Leroy. Gonna be first up versus Johnny Bravo, my man. Or Johnny Cowbro. Gonna be blinking away from the son of Leroy. Trying to see if he can reposition. He is waiting, I think, to go for a big breath onto Leroy. Hunt comes down. And Johnny may have to play very, very defensively. Got him so big all the time. So he's looking to remove a lot of this damage whenever he can. He's trying to reposition. Got himself a bit of a temporal. Just looking to play very, very defensive versus Leroy. And we'll see how well it works out for him as he got himself this images. Images may potentially slow down Leroy. Just trying to see if he can avoid the Demon Hunter for a little bit. As the man got himself full burst, Leroy charging out, you want to be backing up out of there. If Leroy's backing out, that's where you may want to press the offensive. Got himself invis. But I think the images kind of give you away. I think Leroy more or less knows where you are. Does go for a quick eventual retreat in order to give himself immunity from CC. Quick, imprison onto Johnny. Johnny does check out of it. It's going to be rooted to Leroy. Does avoid the invis. There's going to be Ring of Frost. Johnny could potentially have himself a big go. Arcade Surge. Big damage on Leroy. Does he go for a big knock? Worst up for a second. Oh, knocking it back. That's getting frozen. It's still going to be carrying up the ready. Johnny trying to see if he can blast him out. Trying to see if he can stand in darkness. Blur at the ready. Johnny, does he have any more damage to follow? Got himself all the time to make sure he's extra safe. Leroy blinking right in. Or leaping right in, rather. Johnny trying to see if Corsair still has all the time. Missiles to follow versus Leroy. Actually letting him position towards Leroy. My goodness, a Leroy without a match ticket falling off could be in a bit of trouble. If Johnny's very, very careful, he may be okay. Trying to go for big Arcana Sphere. Does he get to dodge it? Oh, does get to dodge it. Leroy just trying to see if he can veer out of there very quickly. That Arcana Sphere is a bold move, Cotton. You better pull it off. Leroy spawning at a demon, slaying it, immediately recovering full health. How do you even get a demon proccing? You know what I mean? What the? I don't understand. I don't understand. Gonna be a quick breath by Leroy trying to go for a hunt as Johnny freezes him in place. That freeze is actually so good. Leroy trying to give himself immunity to CC, but a polymorph hits immediately. Does Johnny have another go? Ring of Frost potentially has himself a big setup. Rune of Power with the blast. Oh, try to go for touch of the magic. Breath onto Leroy does finally get himself the damage. Gonna be a knockback on Leroy potentially. Blink it away. Try to see if he can get himself the damage. Leroy back it up out of this. As soon as he sees the touch of the Magi with Kyrian, he breaks out of there with that Radiant Spark ability. As he's looking to go for Blur. Leroy's actually committed quite a lot of cooldowns versus Johnny. Quick Nova as Johnny just trying to see if he can back away. Leroy holding onto that demon. He always has that demon to just slurp life out of him in case he actually needs it. Big hunt to follow. Jason after Johnny. Johnny trying to see if he can break out of there. Got himself all the time. Looking to reposition with Leroy. Literally dancing around the boy. Leroy looking to maybe slay the demon. Definitely going behind the pillar. May slay the demon. May even hold on to that soul of demon in case he wants to. Nah, he's gonna yoink it right now. Better yoink it in order to give us a 30% damage buff. Why he's got it. Johnny, look at you. Was it a Viz actually for a second? It might have been him. Never look at your position. Polymorph front to Leroy. Got him some immunity. That's going to be Johnny trying to see if he can root him in place. May have to go for another repoly. Does give an interrupt. Going to be a stun. Blink for Leroy. Or for Johnny. Does go for an all the time by the looks of it. Or, no, not all the time. He goes in for that displacement. So he puts himself back to the last blink location. Trying to go for Ring of Frost versus Johnny, but doesn't get to. Johnny with mass. Oh, Johnny getting blasted out by Leroy. It's going to have to go for an ice block. His little fingers are poking out of the ice block. It's a little big for the ice block, but he's doing as best he can, man. Oh, no. That was a lot of damage out of the Demon Hunter. As Johnny trying to go for a bit of damage of his own, but looks like Leroy's just gonna back up out of there. Man, that immunity with eventual retreat, using it at a right time, at a precise time, immunes any polymorphs or roots or slows by the mage. And as long as Leroy wants to use eventual retreat, the longer he stays in the air, as long as his feet don't touch the ground, he will definitely be able to avoid any kind of CC. He's immune to any crowd control and has a 35% damage reduction as long as his feet don't touch the ground. So if he stays in the air for as long as possible, Ice Nova, for example. Nothing Johnny can do about it. Big Hunter follow, does go for War Stomp, get him CC, Ring of Frost to follow. Leroy, does he have an answer here? Potential Johnny could maybe get him out. Gonna be Kieran Radiant Spark. Does he maybe go for knockback, maybe Breath? Leroy just gotta blink it or leaping right on top of the Ring of Frost. Running right through a Ring of Frost and just immunes it? Is that what happened? Followed by Johnny. Gonna be in trouble. Johnny may be in trouble. I think man may be over. I think Leroy might just have him throwing a glaive one. All the time. Oh, second glaive taking him out. That was a rough one, man. I don't even know how he didn't freeze yet. I honestly thought that freeze should have happened. Doomberry gonna be up next. Leroy just backing up out of there, retreating as soon as he sees the head show him popping in quick present with a Fear Sigil. Is gonna be able to kill the totem. Dude, those Vulpera totems are so tiny that kind of hard to see, aren't they? Unless you have Hellbars enabled. Stunner to Doomberry, maybe in trouble. Trick instead of it, trying to chop himself off. Massive Maelstrom healing. Got himself a Sky Fear to follow. Does himself big damage. Big Ellen Blaster to Leroy with a Frost Shock to follow. Does he have any more setup? Trying to go for the Primordial. Maybe he can get himself the double zap. Leroy is a conduit for Lightning Bolts right now. So you could potentially get him. Trying to see if he can maybe reposition. Goes to follow. You see himself one big blast with a Rune to follow versus Leroy. Does he have the Maelstrom? I don't think he may have the Maelstrom for it. But he definitely needs to find a way to catch up to Leroy. Maybe get another last on the guy or something. Leroy up in the air, goes to join in. Big Ellen Buzz, but does reduce anyway to about 75%. As long as he got himself into retreat, big defensive. As long as his feet don't touch the ground, he just got himself plenty of survivability. Into a lasso. Doomberry is going to knock him back out in the open. Leroy is going to go for the big hunt. Massive damage on Doomberry. Oh my god! Just cleaving the boy down, not giving him a chance. My goodness, Leroy, give these boys a chance. Who's it going to be up next? Who's it sending out? Is it going to be one of the Death Knights? Tath? Is it going to be Cries? Is it going to be Claws? One of these boys is going to have to challenge the boy as best as he can. My goodness. Papa Darren Island came out as a min. Oh yeah, that was a minute there, huh? Hey, dub. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, Shadow Priests were pretty good back then, weren't they? They had the big DP spam and everything, if I remember correctly. I played with the Shadow Priests in arenas. It's really, really good. Task trying to see if he maybe can make that enhancement. Unholy Death at work. Full stun onto Leroy. May have used it a little bit preemptively. That already is kind of on auto. But it is going to give him some... Make it a little bit awkward for him to land a proper stun versus Leroy. Leroy just kind of trying to fight the ghoul, but not trying to fight Tar. I think just waiting for some cooldowns to try to avoid the Death Knight as best as humanly possible. I think he's just trying to see if he can wait for a better repositional. Potentially. As Tar trying to go for big chain versus Leroy. But the Demon Hunter got plenty of mobility to avoid him. Again, just trying to see if he can take down the pet. He's just so fixated on that goal. Tar finally tried to break the two apart. Leroy just losing mobility. Doesn't want to fight Tar at all. I think he's just waiting for some cooldowns. Gonna be the ghoul as well as the Gargoyle spotted in. Full damage. Leroy's is still so solely focused on fighting the ghoul without ever touching Tar. This is gonna be a bomb around the corner. Leroy at some point is going to have to close the gap. Does go for prison onto Tar with a Fear to follow. Still focusing down that ghoul so heavily. And Tar finally able to get all the pets surrounding Leroy. Definitely needs to go for another army set or whatnot. And that's going to be the main goal, I think, potentially finally down. Leroy just trying to play it very, very defensive. Big Item to follow. Does end up spawning a demon. That's going to be able to kill it fairly quickly. Big soul cleave onto Tar. Got him some big defensive. Massive hunt to follow. Big damage. Tar maybe in a bit of trouble. Definitely needs to play it very, very defensively. Whatever death strikes you got going on, now you may need to use them. And Leroy just looking to close in, do damage, break out, and maybe just wait for some cooldowns to come back. As he's trying to slow down this game, because you know he's been playing against Claws and playing against Chrysler, he just wants to make sure if, let's say, Chrysler's up next, that Leroy is walking into this one fully prepared. So Tar is mostly there to, like, I guess Tar is there to fight him, but he's trying to see if he can kill Tar without spending too many cooldowns and played very, very cheesy to make sure he's got, I think, everything safe for Chrys. Because he's going to literally need everything. He's got a demon back there, plenty of recovery. That's a demonic soul, so you can have a proper opener. The Succubus swinging around the corner. Maybe we'll get exploded by the blast. Looks like Succubus tried to go for CC for a second and stopped. Is that what I saw? Is that what happened? Maybe using the mobility with Vengeful to make himself immune. Big damage. Soul Cleaver to Christ. Got himself big dark back with a Mortal Call over to Leroy. Shadow Fury to follow right after. Immolate to follow as Christ, dropping it in the Infernal as he got himself full gates. Big cannonballs flying in. Leroy trying to see if he can back up out of it. Does have another demon spawning in though. If only Christ could like banish those demons out. Because they are demons, they are NPCs, but you can't really touch them because that's kind of like, you know, Leroy's heal. But what if a Warlock could just banish that thing? I feel like that would be like flavorful, wouldn't that be? Like part of the class fantasy. Big cannonball set out from the gateway out to Leroy, leaving the demon soul on the ground for now. I think he's waiting until maybe he can get himself an eye beam. Because if he can get himself more leech, picking up demon soul will be even more effective. Try to see if he can change over to Kreisbad. Kreisbad repositions. Gonna be a stun by Leroy. Got himself a decent spot. Shrinking with a hunt. Leroy trying to go for a longest distance hunt, but couldn't quite reach him. Big Metamorphosis looking to catch up. Big Hunter follow. Mortal Culture Kasadu immediately cries with the Dark Bag. Trying to see if he can survive it. Big Blade Dance cleaving right through those shields. Absolutely blasting him out. Stunning to Cries. High beam to follow. Cries looking for a fear. Leroy's gonna go immune from that fear with eventual retreat. He's imprisoned onto that Succubus CC for a second as the Succubus does finally establish that Seduce. So fire right after. Leroy just gonna get blasted out into this bag, but he still has full metamorphosis. He got himself plenty of leech, plenty of survivability here. Cries is gonna try to see if he can chip away at him as Leroy closes that gap, trying to stay as proactive as possible. His mobility is gonna go for eventual retreat, maybe try to avoid the Succubus CC last second. Potentially. Wall by Cries, finally get himself some casting, but Fear is gonna get broken out by the pet fairly easily. Gonna go for Fear onto Cries. Does the Fear Sigil? Does Leroy have any damage to follow the Fear Sigil? Looks like he's just gonna try to chip away at him as best as he can. Dark Back, Soul Cleave, Mortal Coil immediately. Leroy has himself immunity in case he needs to. Cries just trying to see if he can incinerate him down. Both of them are super low. Trying to see if he can just yeet Leroy out of there. Leroy with a quick prison does himself a little bit more damage. Cries your positions. Does he have another gateway to follow? Stun onto Leroy. Does know there's going to be a second CC. Cries having to play it offensively. He has to keep fighting. He has to keep casting. He can't just give Leroy a chance to recover. And Leroy with an immunity. So Cries is very, very limited what he can do. Can't slow him down. He can technically CC him with an immunity. Leroy just phases himself out of the corporeal world, but he is still somewhat there. His health is saved, but his body, not 100% really. As he kind of like separates his soul into the twisting nether. So he's not completely pervious to damage. Big Hunt versus Cries. Doesn't go for second. We see it last second. Cries, does he have any mobility? Was he survivability? Mortal Coil last second. But Leroy recovered a ton of health slaying that demon. Cries got himself the Battle Master Trinket. Trying to go for as much damage versus Leroy. That's going to be one gate. Does he have any more instant caster around the corner? Drain. That's going to be second. Is going down. Leroy finally able to separate Kreisbad from this demon. That's going to be Leroy trying to see if he can catch back up to him. Cries dropping down Infernal. Stun around the corner. Oh, and Leroy comes down, crashing into Cleave. Is that a 1-5-5-0 by Leroy? Somebody left at some point. I'm not sure who. Over on the team one. I think, was it Claus? Might have been Claus. I think Claus never got to play. Might have actually just AFK'd. That or had to go. One of those two. Or maybe we're just waiting so long for Kreisbad to die. The game kicked them out. One of those two. But either way, I'm about to go again, chat. My goodness, that guy just... When Leroy puts his mind to like, okay, I want to make sure I can fight Kreisbad and decimate him. All those defenses, I want to fight right through it. All that CC, I want to mute it. You have to play it perfectly, but you can achieve it. I want to say that man played really well. That Demon Hunter damage is spooky. Goodness. Yo, let me know when the boys are ready. We'll get another going, yeah? That'd been really, really fun. My goodness, man. Warlocks are tough, but Leroy... He's got resolve. He's got resolve. Can I do this? You're more than welcome to join us, Cal. More than welcome to it. Cries is ready. Laugh, let me know when you're ready. All of YouTube, what's up, my guy? Space left. Cries is full. Laugh may have a spot. Maybe. Ready? Okay. Looks like we full for now. But we rotate next game, maybe? Sauro, how you doing, my man? Welcome back. Hey, wait. Cries. Cries needs one. Here we go. I want to point at him. Here we go. Whisper him. Get at him, boys. Swarm him. Get him. Just alright. Who's the PvP king of Dragonflight? It's my man Kevin. He's the PvP king of Dragonflight. Kevin Salke. Welcome, King. Welcome back. How you doing? Tuning is in final. None of the numbers are final. Anything I tell you right now is probably going to be wrong. That being said, Demon Hunters are kind of fun. Evokers are surprisingly good. Assassin's Rogue just absolutely rip people to shreds. And Demon and Destruction of Warlocks in general are looking very, very tanky nowadays. BM Hunter is actually very effective. Arcane Mage can surprisingly do well. Shadowface can actually do pretty well too. Survivable. Warriors, also pretty good. It's hard to tell what's going to be best, right? Because tuning isn't final. So what do I tell you right now, like, is best? It's going to be false like a week or two after, right? Tuning. But what's looking good right now, I can tell you some of the classes that are doing pretty good currently. Warlocks and Demon Hunters seem to be dominant at the moment. I mean, chat, you guys can give your opinions as well. Like, chat's opinions... Yeah, if you guys have your own opinions, you're more than welcome to because I got a YouTube platform, whatever, I try not to give like wrong info as best as I can. I try not to be malicious about it. So I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm gonna be cautious on that one. I can tell what's looking pretty good now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be good always. Got a spot. Hopefully the Whisper Chrysler. Ready? Because I did tell him to whisper ya. But I'm seeing if you're ready, my guy. They said whisper me, got a spot. I told them to whisper cries. I don't know if they did though. They may not have whispered ya. Dal, someone wants you to show talent build in chat. Chris Tech. Your build. Okay. So this is last build for his 5V5 1v1 Duels. I think that's what he does for PvP regularly anyway. But I could be wrong on that one. But that is the build if you want to like copy it over on the beta, give it a go. It plays into that shatter. I'm surprised you're not playing that 2 seconds longer effect. I feel like I always want to use that whenever I try to burst things down. But you may be kind of limited on the talent points you can run. It's playing into the disintegration fire damage build, so you disintegrate and get those procs, fire breath proc more often. Hopefully, that gives you more burnout procs for instant casting. Scintillation gives you more procs of Eternity Surge. You're playing into more like a healy self-healy build to make yourself a little bit more survivable. Not playing into that honed aggression, which I really like to get with Engulf and Blaze. But either way, there's multiple ways to slice this one. It plays into that iridescence and power swell, which is pretty interesting put together. I feel like iridescence, I don't know, it's good, but like I feel like when I'm bursting, I'm using my breath in order as part of that burst. But it's so difficult because like I kind of want to have stacks of burnout ahead of time, but it's very, very difficult to do so. But yeah, ready now. Okay. We do Blackrock Hold, man. Let's just like the small arena. Because I personally like Blackrock Hold. I think it's a fantastic arena. After being a Druid main in Wrath, dude, I've been playing for a long time. You're a Mythic Raider and second arena. Thank you. That's very, very generous of you. I am mildly okay in arena, at best. So trust your judgment with some advice. Which of the Shadow Priest, Feral Druid, and Evoker should I pick for a main? It's hard to tell what's going to be good, but I'll tell you this right now. Feral Druids have improved greatly, especially for Mythic Plus dungeons. They got them a lot more utility, and I think they're still going to do really well in PvP with a lot more support for bleed-based gameplay. That usually generally tends to do well for them. Shadow Priest has also improved. Now, there is a bit of like a split in the community. You still have PI, you're still playing around PI. A lot of people really dislike PI, but I think a lot of the class tree, especially for PvP, a lot more Priestly Identity survivability. Like, the Priestly Identity has been fully embraced. You have a lot of healing, you have a lot of off healing, you have access to a lot more holy spells than before. So we've been holding Shadow in PvP is fantastic, and I feel like their damage has improved by quite a bit, and they continue to get buffed little by little. I like the Mind Spike build, and if you see Magic play tonight, hopefully he'll be able to get a good show. Evoker's also looking really good. It's hard to tell what you should pick for a main, but I think you should get those characters ready for pre-patch and maybe level those characters first up in Dragonflight. As for like a main, I don't know, man. Switch. It really depends on your preference, right? I don't know what you really enjoy, but Ferals did improve. Shadow Priest are the only bad, and Evoker's I think it's set up to be really, really strong. Doombear getting blasted out by Anhu off the bat with Bleed, just not giving the boy a chance. But looks like he's looking for the recovery. Anhu playing Incarnation? Wait, are you playing like actual Incarnate, like Prox Incarnate? Big Alien Blast by Doombear, got him some Skykeeper Totem, massive blast zaps on Anhu, look at the reposition behind the pillar. Bear form, Friends and Region, rotating all those forms in order to give himself some heightened combat capabilities as Doomberry still continues to run down to these dots. A big overflow of Maelstrom, 10 stacks I believe, together with the Mad Heal, does let him top off a little bit, but that's going to be continuous bites. Bonhu is putting in the pressure. Doombear finally able to break away for a second with a lasso, but the kitty breaking out of it very quickly. Going to be Wolfie's back up and running as Doombear needs to close the gap and get some nature and fire damage him. Based on the Ellie Wolves he's getting, those different elements are going to get more value. Big Ellie Blast though to follow as Anhu getting hit with a thunder for a second. Doomberry still trying to recover as Anhu looking out for their help, but still trying to stay as aggressive as humanly possible. Barskin bash on the Doomberry. Big bites to follow, knocking it back for a second. Looks like Anhu is going to take that advantage and just go behind the pillar reposition as Doomberry got himself played to a recovery out in the open. Into another feral opener. You got the Night Fae buff? Is that what I'm seeing? Oh no. Oh no, Anhu, oh no. Gonna be walled by Anhu as Doomberry taking a bit of damage. Wars up for a second. Got the Wolfies up and running. That's gonna be a Counter-Strike Totem as the Kamoka's coming out. Not gonna be able to drop and try to go for last, I think for a second maybe. But Doomberry is just still taking so much damage. Does get himself healing though. Sky Fury is helping him heal and survive a little bit more. Big snap on Anhu. That's even more survivability. Looks like the bleeds do send him down. I'm trying to figure out what kind of a build and who's running. I feel like he may still have the colonies, but I don't think he's actually using, because a lot of you guys decided this week you don't want to use Covenant stuff, cheesy. But I think it's just the soul bind is still just automatic proccing. He may have set it up from last week and kind of forgot about it. I'm hoping he's not cheesing it, because a lot of you guys seem to have agreed. Black the Last by Flame Tongue, Sunder onto Anhu, but he may be in trouble. The bleeds are really ramping up as the Feral Druid is putting up all the strongest dots in the world. Big Ellie blasts his Flame Tongue, trying to see if he can counter Anhu as the Feral tuck the tail running behind the pillar, looking for a bit of a breather. He needs himself a breather, put some dots up, maybe playing off of resources a little bit here, maybe not playing into like a resource heavy build. So he's playing into a limited amount of resources, goes in, limited energy, builds comp points, puts the bleeds, making sure that he prioritizes damage over resource generation. Flame Tongue got himself double the shield, lightning shield, earth shield, plenty of defense, plenty of counter pressure, mained by the Feral Druid, big Kamok to follow. Some of those bites are going, a lot of those bites are going to the Earth Elemental, but still able to get a bit of damage into Flame Tongue either way. Oh my goodness, and Anhu does go to reposition behind the pillar. Cry's poking himself out. The man, the Destro champ, got himself the Succubus. I'm actually surprised he played into the Succubus. I would imagine against the Feral Druid. Maybe he'll rotate him at a later time, but Succubus can't really do much against the Feral Druid. If you're in Cat, you can't really get hit with Succubus CC. The slow from Succubus can be good though, and the damage buff that you can get from Succubus can also be good. But I think most Warlocks will play into that Fell Puppy. Cries waiting out for Anhu to poke his head out from behind the pillar. Anhu out in the prowl, trying to avoid the rain of fire, but it's going to get him out in the open. More to coil, fear to follow as Cry'sbad got himself a pretty decent position, but Anhu fear behind the pillar. Oh no, that fear is so good. That fear pathing was so perfect as Anhu gets off a reset. Oh no, at least Cry'sbad didn't commit too many big cooldowns. Besides a mortar coil. Gonna be a proper opener. Finally get some dots. Immediate Dark Pact off the bat. And I'm gonna try to see if we can just rake right through. Cry'sbad gonna be dropping the Infernal. This is where Cry'sbad could potentially capitalize on some damage. Gonna be a Skull Bash onto that Shadow Fury, but the portals are at the ready. Skies is trying to see if he can send the Feral back behind the pillar. Then it's gonna be a full Incarnation by Anhu. I'm not sure if he got himself Incarnation procs or like an actual proper Incarnation. I'm just not sure how it works. But looks like the dots are rotting that Cry'sbad little by little. He just got to keep the pressure. Quick Skull Bash on the fear. And Cry'sbad trying to see if he can reverse some damage back on him. Anhu playing into that Swarm build, letting the dots just do work. Does not have a way to stop Drain Drive for now, but does go for a main. Mortal Coil. Big massive damage from Convoking Spirits. There goes the Mortal Coil from Cry'sbad. I kind of already had in my head like this is what he needs to do. And I said Mortal Coil out loud, just kind of blurred up like, oh, he needs a Mortal Coil. Big Dark Pact does let him survive the blades. Look at his health. He just stopped moving. The shield not getting depleted. The dots are rolling on him, but he's just not going anywhere. Big soul burn right after. As he's going for a bit of a drain life, looking for the recovery. As soon as that Dark Pact falls off, those dots may start putting in the pressure and may start making an effort. Throwing down Rain of Fire. Anhu looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Sending in the Succubus just to make sure that the Feral does not get a proper reset. And the Feral may decide to put some bleeds into the Succubus. He can't really do much about it. May decide to commit. Charging out towards Cry'sbad. Is going to go for a big port. Anhu still has plenty of mobility. Another port to fall as he gets hit with a maim. And Cry'sbad's buying him some time until he got him some Dark Pact back up and running. Mortal Coil versus Anhu. Got himself in full fear. Looking for that Chaos Bolt. Finally able to blast some damage. And looks like Chaos Bolt does connect. But Anhu is able to survive with plenty. 5 minutes into the duel, Cry send up some gateways around the corner. Anhu's gonna get blasted out. Now he knows he definitely doesn't want to go fight Cry'sbad. He just want to wait out until the portal is down. Once it's done, then he's gonna push in. Cry's definitely needs to put those portals together with his burst. Put Feral out in the open, throw him in a CC chain, throw down the portals. Try to see if he can put the Feral out in the arena, outside of the center of the arena rather. And that's going to be a port for Cries. Again, plenty of mobility for the Warlock. Just trying to stay ahead of the Feral as best as possible. Anhu, all he needs to do is just close the gap, set the bleeds in, and let them do work. He needs to desperately get some comp points in there. Keeping some damage rolling onto that Succubus, not a bad idea. Eventually, you will whittle it away. Mortal Coil sent in immediately Fear. Anhu does not have a way to really respond. As actually, maybe Fear put him in a good spot. Oh my god, the Fear pathing has helped him so much. I feel like Cry'sbad trying to go for long CC chains to spam and Fear these boys, and it's actually just playing against him in this arena. Just all these pillars, like, oh, the cat naturally just kind of veers his head into behind and he kind of light aside. Crash just might need to not play CC heavy and may just need to just unleash damage. He just may just have to hold his ground and focus on doing as much damage as humanly possible. Just playing it very, very carefully, very, very slow. And Anhu just gotta back it up out of this. Guys goes in for a drain. And I don't know, eventually that succubus needs to be low in health, right? You've been working on that thing for a while. You've been putting deep damage into that thing. And it doesn't look like Kreisbad really stopping it or healing it much. Mordecai sent in as Anho tried to go for a big convoke fear right after. Again, Kreis is putting him in a fear. Anho almost fearing behind the pillar. It just naturally his body goes behind the line of sight. You may just want to just unleash the most amount of damage. I think at some point he just doesn't drop and burst and just go. I think he just tried to use that fear in order to change CC and then whittle him away at him. I think he just not focus on chipping away little by little, but rather just bring the hammer down entirely. I think he's just gonna have to change the strategy, I think, at some point. Get himself a buff from Succubus and just go. Are they gonna buff enhance with Shaman? I don't know, they did nerf him recently, but I could see him bring it back up a little. Opener by Anhu. More Meteor coming down with a more. Oh! Trinket out of Anhu, but may have been a weird timing. Gonna be Kreisbad just trying to see if he can blast him out completely. Big KS supposed to follow. Trying to see if he can capitalize some damage. Maybe stun around the corner. Anhu is behind the pillar. Kreis could chase after him if he wants to go for the point. That's gonna be Infernal charging up over there. And there goes the Kreisbad just trying to see if he can stay on him as best as possible. Mordecai sending out more gates. And Anhu, he has a situation where he either goes behind the pillar or stays on Kreisbad. Looks like he's just trying to see if he can reposition, got himself a wall, looking for as much stuff as possible. Infernal is definitely going to keep him warm, Sigin over at the Feral's Fur. And Kreis, he got himself soul shards, but looks like he's back to playing very defensive. He went for a little bit of aggression towards the Feral behind the pillar, but now he's back to just like trying to, I guess, wait out the Feral. How's your Succubus still alive, by the way? Because Anhu just keeps like putting rakes, or rips and rakes on that thing and moonfires, and that thing is still alive. I don't understand how. That thing is still living. But Kreis is taking it very slow, very carefully, methodically. What is Johnny Boy's name in Shadowlands? That's a good question actually. Johnny, what's your name on live? Or if you still go by Johnny on live either. Mordecai with a fear, but Kreisbad sending the Feral back again behind the pillar. My goodness. Wait, Feral, oh, at the last second he does get some line of sight, but not before the soul burn. The soul fire does connect. Isn't soul fire supposed to be instant cast too, by the way? I thought it was a thing with a backdraft. Did they change that? Looks at Kreis is eating some dots. On who is taking a bit of damage from the gateway. Gonna be a Shadow Fear around the corner. And on who looking for that recovery. Kreis got himself the Dark Pact. This is where Anhu just waiting until Dark Pact is gone. Once the Dark Pact is down, I feel like Anhu just needs to go in, establish the base, trying to see if he can stay aggressive. You're trying to generate calm points. It's gonna be the pet. Go on, trying to see if he can get an interrupt on the Convoke. But looks like maybe Kreis is gonna port out as the Convoke comes out, sending out a Kesbolt at Anhu. And Anhu using that Convoke in order to find himself some healing. Mordecai by Kreis. Does he have a Skull Bash? Doesn't have a way to stop him at the moment. Gonna be yet another fear by Kreis. Just trying to play it very defensive. Taking a bit of that bleed damage though. As Anhu finally able to establish quite a hefty amount of dots on him. This one who needs to put in the pressure. Kreis does have defenses coming back up very soon. Wall as well as Dark Pact is gonna go, I think, for Warlock Hellstone right now. Infernal coming back up very soon. Is gonna be playing very defensively here. Wall, Dark Pact, everything. Anhu out in the open with fear. Kreis finally able to get some damage in. Looking for them fears, but may just need to focus in on routing him down with Kesbolt incinerates as much as possible. Are you just looking to reposition behind the pillar? Kreisbad's playing this very slow, very carefully. But I guess you have to play it against the Feral Druid because the dots are doing work, man. I just wanted that careful, slow play is either going to have a big payoff, or if you may have to be taking risks. Because if you play slow and you still die at that point, it's like, yeah, you know you need to take risks at that point. Gonna be a Soulfire. Again, just trying to keep the guy burning, but man, Feral is just behind the pillar. I feel like it's been so long, Chad, by the way, to beta. We've had games go on this long. 40% stamina buff is huge. Huge. Definitely huge for Warlocks, but huge for all the classes as well. But very big for Warlocks. As on who he got himself like a big bleed build. He really can make something happen here. It's just the Dark Pact really just ends up stumping him entirely. Gonna be a board for Kreis as on who tries to close the gap. At least he's just gonna have to wait it out again. I think he's just trying to see if he can catch him a reset. Proper stun. Maybe. Oh, big stun into Kreis. Dark Pact immediately by the Warlock. Just trying to see if he used that defensively. Mordecai. Fear. On who does not have a trinket, so there's only so much he can do. Does go for a Bark Skin. And this is where Kreis, but I think maybe trying to commit some fears to CC versus Odd How. Did not who go for a restealth? He may have caught a restealth instead of Incarnation. Wall with a Convoke. No interrupts available. Is going to swap out for a healing Convoke. As Kreis is going for a fear with a drain to follow. Wall for on whom? As the Feral is trying to go behind the pillar, lick the wounds, go for a bit of a reset. And I feel like this is where Kreis can just really push in, get himself an interrupt, potentially could be an opportunity here. As the Pharaoh goes in, Moon fires, Kreis will back it up out of there. Can Kreis finish it off here? I think that's where Kreis should have just stayed in, I feel like. I feel like backing up out, that gives Anhu an opportunity to go for a bit of a reset. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what kind of strategy he's going for. I'm just not used to these long games, boys, so I'm sorry for being a little impatient here. I am like on my at the edge of my seat, like I want to see who wins this one. But man, it's been so long since we've seen these long games. I kind of like those bursty nail biter games though, personally. Anhu, kind of low on health, maybe in a bit of trouble, but that quite the potential to take him out here. Try to see if he can survive the damage from the defense as well as from the Warlock. That's going to be full gates. Chinese convoke, very, very defensive. Try to catch up as much heal as he can at 47% dampening. Charging out towards Kreis, got himself a big fort, looking to avoid the scans bolts, massive gateway for Kreis. Does he get to reposition against Anhu? The dots are on Kreis, he got the swarm and everything, doesn't have a defensive for a while. And this one Anhu maybe could potentially close the gap, finish the job, avoiding the stun, still try to play it very, very defensively, trying not to get interrupted by the pet if he can help it. Friends of regen to keep himself alive as best as possible. Kreis have every defensive at the ready right now. Trinkets immediately, Mortal Call to follow. Anhu does not have a trinket whatsoever. Kreis looking for that soul fire to rod the guy down over time. Trying to see if he can blast him out. Barskin immediately, the Pharaoh is starting to take a lot of damage here. That damage is looking really, really rough. It looked like a warrior hit you with something, but I think it just hit you with a roar. I don't know if it helps you at all, actually. Anhu does get blasted out. Kreis, man, it took him a long duel, but does end up taking the Pharaoh down. Honestly, Magic's with a mind gives us Kreis, trying to see if he can take it down. Kreis got himself full defenses, wall, everything, gonna be a stun. Magic's trying to see if he can take it down, bursting him down, big DPs, gonna be the pet on him, trying to see if he can go for a mind play. Kreis with no help whatsoever. Magic trying to see if he can close that gap. Does Kreis just die to the dots in a mind bender? He may need a Mortal Call mind bender. He does mind bender Mortal Call hit, but I think he does go down as Magic does swing around, blasting him out of the game. Claw's gonna be up next as we hit in that high dampener, boys. Been a while since we've been here. Fury immediately by Magic, having to play it very, very defensively. Immediate trinket, trying to make sure he doesn't let Claws establish any dot pressure ahead of time. Let's look at use mobility in order to keep himself alive. It's going to be a full silence on the Claws, maybe limited on how much casting he can do. Magic 7 to go very, very defensive, disperse, but may not even save him here. No healing whatsoever. Trying to go for as much recovery as possible. Thunder Claws is drinking for it. Mind games, oh, but Claws does end up going in for a big old bite at the end. And last Vulcan trying to see if he could potentially reposition behind over the pillar to catch up to Claws. Big breath to follow. Wall as Claus is trying to see if he can take up this damage. Barskin maybe everything. No, he just wall. Wall is the only thing that's keeping him alive right now. Maybe Friends of Regen. Disintegrate. I think it's over as a big Dragon's Breath comes down, taking him down. My goodness, that was a long one, man. How actually did a lot of healing too. Kreis did more healing than damage. My goodness. Oh my god. So we know that Desperate Warlocks have a very, very, very survivable build. I wonder if there's a way to like sacrifice some of the ability for a little bit more aggression, because I feel like there's so many times where he could have maybe ended the game early, but then he kind of held back, played it safe. About to end it, held back, played it safe. Or about to end it, held back, played it safe on how it goes behind the pillar to recover. I wonder if there's a way to like mix and match it. Well done though, boys. Let's get on them going, yeah? Let me know when you guys are ready. 131, beautiful. Yo, I'm enjoying these, by the way. OZFK kicked me out. Oh, did it really, Vindy? Oh no. Yeah, it's a long one, man. It's a long one. This is the dumbest thing. Every 10 minutes, Warlock goes to 60% dampener. Yeah, I do. I feel like it hasn't really been bad whatsoever for any other class. I feel like the games have been. I feel like as soon as the Warlock joins in, that's where the dampener really comes in. Outside of the Warlocks, the games are fairly quick. Should we maybe try a couple of these without Warlocks, boys? Have Kreis maybe going like an ult or something? Potentially. Get an MM in this fight? I would love to, man. Over. Stand up the game room, new home, and speakers I can play. Hey, what's up, Mr. Fox? Hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations on the house, my guy. Happy for ya. Yo, when you get it set up, my guy, post it in Discord. I want to see what it looks like. You can check out that big boy. How's the hits looking? It's actually quite a bursty. So far we haven't really seen too many hits and shamans in these duels yet, but the times that we do see them, they do have burst healing, and they can do quite a bit of damage. I don't really know. We haven't had enough of enhancement shamans to see just how impacted they are by the 40% stamina change, but we'll see. Alright, boys, let me know when you're ready. Cries as well as Laugh, let me know when you boys are ready to go. Also, Cries, do you want to try... You can play Warlock if you want to, but do you have any other alts to play? I would like to see a game maybe where you do like no Warlocks, because it feels like as soon as a Warlock joins in, it slows down a ton. But outside of that, like all the other games we had, as long as the Warlock isn't present, they're very, very fast-paced. So maybe just Warlocks that are super giga tanky with a stamina buff. I don't have anything else set up on the beta. Okay, just logged on more Shadow Place. I'm gonna blast it on plus. It was so good. It's pretty fun right now. Again, I do want to preface this. There's quite a few people in the priest community that are very unhappy with like the fact the priest is still a PI class. But man, I do like some of the changes they've gotten for them. I like how the priest can embrace his priest identity in the class tree with all the holy spells and the support stuff you can do with it. Much like small group content, like PvP for example, where any kind of heal ends up making a big difference. But I also like the fact that they have like all the intricate ways to like weave their damage. And then the Nazar, the idols of old gods, I think they're looking pretty good. Decimating 80k incinerates. If those were on live with running 5 minutes, 1 minute, yeah. I feel like we just gotta find ways to play our classes without getting carried by the Covenant abilities. That's gonna be an adjustment. Some Covenant abilities didn't make it over into the class trees though. You know, like Night Fae for Affliction, or Kirin for Rogue, or like Sepsis for all the Rogue specs, Ventio for Subtlety. But like, some of them are really cool. Like, I like the Grippy Hand for Death Knight. I think it's really cool thematically. Or Primordial for like Shamans. I think it's kind of neat because of the playstyles you can get out of it. But yeah, certain Covenant abilities, like, I don't know. I feel like I like Decimating, but I think right now like it carries Desert Warlocks too much. When they're doing like 200k incinerates, it's a little much in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think from the times we played over in the beta, I feel like they've found a pretty good balance of what abilities are pretty good, what abilities aren't. You know what I mean? Like I love that the hunters have Sentinel's Owl and Death Shotgun. I feel like it ends up being pretty cool. Like this is really unique. Really cool ability. I'm glad it carried over. Death Shotgun does work. Nice debuff mechanic. I think it's very effective. I like it a lot. You know? But yeah. I wonder if there's a way, because we did have Desert Warlocks earlier in the last few weeks. And they were pumping. Christ, let me know if you need more people or what? How is the group doing? Will main a DF? I'm still unsure, man, but I think I'm narrowing it a little bit. Right now, originally on my list it was Evoker, Rogue. Oh, 3 out of 5. Yo, then you're looking for more boys. If y'all want to join in, my man Cries. Is this a number group in Legacy? Needs more. So if you see Cries out here, talk to him and he's looking for 2 more. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. I don't know if you want to list yourself, Cries. If you guys want to list yourselves in Raids Legacy, that could help out too. All you have to do is go start group, call it something like 5 world bosses. Wait, that's not Legacy. Wait, are you Legacy? Oh, you are. There you are. It was Jenny. There we go. You guys are more welcome to join. We got spots. Look at the screen. He's letting me out. Okay, well in a second. What I was saying earlier. Otherwise the spells use. Otherwise the spells. It's good to hear. Yeah. Then we went through 2. Yeah, get a rogue in. Yeah, for sure, man. We gotta get a rogue in here. Yo, rogues, get in here, buds. There we go. So you guys want to join him, you're more than welcome to. So if you guys need to join, or if you want to join, we got the spots open. What is that? Fire breath. What the? Okay. Well, I think he had like a boar. Yeah, he had a boar. That's a normal number. It is a lot of damage though. 44 million damage. Almost 45 million damage for a fiber. But he did hit a boar, so you know. Back when they added Corsair and regular AoE, such a good quality improvement. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Is there a 100 bleed build? Yes, there is. If you play Beastmaster and you play into like anything that has to do with anything that above the damage of barb shot. Here we go. So anything that plays off of barb shots, pick it up barb shot itself, pick up the damage of sharp barbs. You can play Stomp if you want to. And you can also play Brutal Companion. That's decent as well. And you play into a serrated shots. So this way barb shot ends up doing quite a lot of damage. You can also play into either poison injectors, where you can maintain a surplus string on the enemy, and then barb shot will consume the nature damage, or you can just go for like damage over time if you want to play from like a bleed heavy playstyle. And then what else can you play? Wasn't there like a bleed playstyle for? Or no, maybe I had it wrong. But yeah, so you basically just play into anything that involves barb shot damage. And it's pretty effective, I'd say, barb shot. And I think we just gotta play into the pet and it bleeds, and then the barb shot does quite a lot of damage overall. Like, it's a really, really strong ability in terms of like the bleed. I mean, right now it does like 30k DPS, but if I want to, like, you know what, 20% more damage with the bleed, that actually becomes 40% when the enemy is below 30% health. So it has that execute damage over time mechanic to it, and it's very, very effective. And it's possible to play some like war orders, maybe together with Alpha Predator, your barb shot kill command, and that has a chance to reset it. That can be pretty strong too. I don't know if you'll play things bite with it or whatnot. I thought there was a lot. So in the early builds, there was a lot more stuff that played into barb shot, but I think they ended up baking a lot of those talents into the barb shot baseline or into some of these. Yeah, because I remember there was like a lot of them on the left hand side on the early builds, but a lot of them like on the right hand and the kind of the center. But these mostly play off of like abilities prog barb shot. But yeah, I would probably play Brutal Companion with that for sure though. And I think Piercing Fangs isn't bad either to buff up your pet. Unless you want to play into like Dire Beast and maybe like Kill Command maybe? I'm not even sure. There's so many different ways of approaching it. But yeah, there's definitely like a bleed build. It's just a couple of talents nowadays. There used to be more, but I think a lot of them get consolidated so you can spend more time into other stuff as well. Ready? Are we good to go? Or is that oh, we are 5. Let's go. Deal list, it'll be good to go, boys. Hey, yeah, what's up, Crusade? How you doing, man? Hope you have a good one. Let's get you guys back in the arena. I don't always ignore you. What do you mean? Hi, I see you. I see you, Crusade. Alrighty, boys. Let's get you in here. Nagrand again? I like Nagrand. The Grand. We can do Blade's Edge, too. We should probably do at least one Blade's Edge. Yeah. Need more players that can join? You guys are more than welcome to. Yeah, always looking for more players, man. Always looking for fresh bodies. If you guys want to start a second group, by the way, you're more than welcome to. Place it in an LFG. Gather some of the boys outside in the Durotar, or in Stormwind if you want to join in. Across faction is included. You guys are all welcome to join. If somebody wants to start a group, you could advertise it in the chat as well if you wish. Is there macros for targeting spells and breath? Targeting manual incredibly clunky. Regular AoEs have macros. Yeah, there's like Corsair macros and stuff, yeah. Depends what kind of breath you're looking for. I wonder if like Windwalker is gonna be the mood all the way from sustained control versus the mop and maiden glass cannons. We haven't seen Windwalker tonight, so I'd like to see Windwalker play at some point this evening if we can, if somebody wants to bring one. But yeah, we'll see. That is a good point. So far we've seen him like be really bursty, but he basically running in, popping cooldowns and trying to survive as best he can, which works. But like, you know, I wonder if there'll be opportunity for like a more defensive, sustain-oriented build. I think it's possible maybe with defensive story using that parry maybe. That's always a possibility. Switch. Cold Rod getting bled up by Claws of the Bat. As he goes in for the stun, big Berserk at the ready with the Gargoyle swooping in. The Abomination comes out as Cold Rod rotting down to the blades right now, just trying to see if he can survive it. Trying to drain the life essence of Claws as the man is taking this up. Barkskin together with Thorns, as well as a wall, using every defense to survive, but as the Colruyt basically put pressure on him, Claw's trying to desperately escape, but he keeps getting slowed down by the arm of the dead with a chain of ice. Just can't go anywhere. Bash on the Coilrod, trying to avoid these pets, but the Gargoyle, the Ghouls, the Maguses are still on him, continue to cast Frostbolt outside the boy, not really let him go anywhere. Looks like he may have made a quick escape and a quick recovery. Still holding on to Renewal. I'm still surprised you hold on to Renewal. But he goes popping the bear form and use a percentage healing to get himself lots of value. Big bleeds back on the Cold Rod. Maybe looking into like a lot of survivability right here. Claws trying to see if he can back up out of there. Trying to let the dance do work, but Coil Rod is going to be activating the Pact with Death. He's taking a lot of damage. Get himself a little bit extra help to work with, but can't really heal. And actually, Claws potentially can capitalize this. Just going in for the bleeds. That's going to be Coil Rod finally able to lock down Claws for just a second, but the man has been up profusely. Claws maybe looking for escape. Does he use defenses? Is it going to be bear form? Does he use renewal? Maybe thinking about it. It's Coil Rod is a good opportunity while the druid is in bear to just go for as many death strikes as possible. Just carving health off of the man. AMS together with Spell Warden. Claws is limited on the amount of magic damage you can do, but the bleed should be very, very effective. But maybe just waiting for some cooldowns to come back up. Full bleeds are up. Cold Rod with a maim. This is where I think maybe Claws tries to end it right here. Brutal Slashes back to back. Does go for a pest stun for just a second. Bash with a Cold Rod. No ways out. I'd be able to follow Cold Rod. Trying to see if he can survive this, but it's going to be Claws. He's trying to keep some dots rolling in with Thorns to follow. He's trying to put pressure to Cold Rod. Now EMS available. Does only have IBF to keep him alive. Trying to see if he can turn it around, but the man is bleeding out. He may be in trouble. Claws could potentially just like put bleeds on him and just run away. Let the man melt. Cold Rod trying to see if he can fire through it. Strike it out of Claws. At least able to force out cooldowns out of Claws little by little. It's going to be the pet joining in. Amped up fully. And Claws could maybe be in trouble with the pet, especially if he goes for an interrupt. Claws super low on health. AMS got not a lot of real left. He's continuing to fight right through it. He's not giving up as Claws goes in for such big recovery right now. Cold Rod with a big grip ahead, slapping around the Feral Druid. Maim, does Claws get to finish it off. Cold Rod barely alive, but trying to just keep the pressure on Claws as best as humanly possible. Gripping him back in with a grippy hand. Thorns are up. Cold Rod does have Spell Ward in order to give himself a little bit of magic mitigation. But both of them are extremely low health. Claws narrowly surviving this. Still searching for the recovery. Does use renewal. Cold Rod hanging on the edge, but trying to stay on. He's just holding on. He got that finger. I think he's just holding on to the edge of a cliff with the tips of his fingers, but that finger strength is so strong. Just digging those nails in, holding on for dear life. Got himself the fully empowered pet, but Claws still have plenty of survivability, plenty of recovery. Cold Rod does get himself swarm. Big Convoke. Does he have an interrupt? Does go for an interrupt. Cold Rod does rejuvenate himself for a little bit with a death bag, but does put himself in a disadvantaged position. Full under the join in. Claws trying to see if he can survive it. Does have a wall in case he needs to. This is what Cold Rod is trying to push in. The dots are giving him with a limited window of survivability. Claws trying to see if he can end it right now. Cold dropping in the AMZ in case there's thorns, in case there's magic damage. He's trying to mitigate it whatever way he can. But Cold starting to get some recovery. He needs to get an interrupt on Claws at some point. Wall by the Feral Druid. Maim playing it very, very defensively. Just trying to see if he can reposition. Does Coil get to catch him back with a grip? If he can push him out in the open, that would be perfect. But he cannot quite catch him real quick. Is continuing to just keep his onslaught. Needs to keep him out in the open with a pass do damage. Main Ghoul down for the count. Coil main in a fresh one. Stun onto Claws. Does he have any damage to follow? Claws has got himself a lot of recovery. There goes the full Ghoul, empowering that bad boy. Coil needs to maximize damage here. He looks like maybe he may have the full army at the ready. May have the Gargoyle, and his Claws is away from the pillar. He could be in big trouble, playing it very defensively. Cold trying to see if he can yank him out in the open. Thorns to follow. I think Cold Rod is not deterred by them Thorns. Bash at the Cold Rod. Does he have any ways to keep him out in the open? The pet does dissipate in terms of its value. The ghouls do fall to shambles, and I think Claws may be able to make a full recovery. Cold Rod has a full runic power. The fact that his death is still alive, blind, I didn't know he held on to the blind the entire time. Big grip ahead, does he have any setup? Massive damage with his Claws. He's gonna have to tank this up and go for as much self-healing as humanly possible. Does Claws have any survivability? He needs whatever long-lasting survivability he can get. Trying to go for big regrowths, maybe even rejuves, swiftments, whatever he's got. But I think Cold Rod may just be able to have a big death calls. Oh, taking him down. That's sustain-based gameplay. Whittles him away little by little. Coil just leaves as soon as he sees Cry's bad. Literally just leaves. He doesn't want to fight this man at all. Wow. Unwho gonna be up next? Try to see if he can blast out Cry's. Man, dude, Cry's is making these boys leave. That's unfortunate. Oh no. Oh, dude, Cry's been not as much as he's been terrorizing these boys really tonight, but more like he's been an unkillable god. Slowly draining these boys' life away, as well as the will to be in this arena, apparently. Jesus Christ, what'd you do to them? My goodness. Oh, no. It's Anhu trying to see if he can stay in. Bash at Cries, trying to avoid that fear. Cries with the Chaos Bolt 1, Chaos Bolt 2, trying to see if he can make some blasts happen. Anhu goes behind the pillar, trying to see if he can survive all this damage. But he's looking for a bit of recovery. And Cries does have big defensives at the ready. Mortal Call very soon. Anhu leaping right in. Does he have a Skull Bash? Does go for a bash. Big Convoke. Does get interrupted at the last second. Cries with a big defensive. Literally impervious to any kind of damage from Feral while the shield holds. And Anhu has to go behind the pillar, get himself a bit of reset, and then get back right over there. He has to take it little by little. He has to chip away at Cries. He can't really do much about it. Cries still hung onto a wall. What is it called on the Dark Pack, by the way? Do you have like a shorty CD on that thing? Yes, you do. Dude. Wait, 25 seconds left? So you have like, what, 45-second Dark Pack? Is that what I'm looking at? My goodness, that thing is nutty. That thing is nuts. Wow. Literally 10 seconds until he gets a big defensive again. Wow, yeah, they may have to consider adjusting that ability going forward. That, I could totally see that being very, very frustrating. Wow. As Cries is trying to get some dots over onto these pets, Anhu trying to go for a bit of regrowth behind the pillar. A rain of fire thrown in as he goes in for a bit of regrowth. This may be a long one, guys. Get yourself some food, get some drinks, whatever you need. Grab yourself a blankie. You're gonna be here for a while, I think. Especially with Cries bed. Man, that's just crazy. I didn't realize this Dark Pact had such a short cooldown. I do wonder if they'll adjust it. I do wonder if they will. Anhu trying to see if he can close the gap. Bashing at Cries, but Mortical set him in the opposite direction. Has some cooldowns already. Big bleeds. Trying to go for a big convoke. Looks like it's going to be a quick fear interrupt by Cries with a Soulfire to follow. Does he have the big flag? Looks like he does end up getting the Soulfire. It does do a little bit of damage. Looking for the drain in order to recover a little bit of health. Plenty defense in order to be able to survive the feral damage. Skull Bash on a Shadow for a second. Locked out on the Dark Pact for a moment. Does establish in the last second as Cries start to take a little bit of damage. He was looking for that full drain versus Anhu. As a feral behind the pillar does go for a full Tiger's Lust. Tiger's Fury. Is he taking Tiger's Fury into Cries, or is he just going to finish off the pet back behind the pillar? I wonder. Cries actually focusing on pet. Do you know you can actually get pet a ton of healing when you soul burn? If you soul burn and start healing a pet is insane. It is incredible. The 40% bonus buffs on life here, they are up over on the beta. Yeah, sub dude. They are not up on live, but they are up on the beta at the moment. And yeah, the games have been a little bit longer, noticeably longer than normal. And sometimes it's like higher dampening. It's been so long since we really seen like 10-minute dampenings too on the beta. It's been kind of crazy. Fear onto Anhu, Cries trying to see if you can maybe get some damage. Got him some gateways. Eventually the Dark Pact is going to be falling off at some point or another. I think it's been around for quite a bit on Cries. Eventually I think he's going to have a timer on it. Big bites by Anhu, trying to see if he can disrupt him in Shadow. Infernal slamming down. Cries kind of exposed for a second. Anhu trying to see if he can reposition. Big K is about one. Fear to follow. Trying to keep Anhu out in the open. It's going to be a trinket. Cries does go in for Drain Life. This one Anhu could potentially just capitalize. His dots are doing so much work, and Cries, if you just put in the pressure with a couple more bites, you'll be in a great spot. Wait, you saw the puzzle? Wait, is that a mastery trinket? Is that what you're playing into, like a Giga Mastery trinket? Is that what you're trying to play? Big bleeds? Very interesting. So you're not even playing the PvP trinket combo. Bleed Mastery trinket apparently. Bash on the Cries is going to try to see if he can interrupt it. I tried to go for a Skull Bash onto the Chaos Bolt, couldn't quite land. Anhu kind of out in the open. The bleeds are rotting down the Dark Pact quite fast actually. If Anhu could just capitalize on this, maybe with some defenses, he may be in a great spot. Cries is trying to see if he can lock him out with the Fears into the corner. Anhu repositioned behind the pillar. Got him some big convoke in order to heal himself. No way for Cries to interrupt as he is reliant on the pet's position in order to be able to do anything. Anhu finally able to stay on top of Cries bed, maybe get some comp points built, but does have to play it very, very defensively afterwards. Looking for a bit of a reheal as the regrowth comes out for my man Anhu. As the Feral goes in for a couple of swipes, Cries swinging around the corner. Morticoil. 31% dampening, boys. 10-minute mark right there. Let's try to see if we can blast him out. Big soul fire by the Warlock, setting up something up versus Anhu. Got himself the gates. Potentially big damage. Or no? No, just so Cries does have a very, very slow build too. So I do wonder if it's like if all Warlocks that are playing like a very, very slower build, or if it's just Cries that's playing like a very, very slow build. Because it feels like he's prioritizing like casting Fears more than any other cast in the game. Like he's very, very, very Fear reliant, very, very like CC reliant. Where I feel like you could just get a Chaos Bolt and a couple Incinerates, and that generally has done big impactful damage. But maybe it's his build. Maybe just trying something different. Who knows? Honestly. Warlock raid boss. Literal raid boss, man. Literal raid boss. This is why I told you guys, get some food, get some drink, get your own blanket. We're going to be here for a while. Convoke by Anhu. Maybe be able to break through a defensive. That wall together with Dark Pact just... Oh my god. Wall, Dark Pact. You went for full Convoke. No pets nearby. Pet was literally dead. All those bites were sunk right into the Warlock. And even then... Wall and Dark Pact together was just literally an immunity. Better than a Paladin's bubble. Because it can't even be removed. As a big Chaos flies into Anhu. Yeah, I feel like this man isn't really playing. I do want to see what kind of build Cries is playing. Because it feels like his Chaos Bolt's like, there's moments where they do a lot of damage. But maybe he's not playing for like the consistent Chaos Bolt build. I do wonder. I really... Because we've seen Destro do a ton of damage. But I really am interested what kind of build Cries is running. I gotta peep out after this, I think. Because it's... I don't know. It's just... I feel like it's like a very, very sustainable, very survivability focused build. Or, yeah, I'm not sure. Fear on who Soulfire maybe takes a bit of damage here. Price is kind of out in the open. Darkback, oh, big versatile on who maybe makes some damage happen. Is that the build you're playing for, like a big fire build, hoping for the crit? Try to go for a leap. Cries with a full dark back, maybe in a bit of trouble. On who does not have a kick anymore. He's gonna get CC'd. Cans about one. Is that enough though? Trying to go for incinerates right after him. Does he have the big burst? On who potentially in trouble. Cries does end up taking him out. How long was that one between those two actually? I have no idea, but Magic trying to end Cries as soon as possible. Literally leaves. Oh no, why did people leave? That is so unsatisfying. There's the Death Knight left because he's like, you know what? I don't want to fight Cries. And then Cries left as soon as he's done fighting the Feral. That is so unsatisfying, man. Johnny Cowbro is going to be up next versus Magi. Trying to see if he can take him down. The highest dampening we've seen in a long while in the Dragonflight beta. Magi mounting up. Johnny with a massive miss. Trying to go for a full poly. Does himself a per go on to Magi. He may just have it. Trying to go for the big arcane surge to see a combo to follow. Big breath raptor. War stomp into combo. Let's go for the knockback. Trying to go knock, but he's got an excellent pull. Waiter down to Magi. Magi can go into a massive damage onto the Shadow Face. Mind gets back into Johnny into a full ice block. Magi can still be in trouble. I think Johnny just tried to see if he can avoid those arcane blasts or arcane eruptions and then he'd be okay. Magi took a lot of damage there. That was so much. Try to see if you can blast him out. Arcane Orb with a stun versus Johnny. Blinking past him. Magic may be in trouble. Wait, Breath of Nathari? I don't even know what that thing does. But trying to see if we can blast him out. Magic is immuning any of those CC, any of those roots. Got a Nova down for a second. Trying to see if we can blast out Johnny. Johnny Cabra looking to maybe take it down with a quick fear. It's going to be Kiri instead of trying to go for Rain Spark. Johnny no health. Wait a second. Does go for the all the time. I think that's why Magic, if he was playing for like a purge build, he definitely needs to be purging that all the time buff as soon as possible. Johnny does cancel out his own Ring of Frost, getting silenced out, but Magic's trying to see if he can line sighted. Trying not to get hit with the mind games. Then it's going to be full dots on him. Magic trying to find himself a better position. Breath of Magic. This is where Johnny's going to knock him back for a second. Freeze. Trinkets. Oh, Magic does end up consuming him. Just Shadow or Death him. That was actually kind of quick. That was so good. Wow, that was close. Magic needs to recover right now. 55% dampening. This man needs as much healing as he can. Who's up next? Is it Saura? Is it going to be Crusade? They better go, man. Looks like it is Crusade. Charging out next. Magic definitely needs some survivability. I don't know if they make it just sit behind the pillar and just catch up a lot of healing. Maybe you just actually just spent a mana trying to recover as much as possible. And managed to get super aggressive with the DPs. It looks like he is trying to see if he can close out the game. Summon Crusade. IBF immediately. Got himself water eruptions. And he's going to CC Crusade. Perfectly timed. As Magic does go for a Disperse. Into a fear, just trying to see if he can chain damage with the Crusade. Does go for the AMS. I think he canceled his own damage. There's going to be a shield, big grippy hand. Magic trying to see if he can avoid him. Definitely needs to go for him. Mind games. He just leaves too. Oh no, man. Why did people leave? What is this game? No, I don't like people rage quitting, man. I don't like people rage quitting. Oh no. Cal, you're the last one left on that team, man. Oh, Lath. There's also Lath too. Oh, Lath is going to be next. Does Crusader realize it? I don't think he realized it. He's waiting for Cal. But Lath is going to be next, apparently. Big breath with his Crusade. Disintegrate him down. Ripping him in. That's going to be big. Oh! So, wait. Does Pirates do cleave onto pets? That's interesting. Disintegrate while he got himself a big dome. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Lathamo just fighting through that 50% magic damage reduction in the dome. That's going to be Sour up next. Full poly. Got him some movement speed. It's going to go for a quick Ring of Frost versus Lath. Setting up a Arcanosphere? Interesting. Knocking him, but does somehow avoid the freeze. This is going to be the big Dragon's Breath. Sora blinking past him. And Lathmoker does create a wall between him and Sora. Looking for the big damage. Does get himself a dot Fire Breath. And that's going to be burning down Sora. He got himself the all the time. Going to be more distant against Sora. Have damage of his own. Rune Sora does go for the Ice Block. Lath does end up maybe somehow capitalizing on this one. Potentially. She does go for that Ice Block. Lath looking for a lot of recovery. Sora trying to get recovery as well, but at this high dampening, you're not getting any. Knocking it back, Sora is going to get hit with a Shatter. More Disintegrates. Try to get a cast versus Lath. Blinking away, but I think man just got him. Just comboed him down. Well done, well done. Alright, boys. Let's get ourselves another going, yeah? Let's get another one going. Chat, I think, yeah, what's with leaving? I think it's just the Warlock games are drawing out the games into high dampening. So I think we're just gonna, all Warlock players, I appreciate you guys so much for joining. Chrysler, I appreciate you so much for joining. I want to do a couple of games without Warlocks. I feel like Warlock survivability is drawing out these games quite a bit. So guys, I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks so much for joining. All you Warlock boys, you guys are beautiful. I think we'll do a couple of these without Warlocks because they may need to... The games are fairly quick. Like the 40% health increases are allowing players to make a play. But as soon as a Warlock walks in with a Dark Pact, that's where the games get drawn out. So I want to try a couple of games without Warlocks. We may bring back Warlocks tomorrow. I'll pick up a Frost Mage. Yeah, if you guys want to swap out to like Frost Mage or any of the alts, you're more than welcome to. I'll start a separate group. Guys, I appreciate you, my guy, for making a group. I really, really do. I am going to start a new one, though. And last Walker got a group with no Warlocks. I'm going to make one with no Warlocks. You guys want to swap an alt, you can. I just want to try a couple of these without Warlocks. We can bring back Warlocks tomorrow. I'll let the chat decide that one. Okay, boys? Tonight, just remember how Warlocks performed. I'll let you guys vote tomorrow. Like for like 2 games. You're just gonna do, for the rest of this night, we're just gonna do no Warlocks. I want to keep doing duels. I just want to try no Warlocks just to see if the game improves in terms of fast-paced speed. Don't want to take Warlocks for fun. I am Monkus. Yo, Medi, if you want to join, more than welcome to, my guy. Yeah, if you guys were last group, you're more than welcome to join in. All of you guys, I appreciate you. All you Warlock boys, I appreciate you. I just want to try a couple without Warlocks. See if this feels a little bit better. Who's the leader? Me. 5V5 1v1 Duels groups have one group ready. Need how many more do you need? I need more for the second, and we are good to go. Whisper if interested. Alrighty, yeah. So we're gotcha. You guys can just whisper me, or if you want to join up, you're more than welcome to. Either one works. Who said invite me down? Bing. Okay, I can get big. Yeah. It has a lot of mages, but I'll allow it. It's beta. I'm okay with that. Are all of you arcane or sending with fire here? Because no, he's arcane. You're arcane. What about you? Frost? Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. Hell yeah. If you guys want to join, more than welcome to. Coil, I don't know if you were in Crisis group, but you're more welcome to join as well. All you boys are welcome. Any monk in here? Yeah, if a monk was to join in, more than welcome to, man. Medi, do you want to join us? Does many want to join, represent the monks, show us how it's done? I'm just going to try a game without Warlocks. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys decide tomorrow, chat. Tomorrow we'll let everybody play, but I'll let the chat decide tomorrow whether you guys want to see more Warlocks or not. I feel like you guys have all, if you've been sticking around from the start of the stream, you've gotten to see how Warlocks play, how the stamina buff affects them. You know, personally, I'm not really gonna let the chat decide this tomorrow, but to me it's like it feels like if they just nerfed it a little bit, it'd be fine. I'm perfectly cool with Warlocks being tanky. It just feels weird. Tell the other group to invite. Tell the other group. Wait, Lath, are you looking for more, by the way? Because Medi said he would like to join. Tell the other group to invite. Or is he trying to join me? Tell the other group to invite. Lath, do you need more or are we chilling? Need one more? Yeah. Medi is looking for a +1. Have Medi join you. Medi's looking for ya. Medi right here. Get him in. And we're gonna need a couple more on this team as well. I think we need 2 more. 2 more specifically and we'll be good to go. It's a mage team over here. My guy, I love the game. But what's up, Drew? How you doing, my man? Because I do 0 damage because I don't die. So what is your build actually? I never got to take a look at your build. Yeah, could you come out here? I just want to see your build. Because I want to see like if you played what all the other Destruction Warlocks are playing. In terms of their damage. Because we've seen Destruction Warlocks, Affliction Warlocks, Demolition Warlocks absolutely dominate. We need Bonebreaker back in here because I feel like he figured something out with Warlocks last time. But yeah. Let me see if I can change the... Need 2 more. Second, 2 more for the second group. And we're good to go. Hopefully I got it right. Alright, looking for 2 more boys. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to. More than welcome to. Let us see some advice on Evoker drops. You okay adding me? Yeah, if you want to join our Discord, I'm sure Lath will be down to share like in the Discord some of the builds that he's running. Yeah, we usually try to like pin all the builds and try to share info and talk about stuff. Dragonflight pre-patch testing this weekend. What? Hold on. Introductory questline, Elemental Storms, Badlands, and Angora. Returnable Demons level 60 dungeon, playtest and the Dragonflight PTR Sunday. Oh, cool. Sunday PTR testing, boys. Neato. Hopefully they do Mythic Plus testing. So we take a look at your build cries. So is that what you played? Warlock design to cooldown reduction on the Infernal? I don't think Infernal brand is good anymore. It used to be really good, but nowadays I don't think it's really good. Eventually it was fine, but like Chaos Incarnate is really good for Chaos Bolt stuff. And you played into Conflagrate, Shadowburn, Soulfire, Backlash, Ashen, Ritual of Ruin, and Burn to Ashes. I didn't see you use Incinerates a lot. I feel like every time you cast a Chaos Bolt, 2 Incinerates right after makes an incredibly powerful combo. I was seeing Warlocks play Soul Conduit, but I guess you're playing very defensive here, yeah? Chance of getting crit. Whenever you take damage, you can get wall back up quicker. Bargain. Full defensive. Man, that reduction is so good. Soul Leech absorbs more health. Full big heal. Stun. Yeah. Yeah. So this is more like a standard build. I've seen some people play Soul Conduit, but that's like more like a PvE damage optimization, but not necessary at the same time. But here, I don't know. Like, I don't really feel like Summon Infernal seems like kind of like a decent cooldown, but I've seen a lot of Warlocks play around not using Infernal. Like, Mana Savage Cure together with the Chaos Incarnate is extremely strong together. Like, to being able to put up a bunch of Chaos Balls back to back in a short window has been fairly effective. I don't think you would play that. I also don't see a lot of people play Real Rain of Fire. I see a lot of them go into like Backdraft to maybe pick up like Channel Demon Fire instead, just to give himself more sustained damage. I think it was Rav that was using the Channel Demon Fire Soulfire build. Yeah. Burn to Ashes is really good. But you need to like Chaos Bolt into a couple Incinerates back to back. Yeah, it all depends how you build this up though. Honestly, I feel like Crash Chaos may be better because just being able to pump out a bunch of Chaos Bolts after you drop an Infernal may be more impactful than Infernal brand. Just because like, I don't know, I just feel like Infernal is not nearly as powerful as it was. I feel like when you can do Grand Warlock's design together with Reign of Chaos and spawn a bunch of them, that's effective. But like now that it's separated, it's a little bit, yeah, I guess there's multiple ways of doing it. Also, you're playing into Mayhem? Or no, Havoc. Oh, longer Havoc, that's what it is. Randemonium. Duration by 3 seconds. That seems kind of decent. But I see why some people go into like Channel Demify though. Maybe like immolation duration to increase. I also, I don't know how good Internal Combustion is though. I imagine that would be pretty good for like a bursty build. 5 seconds. I imagine that together with Chaos Incarnate and drop on a bunch of Chaos Bolts. Maybe that could be good together, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I've also seen people play into Avatar Destruction. Apparently Blasphemy is still very highly effective. Very effective. I think that may honestly be stronger than the whole like this whole build of Infernal. But again, multiple ways to play in it, yeah? We're still looking for more boys. If y'all want to join up, we got ourselves Molten Core Legacy Raid. We need 2 more boys and we'll be good to go. I think it was, but I think Ellie, invite? Yeah, Ed Sheeran, let's go! Ed Sheeran. We got Medi in the other group. We need uno mas, chat. We need uno mas. Convert to raid, need uno mas. 1 more will be good to go, boys. One more for the second group will be good to go. Hey, perfect. Going back to Monk? Going back to Monk? Yeah, go for it, man. If you guys want to go back to Monk, you're more than welcome to. We'll have at least 1 Monk. We'll have Medi as a Monk in there. Chaos Incarnate is still very bad. Mastery 10%, so we'll only increase the Chaos Ball damage by 5%-ish. I wonder if those Warlocks play into like a high mastery build then. Because then now that you can control the fact that your Chaos Bolt will do maximum damage, I imagine you can leverage it in order to make sure that Chaos Bolts are impactful. But yeah. And there's multiple ways of playing it, I think. But yeah, I do think that synergy with the Infernal and cooldown reduction, maybe that'll be effective in like actual arenas. But I don't see a lot of people play into that one. Again, there's multiple ways of playing it, and I wonder what kind of builds people will play at the end. Rav, I need to see what you played for arenas whenever we played in 5V5 Duels, because he did pretty well there. Also, I want to see what Bonebreaker played, because he plays quite a bit of Warlock. Where's Bonebreaker actually, by the way? Missing a guy. I miss him. Oh, Warthus. You want to join us? I'm just say one thing. Hit me with it. Probably RL stuff. I don't know where it's been, to be honest. Probably RL. Yeah, it's all good. I just miss him. Because he was really, really good at these duels. And I love some of the builds that he was playing in, man. It was actually pretty awesome. Frost sucks. Oh, no. Well, we had Seamark play Frost before. I think it's kind of doable. But yeah, Frost is silly. I feel like if the game defreeze, it would have just fixed it. That shit was just stupid. Is it really? Apparently, pre-patch event is available on PTR this weekend. Yeah, if you guys want to test it out, definitely worth it. I will maybe test it out just to collect some footage, just try some stuff. So Anhu is together with Lath, right? Potentially, just squishy. Warthros didn't say anything. I need one more still chat. We still need uno mas. Medi's with them. Anhu I think is with Lath as well. Magi's with them. Who else do we have here? Ed is with us. Who's that over there? Juke Lord. Yeah, we just need uno mas, boys. So if you all want to join in, we just need one more and we'll be good to go, boys. There we go. I'll keep advertising. Also, I wish we had somebody on the lines to help advertise. That would help us tremendously. I was about to say, wait, Crusade, do you want to join us? Are you in any groups? Or are you together with Last Walker? I don't remember, because I thought you just fought Last Walker. We can get you in. Also, where's Atho? Oh wait, Atho got a different job, so he's got to go to bed a lot early on the weekends. That's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. But if you guys are Alliance or Horde, the groups are cross-faction if you want to join up. Three mages. It's weird, Michael. It is weird, but we're just trying to get a group together. You know what I mean? We said might need some practice. I don't know them. I think if he wants to join you more, welcome to him. I'm working to get him a Evoker going, but I can't. No clue what I'm doing though. If you want to try it, my guy, I welcome that. Yeah, if you want to just give it a go, man, just dive into the fray as Evoker. No judgment. Just first attempt ever. Just give it a try, you know what I mean? Just look for survivability and look for damage. That's all you gotta do. Hit me with it on who? They got a boomy build? Is that what's going on? Testing the talent? Go for it. Convoke did a bit of damage. Oh, we tried to see if it could. We tried to see something with Convoke there. Yeah, is that what's going on? By the way, these things do a lot of damage. Rattle Stars doesn't stack with Convoke. Imagine if it did. That would have been something. That would have been something. Well, in solo queue, I feel like LFG is dead nowadays. But the thoughts in solo queue, I think it's pretty cool. But I think the LFG like arenas like 2s and 3s are still going to be popular because that's where you're going to get a lot of like the gladiator mounts, for example. A queue for it? Oh, okay, gotcha. Hell yeah, boys. So I think what I'll do is I'll make you lead Crusade if you're cool with it, yeah? I'll make you lead just so I can have somebody in real ID that I can queue against Lath. So I'll promote you to raid lead. I'll back out and I'll get you boys in here. So holy, what's your evoker's name? Because I can't really do a holy crusade. Crusade. Okay. Where are you, friend? Is it crew with a EU? Okay, I can figure this out. There we go. So Lathvoker, we replace Kreiser, Crusade, I see ya, nice. I can't do your root battle.net name, but I can do your character name. Crusade, Uwu. Okay, I see. So we did it on a grand, let's do Nokunod again. Oh, Nokudan. There we go. Now we shoot pretty good, boys. And that works. So sometimes whenever I can't do like whenever I have a special character to do battle.net name, I have to do a character name. Sometimes it doesn't work, but this time we did, and I'm glad that it did. It was a bug that was fairly common on live realms, but maybe they fixed it. That or got lucky. Can never really tell with this system. It's not like this LFG system is open book. In fact, majority of it works is like with popsicle sticks and puppy dog dreams. Like, I don't even understand how it's even functioning half the time. But we're gonna try a couple of games without Warlocks, boys, see how it goes. Let's have some fun, yeah? Give it your best shot, boys, give it your best go. We got no scary demon hunters to worry about. We got no Warlocks to worry about. It's just like everybody else that is a super giga OP. I say that with jokes though, say it with a grain of salt, but Twitch. We got ourselves Team 2 together with Coral Pally as a Paladina. Did they improve the helmet a little bit? I think they may have improved the helmet. I don't know. Did they improve it a little? I don't know. Something about Tauren with this helmet. Am I the only one that finds it looking kind of weird compared to other classes? We got ourselves Lathmoker. We got ourselves Magic. We got ourselves Medi. And Anhu is a Feral Druid going to be first up versus Saura, the Arcane Mage. On that team 1, we got ourselves Johnny Cow. We got ourselves Crusade, Ed Sheeran, and Bingo Linka. Bingo. That'll work. For some reason I was going to say Big Holinka without actually looking at your name. I feel like that would have been a fantastic name on its own. Anho skulking around Saura, trying to see if he can explode him out in the open. Gonna be the opener by the Feral Druid. Blink for Saura. It's Anho just trying to see if he can commit some damage. Saura using the Goblin Bracial just so he can escape, but Anho already got the dots in on Saura. As the man is just gonna have to find a way just to live through it. Gonna be a big old bowling ball set up. Does get to dodge it. But Saura at least did have himself a fairly decent aim towards where the Feral may be. Is going to be able to pop out in the open breath onto the Feral Druid. This Saura go for Ring of Frost. He's trying to set him up. But then he's just going to back up out of it. Just put the bleeds on the man. They're just going to try to escape. I think Saura definitely needs to play more aggressive with the breath and surround the Feral Druid in the ring. And then you can just burst him down. Because if the guy tries to escape, you're going to get slowed. You're going to get frozen. It's going to be fantastic. Opener by on who. The man is, I think, playing very, very dot-oriented build. So you're just going to go put some dots. Let Saura just melt from a distance. That's why Saura is going to have to get aggressive at some point. Bash around the corner. Big Convoke. Definitely needs to go for Interrupt. Going to be knocking back the Feral for just a second. But there's still quite a bit of damage to Saura. And the man is just playing it very, 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 very slowly. Is going to try to set up an Arcana Sphere. Does he get to aim it this time? Does he get to try it? Try to see if he can predict it. Does get to juke it out of who. Trying to avoid it as best as he can. So charging in, got himself cast over all the time. Ice flows, so potentially could get himself lots of casting while in the move. Big bleeds out of Anhu. Barrett to follow, trinkets out of it. Zora may have to ice block it. I think the Feral is just pressuring you too much. Yeah, I don't even know if Zora, maybe the Archimage can potentially live out the bleeds, but he definitely needs to get super aggressive. Because if you play passively, the Feral just bleeds you out. So you have to have a response. You have to be able to hit him with full force. As I know he's just gonna go back it up behind the pillar, just letting the dots do all the damage on its own. 4 days before launch? Yeah, boys, very, very close, man. Just got the beta. What's up, Mr. Me ZREXP? How you doing, my man? Welcome to the beta. Have some fun with it, my guy. Arcana Sphere get us set up. Does he actually get it, or does the Feral get a juke it? Does get a juke it every time so far. Leaping in onto the Mage. The Mage has a limited time to respond. It's gonna go for Interrupt onto the Convoke, but still. The man is just fighting through the bleeds. Kind of left out in the open without an ice block. On Hook, a potential swing around the corner. Big stun. It's going to be Blink. For Saura, kind of blinking into a wall. Breath it on Hook. Does have all the time. It's going to be Ring of Frost. Capturing the Feral. Going to be interrupted. Oh, man. That is unfortunate. Does get to freeze him. But definitely need to be a little bit more aggressive with the Feral Druid. Because otherwise you just rot down to the bleeds. Bingo Linka. I like Big Holinka. You know what? I like the name Big Holinka. Can I just call you that instead? I swear to God, I'm going to revert back to calling you Bingo, but Big Holinka would have been a much better name in my opinion. Playing out the Frost Mage while on who skulks into the shadows. That concerns can possibly play for weeks to get bored, play Wrath. Really? Tuning is great to beta. Tuning is a great time to beta test. Yes. Yes, definitely help tuning by giving feedback on help them with tuning by giving feedback on how classes are playing currently. It helps out a lot. Any bit of tuning they do, any bit of feedback they get, even until the very, very end of launch, it does help that final class tuning. Because usually a set of class tuning at the very end of it. Big Convoke onto Bingo. Man, is just absolutely gonna blast it out. Does survive it narrowly. But I think maybe with the dots, may just die. Is this man gonna have to go for an ice block? Needs a shield. Actually chose to go for an ice block. Super unfortunate, dude. Anhu just not giving these boys a break. Full Convoke in the opener. Absolutely just blasting him out completely. Gonna be a stun onto Bingo. As Anhu trying to play it very, very slowly. Bingo got himself all the time, so potentially could get himself a setup. Ray of Frost. Bingo playing the Frost Mage. Definitely needs to go for the more shatters. Definitely needs to set up a lot of roots. and a lot more icicles. But I don't know what kind of ability he's got going on. So we're not playing Red Frost, but I don't know if he's got something like Glacial build, because there's a one-shot build you can do with it. Definitely needs to go for the big freeze onto Anhu. And I don't know if Bingo is playing into a Frost Bomb, because that ends up being very, very effective. I may have to take a look at your build again. Nova onto Anhu. Frost Bomb to follow, so it does play into Frost Bomb. Try to see if maybe we can make a big play off of it. That's going to be not Ring of Frost, but our Orb, Frozen Orb. Try to go for a couple of Frost Bombs, slowing down Anhu. Maybe he can make some damage happen. Got himself full burst, but does he have the pressure? Does he have the opportunity to potentially set it up on Anhu? Barkskin to reduce a lot of the damage taken. And Bingo may just have to go for another Ice Block. Yeah, actually just force the pressure. Anhu just bleeding these boys dry. Playing it very, very slowly. But Bingo, I feel like this needs to go for... Do you play Snowdrift by chance? Because Snowdrift could be very, very effective. With a lot of these melee always on ya. Snowdrift will slow them down, eventually stunning them, causing them to be treated as frozen. And then you can just unleash a lot of bursts. May want to consider playing that next time. I don't know who just playing the full bleed build. These mages just absolutely bleeding out. Not giving a chance. Why the goblin mages, man? I know. Why are you bullying these goblin mages? They don't need this kind of treatment. They don't need to be bullied. Into an ice kick on that Frost. Bingo trying to see if he can survive it, but I think it may be lights out for him as they try to go for a Nova, trying to keep the Feral at bay, throwing down a Frozen Orb. But I don't really know if they can do much about it, unless he got some kind of burst. They definitely need to get aggressive at some point with the Feral dude. You just gotta pop cooldowns and try to make a play. You just gotta try to get a juke and an interrupt, and just try to make a play. Got himself images. Maybe they'll give you a little bit of survivability to work with. You can't polymorph a Feral Druid, Bingo. Letting your... you can't polymorph a Feral Druid. Unfortunate, man. I think if the bleeds are going to do him, though. Nova, as Bingo got himself no help whatsoever. On who I think he's just trying to hold off and not use any cooldowns versus Bingo. Rots and Dots and Moonfires bleeds, and Bingo just kind of gave up. Yeah, trying to polymorph a Feral. I think that's where he was like, wait, okay, hold on. Hold on. Mage, yeah, polymorph Feral not going to work out, my guy. Corsair going to be up next as an Evoker versus Anhu. Try to see if he can take it down. The poly, yeah. Yeah. I don't think he... I think he's new to the Frost Mage, or Mage in general. But yeah, if you're a Mage and try to polymorph a Druid while they're in form, while they're in an animal form, you can't polymorph them. They're essentially already polymorphed, so you're just immune to it. So you have to use like Fire Breath, Ring, Frost, Slows, all those things help out a lot. Crusade just opened up with a massive breath. I kind of expect Anhu to just open on the guy as the man goes in for a leap, but does actually get him out in the open. Anhu does catch into a reset for a second. And Crusade is going to have to do something in order to get him out. It's going to be a trinket immediately as soon as Anhu goes in for an opener. And Crusade maybe looking out for his health, but he may need to go for some self-healing. He may need to just kind of... He got himself lots of mobility, trying to go for a big breath, almost at Anhu, but I think the man was behind the pillar at the time. And Crusade may be looking at the self-survivability here. I think he's using the red Dragonflight self-heal. As you take damage, it heals you for 100% damage taken, which will be pretty good in order to help him recover bleeds. I gotta figure out what that ability is. Is it Crimson something? I don't ever get to use it myself. Crusade getting up and out back on. Got himself a wall for the Convoke. It's going to be able to take up a lot of this damage. Does go for interrupt. Looking for the Sleepwalk. No way to interrupt it. Does he have the big damage to follow? He'll try to go for a big Fire Breath, but he's bleeding out profusely. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Definitely needs to find a way to remove all of these dots. Try to see if he can fight right through them. But at 90% dampening, it's already putting pressure on him. And Anhu's just going to be able to walk up to you, get a couple of chomps to take you out. Super unfortunate. As Anhu just bleeding out profusely. Now Crusade just got nothing real left. And the man just melted. Dude, I know just taking these boys apart, dismantling them little by little. Johnny Cowbro is going to have to be very, very careful here with the Feral Druid. You see what the Feral can do. You see the damage over time the man's got going on. And he's going to have to find a way just to fight through the Feral. But Johnny has some really, really burst combos, so I'm very, very hopeful here that maybe we'll see that man absolutely pop off. Big breath on Anhu. Ring of Frost to follow. Is going to get him frozen. Anhu getting hit with a meteor. Radiant Spark Raptor. Does Johnny have a big go? War Step to follow. Big Arcane Surge. Going to be interrupted for a second. Knocking him back, but he doesn't get frozen anymore. And Anhu is going to be behind the pillar. Johnny got himself plenty of defense to try to see if he can swing. But all the time is... not all the time, but Touch of the Magic is going to be gone. Convoke is able to break it with Convoke with a quick blink. As Johnny tried to see if he can play very, very carefully with Anhu. Trying to see if he can get around him with a quick Nova Arcane Missiles right after. And bingo, I panic pretty much. That's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate, but better luck next time, yeah? missiles, just trying to see if he can shred right through Anhu. Got himself a bit of invis. Look at this, to sit down and get himself some food. Anhu definitely needs to get in there and try to see if he can interrupt it. Well, Johnny, does Johnny have any more? So the Feral Druid still has a trinket. So it's going to be a little bit tough for Johnny to try to see if he can fight through the Feral. Feral trying to see if he can for a leap big, just leaping right over the Ring of Frost. That is super, super unfortunate as Johnny does pivot back towards the ring. That is so unfortunate. Just leaping right over it. The Z-axis. Demon Hunters? And it looks like Feral Druids can easily just get around it. This makes it so much harder in order to lock him down. But the Feral is already difficult for a mage to lock down to begin with. Does make it very, very tough. Johnny trying to see if he can build up some missiles. Anhu ready for the kick. He wants to definitely close that gap if he can. And Johnny just gives barraging from a distance. And Anhu just trying to maintain himself as much healing as possible. 10 minutes in the duel. 30% dampening. Johnny looking for as much recovery as he can. But eventually Johnny will just, I think, have to push in versus Anhu. Maximize the damage. And Anhu, he is healing, is also going to get whittled down very, very rapidly here. Try to go for Nova versus Anhu. Quick breath to follow up. Maybe going for a trinket. Ring of Frost. Anhu try to see maybe if he can position around it. Big Arcane Surge. Does Johnny get to take him down? War Stomp. Kieran Radiant Spark. Does he have an damage? Wallace, think Anhu maybe wants to stick in there. Johnny does go for a Nova onto Anhu. Blasting him out. More missiles for a big War Stomp for Anhu as well. Johnny doing a bunch of damage towards Anhu. Trying to see if he can move while casting. Big barrage to follow. Missiles while on the move. Anhu may be in a bit of trouble. Convoke. Does he go for an interrupt? Does go for trouble last second, but Johnny may be still in a bit of trouble. His health is very, very low. Anhu trying to see if he can reposition out of it. Johnny blasting him out from a distance, but Anhu is going to go for as much self-healing behind the pillar. Does get himself a burst of healing, and look at this to catch up Johnny. Disrupt him from eating food at all. Nova by Johnny. Got himself very limited survivability options here. Trinket by Anhu, potentially can be good for Johnny unless his health is jeopardy. Maybe an iceberg right here. Does go for the block right before the jaws of death clamp down on him. And I feel like the camera is kind of tracking you all weird, isn't it? I think it's because you blink while you're on a mount. It bugs out like that for a while. MP, don't worry, I'll get my guy. Stun onto Johnny. Anhu just looking for a bit of a reposition. The dodge, the moonfires, the blades are just so effective in this round. 40% dampening, any kind of healing you're just denying with the damage is just perfect for you. Blink by Johnny has himself the time to reposition. Anhu is at the ready as Johnny's building up more damage with his missiles. Skull Bash, not available for Anhu. Actually, could be perfect for Johnny. Does go for a breath, Ring of Frost to follow. Does he have any kind of setup on Anhu? Trying to see if he can escape the Ring of Frost. Oh, Johnny just sends a flying a distance though. That is super unfortunate. Yeah, for Johnny, I feel like he needs to go for that full polymer. Well, actually, I guess you can't really do polymer, can ya? But he's gonna go for that mobility while trying to eat as much food as possible. This man is just chomping down. Anhu with a stun, Johnny with a blink. I don't know if Johnny has a breath backup or anything. He may need a breath very, very soon. Definitely needs images in order to survive this damage because he's just under a ton of pressure. And he died? Was that a battle message trinket? The man just melted at the end. That is super, super unfortunate. With that, Sheeran, last one over for the team one, trying to see if he can fight the Feral Druid. As Anhu so far has gone for like 1v4. Ed Sheeran could potentially take him down, break the winning streak. Depending on what kind of build he's running though. It looks like talent wise they're about the same, but maybe certain key talents may be very, very different. But Ed Sheeran trying to see if he can get himself a proper opener. Anhu trying to go for as much damage as well. Got himself Berserk. Looking to turn around onto Ed does not go for an interrupt. Ed, oh my. Did Ed miss a kick? No, he just did press kick. Oh my god, okay. Anhu walked in with a 1v5. Lots of damage, plenty of healing. My goodness. Yeah, this man just bled these boys out. I feel like with a Feral Druid, you just gotta get aggressive at some point. But if you just don't, you're bleeding. Just bleeding out. Alright, let's get another going, boys, yeah? Let me know when you guys are ready. Or if you guys want to swap to different characters, let me know. I can give you guys a second as well. If you guys want to try something different. We had a couple, we had Mage, we had Crew. If Crew wants to just go back to Death Knight if he wants to, or if you want to give a Vulcan another try, you're more welcome to. If the Mage, whatever your main is, if you want to try something else, you're more than welcome to, my guy. Give it a second. I'm gonna go change, go for it, yeah. You can try something different, you can play something more comfortable with, my guy. Whatever you want to do. God, the Feral is gonna become more disgusting. Alright, hold on. To be fair, Bingo and Crew were not playing the classes that were really super, I guess, experienced with. One. The second, dampening game was very different. I feel like if maybe it was Johnny first up versus the Feral Druid and we didn't really have a dampening, that may have been a little bit different, but who knows, honestly. But let me know, who is the, I think It still should be Crusade on that team as lead, yeah? Yeah, Crusade, let me know when your team is ready. Also, Lash, let me know when your team is ready. It'll be good to go, boys. We do the same people, don't worry. Yeah. Glad the matchup hasn't changed in 15 years. Glad to see this matchup hasn't changed. Yo, come on. Give it a second, man. Give it a second. Not much discussing the dying to a paladin once hot in their blind. One shot in their blind. Oh, yeah. That feels very effective. Very, very effective. So, Lath is ready. Crusade, let me know when your team is ready. Or if you need more, Bingo needs to be in the group. So if you want to invite Bingo, you can get him in here. Or if you need more, let me know. How many you got, my guy? Low Haze is brutal versus Feral. Let's get him in DB, ring them. Yeah, I think this is why we have access to a lot of definitely take advantage of the fact that we have a gear vendor. I don't know if you guys took advantage or not, but gear vendors are very, very useful right now. They literally have all the gear you need. So if you, let's say you're trying to build or whatever, and if you want to go like a high haste build, pick up all the gear that gives you all the haste in the world. So you can literally specialize for whatever gear you want to. You got trinkets. If you want to try some of the newer trinkets, like the raid trinkets, if you want to try those, you're more than welcome to. Just be aware. Oh, there's, I guess, a bow and a trinket for Hunter. I didn't realize. What does the bow look like? That's kind of cool looking. Neat. I know we're actually seeing it. And we also get dungeon trinkets. You guys can try them all out. All these things are fair game. They're there for testing. If there's like a broken trinket, you know what, this thing kind of needs to get nerfed, I'm okay with the guys using it. Especially in the beta duels. This is where we test everything. Crusade, let me know when you're ready. Let me get to go, boys. Got them all, only 22%. Is there a haste trinket? There may be like a haste trinket. But you can always go for like a chance and stuff, I guess, if you wanted to. If you increase the HP values and don't touch anything else, a teacher class eventually becomes stronger. That is true. That is something a lot of us hypothesize. Maybe sustain-based classes or damage over time classes, not really bursty classes, are probably going to be a lot stronger. Make sure all's ready. All right, sounds good. Hell yeah. I'm ready. All right, cool. Let me get you guys back in. I guess I'll do a normal Grand then, yeah? The Grand 1. Get you boys in here. I like it. I like doing these duels, man. Definitely gonna do a lot more of them tomorrow in the beta. If you guys want to try different builds in different classes, more than welcome to. And I think tomorrow what we'll do is we'll let Warlocks and everybody in, and we'll kind of see. We'll let the chat decide if they want to. We'll let the chat be the deciding factor if they want Warlocks to set out. We'll let everybody in, but if the chat's like, you know what, let's get this Warlocks set out. If the chat overwhelmingly votes for it, but yeah, I want to keep going as long as you guys want to keep going. I'm enjoying these a ton. Did I save? That's the one thing that I can never remember if I saved the draw or not. Sometimes I'm like, I did save it, but I didn't. Tim's like, I didn't save it, but then I saved 2 copies of it. I'd rather have like 2, 3, 5 copies of a duel than like not saving it. I mean, I guess I could pull it like from the live stream, but the audio is so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a stickler for it. It's not as good. I got them all on Twitter. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Not gonna get scared going against Johnny. You're good, my guy. You're good. You played very safe, but you did well. Good Twitch. We got ourselves Coil Pally over for the team. We got ourselves Lathmark on the team as well. Magic's the Shadow Piece. Medichot going to be first up as an enhancement enhancement. And we got Anhu in the back. And Medi charging up versus Crusade as an evoker. Medi already set it up, dude. Look at all these totems. And Crusade literally walled himself off. He's like, nope, I don't want to fight him. I'm not ready yet. I'm just going to make a wall. Back away. I guess it's one thing evokers can do. You can literally go in the corner, give yourself a wall, and just like send the enemy can't touch you. I guess that's the way to do it, right? Medi, try to see if we can catch up, but Crusade just played it very, very defensive. Like, just stay away from me. I don't want to fight you. Trying to go for. Can you interrupt Fire Breath? Or is that like an empowerment mechanic that you can't interrupt? Is Fire Breath interruptible, chat? What? I know that normal spells are interruptible, but it's Fire Breath and all those things. Are those interruptible too? Gonna be Sleepwalk? Medi, get it CC. Try to go for Big Living Flame. But maybe he got himself some burst. Lined up together with an Eternity Surge. Got himself a bit of damage, but Medi is behind the pillar. All empowerment spells are kickable. I thought for some reason there wouldn't be. What if they did that? So then I guess that way it would be kind of difficult to stop a healer evoker. But what if they made it like empowerment spells? Oh, it's like you gotta stop it in other ways. I don't know. Would that be too much? I don't know. I wonder if they would experiment with that in the future. Like if evokers are still struggling in PvP, I think that could be interesting. Because it is an empowerment spell. It should be like stronger than a normal spell. What is these totems put down? You literally put down, what, 2 healer totems, 1 fury totem? You're literally just a man of the totems, dude. Man of the people, man of the totems. As Crusade getting rooted out in the open, Maddie closing in the gap, trying to go for a stun. Gonna be Ghostful's joining in. Crusade trying to see if he can break out of it. Sleep, walk towards Maddie. Got himself plenty of CC. Does he have the burst? Going for a lot of creation. I'm not really sure what that does. Is that a trinket? Trying to go for big disintegrates. Maddie so down to a call. As Crusade trying to see if he can blast him out. Maddie got himself plenty of shields, plenty of survivability. Crusade trying to use the mobility to disintegrate down Maddie. Does get quite a bit of procs and try to go for as much damage as possible. As Maddie does duck behind the cover as it's gonna barrage by these pyres. A Crusade looking for a little bit of cover zone. What is that? Is that a trinket? Like a burst damage trinket? Light of the Ancients or whatever it was? Light of Creators? Are you playing Pyre build? Is that what you're playing? I don't see a lot of evokers play literally into Pyre. But I guess it's one way of doing it. Like, it is instant cast. Might as well, right? So weird, though. Maddie looks like maybe he's just waiting to get some cooldowns rolling. Does that ritual from behind the pillar? Does that root work behind the pillar? That's actually kind of nuts if it was. Now the question is, does a fire breath tick? I think it actually did reach him. Oh, that's crazy. Stunned by Maddie, got him some full bloodlust, looking to capitalize onto the evoker, but the sleepwalk does go for the interrupt. Crusade locked out on green Dragonflight spells, but he has access to blue as well as red. You're not actually locked out. Massive yellow blast at the Crusade, looking for the recovery. Does Maddie have a way to chain another blast to follow? Big Dragon's Breath down. Maddie does get kind of low. Gonna be a massive Sky Fury. Big yellow blast doesn't get the crit that he needs. Does he have maybe Lightning Bolts to follow? Trying to go for a bit of self-heal. Gonna be a sleepwalk. Does get interrupted. Does Crusade take him down? Those Maddie turning around. Man, got plenty of blast in here. Big yellow blast out of the Shaman. But Crusade looking for that recovery. Does get himself re-healing. That's going to be sleepwalk onto Medi. Does have the damage to follow. If he's got himself big burst, he could potentially make something happen. Doesn't break the sleep. Shatter. Does he have any instant cast to follow? Trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. Got himself some buffs. Looking to claw him down. Looks like maybe disintegrate. I think maybe trying to see if he can maybe get a disintegrate interrupt out of Medi. Live in Flame, get interrupted. You have access to the rest of your spells. Big Eternity Surge does go for a potential crit versus Medi. Sky Fury down. Medi looking to go for the big LA Blast. As Corsair got literally the Dragonflights, the red, the blue, the green, the bronze. While Medi just got literally the primal elements. Big Fire Breath. Damage over time. Medi still asleep while it's burning. What is this sleep? It's so strong. Man's literally asleep. Big snorer. Big sleeper, man. Heavy sleeper as he's literally on fire. As Crusade trying to see if we can root him down. Capacitor Totem next to Crusade. Trying to see if maybe we can just root Medi out. Medi get hit with a disintegrate. Does get himself Ascendance. Random proc of Ascendance. Sleepwalk trying to be interrupted. Crusade does get interrupted on it. Does go for a trinket. Don't really know if it stops. A big blast of Medi. I think Crusade it's up. I was like, you know what? A trinket and interrupt. I realized my mistake. I need to stop at some point. Like, I'm done. Medi does go for the big blast. He just needed more crits, man. I feel like when he does get the fatty crits, he does a lot of damage. But you definitely can see like a 45% damage reduction on these Satanic Shamans. You really do notice it on the beta too. Ring of Frost on a Medi. Johnny trying to make some big damage play happen. Big breath on a Medi. Doesn't walk into a Ring of Frost just yet. Radiant Spark. Knocking him. Does freeze him. Big Fire Blast. Into Arcade Blast to follow. Big damage. Does go for a wall. This is where Johnny just trying to see if he can stay on a massive missiles right after. It's going to be big barrages. Medi does get himself lots of Maelstrom, but actually super low in health. Does go for a mad heal with all that Maelstrom built up. And the man got plenty of healing totems back here. He got the Wind Fury totem, healing totem. Maybe Ground totem? I think it's just a healing totem. Or Wind Fury. I'm not even sure. Big blast by Medi. Got him some full bloodlust. Maybe Johnny could steal it. Could Johnny spell steal it? Johnny could potentially. Maybe spell steal. I'm not sure if he can. Radiant Spark versus Medi. Let's see if an interrupt. Trying to go for a big blast on Johnny. Does interrupt him on Arcane, but that's going to be a fire interrupt to follow. Blasting Johnny with them Ellie Blast, man. Absolutely just decimating the guy. Johnny having to back up there for a second. Trying to go for barrages. Trying to go for missiles. Trying to see if he can chain some damage towards the Shaman. Johnny going for full reheal. This is where Medi, I think, needs to charge out. He sees Johnny eating. He needs to prevent it as soon as possible. Medi got himself Sky Fury. I feel like if you use Sky Fury inside of a burst window and get us some fatty crits, I think you could totally do it. Dropping down to position. Are you just positional totems? He may be moving around positional totems around, actually. Big Meteor coming in. Kyrian Spark. There's going to be knockback. Does get frozen. Ruin of Power. Johnny needs to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Does he get the big blast damage versus Medi? Massive blast of Arcane Blast. Missiles to follow. Does he get the barrage? Oh my god, there it is! Johnny, it took him a while to build him up. Just get him low on health and then blast him out. It took him a second there. But those barrages still are super effective. Bunch of missiles sent out onto on him. as Johnny got himself the altar time on who prepared. He's going behind the pillar. Mad bleeds into Johnny. Johnny rotating from an altar time into a dampener, or not dampener. It is the temporal. So he's using that in order to give himself a little bit of survivability. Picking up the eye, sitting down for food. On who knows he wants to go in there and go maybe for a moonfire, but he knows that Johnny's just gonna get a couple of those missiles from behind the pillar. Easily can just build up for more damage. Johnny's gonna have to be very careful with the Feral Druid. You can't really land a polymorph on him at all, unless you use that crazy mobility as they go behind the pillar looking for regrowth. That's like the only time you can really get one. It's rough. So you have to use breath, you have to use ring, and you have to be very, very effective with these things. But you do, at least you can deny the Feral the opener. Gonna be Ring of Frost really early. On who knows he doesn't want to get in there. But Johnny, I think, is just gonna give himself an opportunity to eat food. I think he's trying to see if he can get on who out of stealth somehow. Feral does get frozen. Perfect for Johnny. I think on who knew exactly what was gonna happen. Breath, maybe. That is gonna be a breath. War Stump, Radiant Spark, maybe Curing Arrow. On who may have to buy defensive. Rooted out in the open. Barkskin. Johnny blasting him out. Doesn't who place any more defenses. That's gonna be a quick batch into Johnny. Johnny could blink in case he wants to. Is gonna go for a blink with a barrage right after. Try to see if he can chase after on who with an altar time with the ready. Missiles to follow. Getting locked out with a skull bash. But does have the altar time to reposition next to on who literally doesn't need to let him go anywhere. Quick cone of cold. I don't know if rooted. Convoke. Escaping it. Nova onto on who with an interrupt right after. Barrage to follow. Just trying to see if he can put whatever pressure he can on the Feral Druid. Feral does hold on to Trinket. I don't even know if Feral actually needs to Trinket anything from Johnny ever. Maybe breath? And who does dive into a restealth. That is tough. I feel like the only way to really keep a Feral out in combat is to potentially put that Nether Tempest ability on him that kind of ticks on him over and over. But I don't think most mages really play into Nether Tempest. Oh no, literally runs into Ring of Frost. What is this? I think he may be expected to run into Ring of Frost. He was like, you know what? I definitely do want to do this. Maybe you expected to do it. Maybe War Stump. Rune on who does get hit by the Meteor, but Johnny looks like he doesn't have any damage to follow afterwards. I think he literally ran into Ring of Frost. Either he just kind of randomly veered into it, or he ran into it immediately just to make sure he gets frozen right now, just so he doesn't have to worry about it later. I'm not even sure. Missiles by Johnny got himself that all the time, so he's taking down some damage, but he got himself that safety net of reversing it completely. A dampening, gotta be maybe a temporal to follow, is gonna be knocking on who out in the open for just a second, as on who does go for an interrupt. On who at some point is gonna have to commit some damage, as Johnny got the boys, dude. Johnny and the boys out here, trying to see if he can Nova on who out, but doesn't quite get him. Opener by on who, blink it away. Johnny is just gonna have to go for barrages, maybe missiles, but that's about it. And who's still holding on to the trinket. So he's in a great spot right now. Maimon to Johnny. Johnny does have to go for an ice block. Johnny does break it though with a breath and does go for a Ring of Frost. Is Anhu gonna go for a cooldown? And you think trinkets? Try to see if you can Nova him out. Does go for the big blaster though. But it's not gonna be Meteor, not gonna be nothing. Johnny still has himself lots of arcane power at the ready. But you just can't really do much about it. Trying to see if he can chip away the Feral with the missiles. Definitely needs to get himself a lot of procs and missiles, a lot of this clear cast together. And then go for a big lineup, but on who now has trinketed. So this does give Johnny maybe a slim chance of victory, just because Pharaohs can so easily deal with mage damage and mage CC. You can't really lock him down easily because they're constantly polymorph, so you can't really sheep him. But not having the trinket is better than having one, because now Johnny's brass, Johnny's rings, there's no way for Anhu to immediately escape them. He is gonna have to sit them. He's gonna have to deal with them one way or another. As Johnny is able to get himself some missiles right behind the pillar. And Johnny, I don't know if he got cooldowns at the moment. It doesn't really show up properly. But we hit in that 10-minute mark, 30% dampener, boys. This is going to be a long, long game. On who just able to afford blinks out of Johnny. I feel like this is where you go in. Now that they got blinked, you can potentially go for a proper opener. Are you just not shaking at the guy? Literally just trying to taunt him out from behind the pillar. I mean, if that works. Blink, trying to see drop the convoke, rooted out in the open, breath into Ring of Frost, on who does get frozen. Is able to leap out of it. I think Johnny maybe even sent him flying a little bit further. But at some point, one of these two is gonna have to come out and face the music. As Johnny backing up out of there, on who trying to reposition. Johnny picking up the eyes, and who is trying to see if he can maybe position himself into a corner. Trying to get himself some cast, big barrage right after. And Johnny definitely just wants to go for a little bit of food whenever he can. And who's gonna have to be very, very careful with his positionals here. Blink out of the stun, definitely. Got himself all the time, way ahead of time. Literally knew exactly what Johnny was gonna do. I think Johnny accidentally Nova the rest of that team. That is super unfortunate. I think he meant to Nova the Feral Druid, but kind of clicked the wrong guy. Or tapped the wrong person. That is very unfortunate. Wall by on who? Popping a wall really, really early. I think he's just going to commit some damage. I think potentially he decided, you know what? I am doing this. Johnny taking a big bite off of that one with brutal slashes. And Johnny may be down for the count, actually. Try to see if he can sit down and get some food. That's gonna be, oh my god, that's so much dot damage. This is one who decided, you know what, I'm making it happen. Bingulin? Bing is gonna be up next. Oh, Bingo, that's Bingo, okay. Stormbolt onto Onhu. Does he have the damage that he needs? Try to see if he can get himself a charge. And potentially get himself Avatar. I don't know if he's playing Odin's Fury. But he does have himself Reflect, trying to use the Goblin Ritual to get around. But doesn't quite get to catch up on who with an opener. Bingo doesn't burn a trinket, but does go defensively. Fear, maybe a little bit late. Spear onto Onhu, trying to see if he can maybe make some damage happen. But it's going to be, I think, potentially Thorns for Onhu is what I saw. Bingo does still hold on to the defensive. Is that going to be enough though? Onhu taking a little bit of damage. Does Bingo get to stay on him? He's going to be Stormbolt with the weapon still chasing after him. Does he get to take him down? Going to be Reflecting in case there's a root at the ready. Onhu just trying to play it very, very defensive. Is Bingo going to take it out the Feral? He's so close. He almost has him, but it's going to be the Swarm and the dots back onto the Warrior, leaping right over, denying the Feral proper opener. But I think the Warrior may have very, very limited health to work with. Trinketed, I'm not really sure what. Was that a bash at the end? May have been. So we're going to be up next versus on who? As a minute's cooking back behind the pillar, does get Nova'd out. Man, these mages, I don't know how they're going to be able to fight a Feral Druid. Normally, like last week, we saw Ferals actually get. It's really, really close match between Feral Druids and Arcane Mages, and we've seen Arcane Mages do well. But this week, like, Feral Druids are just absolutely dominating mages. Dominating Arcanes. It's tough. Maybe it has to be a specific arena. That you need like a perfect lineup, perfect setup. But that 40% health definitely makes it easier for Ferals to like escape and have an answer for their mage burst. But also it's very difficult. Like as long as you stay in cat form and forms, you don't ever really get polyed. Arcanosphere, so we're blinked and I think it just went flying in a random direction. I didn't even see it connect with a Feral Druid. Breath on who does go for a trinket. Gonna be trying to see if he can commit some damage to Sora. I think he's trying to see if he can just force out an ice block out of the guy. Just to end this duel fairly quickly. See a monk come on? I know. I definitely want to see a monk into some boys. We had a monk in the last group, but I think he left. Gonna be an ice block for Saura. I think on who just needs a few more globals and the guy just goes down. Matt going off right now. Is he, Betty? Oh no. He's asleep. Is that what happened? Maybe? It's weapon on use. Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't realize. Ult the time by Saura. But I think this man got nothing really left unless he ult the time's a perfect time. Got a bit of damage versus on who. But it doesn't look like it's enough. Trying to go for a canister, but the man is just bleeding out. I think it's over. Oh my god. Anu just doesn't give these boys a chance. Oh my goodness, man. Leaping onto Ed. Ed trinkets immediately. Bash on who? Does he have a proper go? He's wiggling. He's trying to make some damage happen. Bash by Anu with a convoke. Does go for a quick intro. But Anu banked a bunch of calm points from that convoke. Able to continue. Bites back to back Ed with the wall. Trying to keep the pressure onto Anu. But I don't know if he has enough. Ed, wait, Anu turned it around. Huh? I thought Ed walked in and he had the advantage there. But apparently Anu with a 1v4. What is this? Oh my goodness. We may need Anhu on a class that isn't a Feral Druid. We may need him something different. He's just not making it fair for these boys at all. I don't know, do you have any other holds you want to try? Maybe experimental holds? Because you're not giving these boys a try. They're having a hard time with that Feral gameplay, man. Having a hard time with the Feral Druids. Let's go again, boys. Let me know when you guys are ready. You did really well with that thing, but you're running a very, very like slow bleed build. But it looks like for Feral Druids that 40% health stamina increase helps out a lot because one, you're able to respond to damage quicker. Two, you're able to get the healing over time, sustained healing working. Three, those bleeds end up being very, very effective. Off to bed. All right, sound good, my guy. Thanks so much for joining. Appreciate you. So they're gonna need a +1 on who's going to go, but they're gonna need a +1 over in Team Lath. If you guys want to join in, Whisper Lath. It's a talent though. Yeah. If you guys want to join Lath, you know where to queue them. Get the boys in here. I'm sure we got at least one person that want to join you. Gonna show on who's talents. On who? Would you be a beauty? I know you're going to bed, but would you be a beauty and maybe pop up some of the talents? Oh, here we go. Here we are. How's the build? If you guys want to try it, take a screenshot. But I don't know if you want to maybe like link the build in Discord or take a screenshot of it and post to Discord, you're more than welcome to. I guess I could do that too, right? But you're playing Convoke, you're playing, let's see, Night Fae. Not Night Fae, you're playing that Necrolord too, so you got the, lots of damage over time here, double rips as well. And I feel like maybe that's what you're going for, like, you know, recent. Do you go for like 1 comp point rips, by the way, or do you just like go for 2 comp point rips? Like a few comp points, because you just need like 2 rips rolling together with Adaptive Swarm. Because that could be really, really strong together. And you go for the big blood talents. So you're playing for like them big rips. Okay. Just drain these boys down little by little. That's pretty cool, man. Hell yeah. Alrighty, boys. Let's get ourselves another going, yeah? Now I got full 5 comp point rips. Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. Alright, boys, let me know when you're ready. Worthless? No? Okay, cool. Yeah, Wrath, I guess, doesn't want to join us. That's fine. Just hit me with a no. Consistent running around resetting? Yeah. It is going to be a little bit, I mean... What am I trying to say? Get your ear. I think it ends up helping him a lot in the hit and run meta with the stand buff. Yeah, it helps him out a lot. I feel like they got a lot of self-healing, they got a lot of consistent healing. Not as much like burst healing, but rather like continuous healing. Thanks for joining, my guy. You have yourself a good one. Yeah, I think it's something players are going to have to adjust to is the stamina buff increases. It is going to allow classes to respond to damage a little bit faster, or a little bit more easily. But we'll see how it goes. Let me know, Crusade and Lath, how the groups are doing. If you want to list them over in LFG, more than welcome to. Let's see right Zach and see if we need to list them. Lath is looking for 1 more, boys. If you all want to join in, Lath is looking for a +1. If you want to join us up tonight, get 1 more and we'll be good to go, I think, yeah. Shazzy, Coil is in, Magic is in, Johnny is in. The Cries of Warlock, I mean, letting them sit out for now. Tomorrow we'll have Warlocks doing back in chat. We'll see how those go. Gonna show on Hachatsu. This was showed it later, earlier, Snowy, so you could rewind back to that stream if you want to. This stream has DVR. Want to see a monk come on? What happened to that monk, by the way? What happened to what was it? What monk was it earlier? I forgot who it was, but we did have a monk here earlier. He was in the game for like 2 seconds. It wasn't Uvi, it was somebody else. But then I think we checked out. We're old boomers, we can't react so fast. A very good change with HP. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't need to be too slow, but definitely doesn't need to be like a like you don't need a 2 millisecond reaction time for things either. It doesn't create like a satisfying gameplay. I feel like it's a lot more satisfying when you have like a strategic decision-making playstyle where it's all about making the correct decisions rather than making the fast decisions. I think it's good to add some speed in there too. Assas, you want to join us, by the way? Laugh is looking for a +1 if you want to join, my guy. Assas, Tess, you're more than welcome to, my man. If you want to get him in here. Yeah, I think it's good. I feel like it doesn't need to be as fast-paced as Shadowlands PvP was, but I also don't want it to be super slow either. We've had a lot of slow-paced duels in the past, and I think the best combo would be a middle ground, honestly. I'd say SS discipline, please, yes. Yo, Lath, you want to join him? You want to add him in? Potentially? Invite. There we go, man. There we go. There we go. You got him. Yeah, I'll get him in here, bud. Get him in here. Yo, Crusade, let me know if you're ready. Or if you're looking for more boys, let me know. How we doing in the groups, man? We'll see what we do. Alright, we're good. If Crusade is good, we'll be good to go, boys. I decided what to main Dragonflight. So, originally it was on my list were Shaman, Death Knight, Monk, Rogue, Evoker, and Warrior. Right now, I think I don't know if I would main Death Knight. I definitely want to play Death Knight, but I'm really, really into that Unholy. So, I'm not really thinking of Death Knight as much of a main. Monk is another one that where I love Mistweaver. Brewmaster is good. Windwalkers are good. But I love Mistweaver more than the other specs. I would love to play it, but it would be something difficult for me to main. So definitely alts are gonna play. Those are definitely alts. So right now it's Rogue, Warrior, Evoker, and Shaman. Shaman recently got nerfed, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm a big fan of how they play in general. Evoker is incredibly fun. Like, there's just no doubt about it. I can't argue it. Warrior has also been really cool too. Very, very cool. Warrior, though, opens up once you hit max level, so it's been really difficult to, like, play a lot of the builds on the pre-patch. Rogue is also incredibly fun, too, man. So right now I have it down to 4, but I'm definitely going to play Unholy Death, and I'm definitely going to play Windwalker. I'm going to get a bunch of alts week 1 and week 2 of the expansion. Plus, leveling is very, very quick in the Dragonflight. So I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to main. But I'm down to like 4 classes now instead of 6. Oh man, Mr. was so good. And like I probably could do well as a Windwalker too. I'm actually in my guild. I did get asked questions like, "Hey, how's your monk?" So I think maybe somebody in the guild maybe be like, "Hey, would you potentially play monk for us?" I did get asked like, "Hey, how's your Windwalker?" So I don't know. I don't know exactly if we're losing Windwalkers or if we're gaining Windwalkers or what's going on with our monks. We want to at least have one Windwalker in the raid group. But yeah, I got asked the other day like, "Hey, how's your monk?" So we'll see how it goes. Frosty at the moment, I see only Holy. Frosty, I think they're not terrible, but I've seen a lot of players play on Holy. I think it's just very, very flavorful. But the other one isn't bad at all. Yeah, okay, cool. We're ready, boys. Let's throw you again into the no cooldown. Yeah, I saw. Thank you for helping me out there, Lath. I appreciate it. Triple Jade Syrup and up for testing too. Oh, really? Let's go! Hey, we gotta do it Sunday. Monday, Groom beta testing, boys. Temple of that Jade Serpent, getting the boys together, testing all these class changes. I want to play some healers, I want to play some tanks, all the good stuff. Jade Temple, man, is it going to be easy or is it going to be a tough dungeon? Because Court of Stars is extremely easy nowadays. To make Court extremely easy, it is so doable. It is ridiculous how good it is. Right in the back and CM size, man. Yeah, honestly. Dude, that's gonna be fun. Jake, if only you had beta, man. We have you tank, me healing, pick up the boys to DPS. We've been on the squad, man. We've been rolling up. Rolling through these dungeons. I still can't believe you don't have beta. I still can't believe you don't have beta. I just don't believe it. You just gotta check your email. Maybe it's on another account or something. It has to be. How's Shadow Priest? They're pretty fun, Silver. I'm definitely looking to alt one. I'm definitely gonna play some Shadow. They're looking really fun. I've been having a lot of fun on the pre-patch. Yeah, I've been liking them a lot. The Twitch. 10 stacks of fragility at 60 or nutty visiting 100. Oh my god, yeah, that's nutty. Jesus. We got ourselves Bingo over for the Team 1 as a Fury Warrior, Crusader on the Evoker, Ed Sheeran's a Feral, Johnny Boy. First out versus Assassin, hitting him out the open. I don't even know how you got him, but it go rogue by the rogue. Poly out of Johnny. Utilize the worst on Big Stepsis. Assassin is just going full dot gameplay here all the time for Johnny. Trying not to get interrupted. Could be in a trap. Does you come out into a breath? Looking for a poly. Definitely needs to go for the all the time. There we go. Assassin's got out in the open. Johnny finally gets to go through. Oh, should have stepped it out. Oh, Assassin made to collect a shot of this one. Vanish. Johnny looking for him, but he can't find him. That was super unfortunate. Johnny with a poly maybe a little early. Johnny without poly maybe a little early. Garrod out of the rogue. Johnny can't really blink out of it immediately. And just gonna have to waddle away, hit him with a Nova Poly, but a smoke bomb as Assassin trying to make sure he doesn't get caught out with his spans down at all. Images up for Johnny as a test is getting polyed. Do you know they removed that sheep, the ducky sheep? Click shots for Assassin. Johnny has to play defensive, may have to ice block, but he removed the ducky sheep. They give us normal sheeps now, but the ducky sheep you have to make a glyph for. Or maybe I gotta talk to a guy. Actually, there may be a guy with the glyphs. Gonna be a big Ben. Johnny may be in a bit of trouble. Trying to get some damage on Assassin. Does he have anything though? May have to ice block it. Trying to go for missiles. Blind onto Johnny. Has a blink. Checking for it. Wait, Assassin's gonna be in big trouble. Mark for death on Johnny. Big dots. Johnny trying to see if he can end it. Does he have enough right now? Got him to shields. Might have to go for ice block. Definitely has to play ice block there. Removing all those dots, looking for that recovery. Assassin is going to be able to go for reset. Dove into that pillar. Assassin forcing out cooldowns out of Johnny, man. With a death mark, he knew that, you know what, if I put the death mark, it's gonna bleed this guy out. He's gonna have to press that ice block. He has to press that ice block button. As the task test goes behind the pillar, just kind of going for that full reset. Johnny get himself as much food as possible. Looking for shields. Garrod out of the rogue. Looking to get himself a couple ambushes. Big war stomp with a poly onto Assassin. As Johnny's just waiting now for the guy. Big meteor dropping in. Big radiant spark right after. Brad to follow. Trying to see if he can blast him out. Nova. Ring. Does he have the big damage? Double orbs. Got himself the ultimate time. Getting shot on Johnny. Has a blink to follow to reconnect. That's going to be full downs onto Johnny. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Can always reverse it. Assassin doesn't have very much really going on right now. Going to be big missiles. Does go for the interrupt. Knock back onto Assassin. Slowing him out in the open. Looking to freeze him. And does get the freeze into a trick. And Johnny got himself some mobility. Looking for Arcane Surge. Rogue diving into stealth. The Giant get to find him. Nova does not get to see him as a stats test goes into the shadows. My god, it's actually so close, dude. Every time it says out, Johnny just goes in for chains. This big chain CC. And Assassin, I think at this point, should have Death Mark at the ready, so he should be pretty impactful this next go. Got himself a very heavy damage over time build. With Sepsis, I imagine he's also playing Kingsbane. Imagine it's like a very damage over time setup. But we'll see. Yo, Iceberg, how you doing, man? Better put more cloud for us. Yo, Ice, you want to join us, by the way? We got a spot. We could make a spot for you, man. I'm sure we can make a spot for you. How you doing? Breath out to Sass. Polly does not have a trinket. This is where Johnny can have a proper go. Arcane Surge into a Breath. Nova instead. Cloak of Shadows. I think maybe that's what he was a delay and maybe decided not to go for a rank. He's like, expect my cloak out of the rogue. Ring of Faster Follow. Not much you can really do about it. Knocking him. Does Shadow Step. Put himself back on ice. Make sure coming down. Radiant Spark to follow. Trying to see maybe we can use that all the time. Trinket out of the blind. Trying to go for a quick Kyrian, but it's not going to happen. Worse up for a second. Radiant Spark doesn't get interrupted. This way Johnny trying to go for as many instant casts as possible. Big Death Mark out of Johnny. Could be in big trouble. Got himself massive shielding. As well as our survivability there. Gonna be a full smoke bomb. Nova onto the rogue. Does Johnny get to find him, maybe take him out? Big missiles to follow. Just bleeding out profusely. Maybe in big trouble. I think Assassin may just have him. I think Johnny may die to the dots trying to go for a vis. Maybe food. Does he have any kind of feast? Trying to sit down and eat food as soon as possible. The dots are rotting him down, but he's trying to eat through the pressure, eat through the pain, eat through the internal bleeding. My God. Gonna be knocked back into a SAS test. Does not have any outs. Full Kirin Spark with a meteor coming down. Big breath onto Assas. Does he have anything to follow? Into a blink out of the kidney shot, but Assas looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Still got that Radiant Spark on him. Orb, I think maybe ramped up the damage of Radiant Spark a little. Nova onto the rogue. Doesn't look like he set it long at all. Gonna be marked for death at the ready. Could go maybe for a kidney shot. Vanish to follow. Garota the ready. Johnny is gonna get CC'd for just a second. Doesn't really have too many outs. Definitely getting him to get some shields and defense as many as possible. Assassins with a faint death for a moment in that execute range. Johnny locking him back, but Johnny made his data dodge. Assassins absolutely bled the man dry over time. My goodness. Well done, well done. With Crusade going to be up next as an Evoker. That was a tough duel, man. The two of them just going at each other back to back. That is absolutely crazy. Out of state at the moment, but soon farm. Hey, let's go, man. That's awesome, Ice. That's awesome, dude. We'll be happy to have you here. I mean, the expansion coming out very, very soon. Hopefully we'll see you in the duels, like the actual like retail duels, once it actually comes out alive, man, yeah? Because it's been really, really fun on the beta. Get a shot into Crusade, drink inside of him immediately. Just trying to see if he can get away from Mustache. Just zooming out away from the guy, just using the hover ability to create some distance. And I was looking for a bit of recovery. Question, does Crusade play into a... I forget what's it called. Breath? Oh, almost get Assassin. Looks like the rogue is forced out in the open anyway. As Crusade just trying to see if it can barrage through the full lane in the arena. Root around the corner, doesn't quite hit Assassin. Does that thing hit the wall? It's gotta, right? That way has like a really, really wide range. And if you can do it in like an edge of arena, it may be able to reach people behind the wall, depending where they are. Sleepwalk as Assassin trying to see if he can avoid it. Has a cloak, has a trick in case he needs to. As Crusade needs to establish some kind of control onto this rogue. Mark for death, try to hit him with a breath. Almost hit him actually, as the rogue goes in for a full kidney shot. Sepsis, everything, maybe going for Kingsbane. Full downs of Crusade, maybe in trouble. Needs to cleanse himself right now. He needs to find a way to remove all these downs. Just trying to see if he can fight through it. Assassin goes behind the pillar. He doesn't want to stay in. Probably should have just stayed on top of Crusade just to add pressure. But the Daz themselves, they almost had him. He just needs a little bit more to take him down. But he just couldn't quite do it. Garrode onto Crusade, stuns him with a kidney shot. Does he have enough? With a potential death mark? I think he's trying to see if he can bleed him out little by little. Prepared for the mobility of Crusade. He's literally ahead of this Evoker as best as possible. Sleepwalk out of the Evoker. Doesn't quite hit Crusade as he dies behind the pillar. Crusade at least got himself plenty of self-survivability. Able to keep himself top. Does he have any either to get the rogue out in the open? Normally he just randomly breaths in one direction or another. Kidney shot, full death mark. This is where Crusade is going to be in big trouble. Unless you get him some defensives, it's over. Taking him out with the Pharaoh leaping on him as Ed Sheeran trying to see if he can take down the rogue. The rogue just looking for an escape. Trying to see if he can bow out of the quick invasion as Ed. Trying to see if he can fight through Assas. But we'll see if he's even able to, as evasion is keeping the boy alive. Quick blind onto that Convoke. And the man actually just eats a full CC chain. Assas could go in, maybe get a sab. Does go for a little bit of control. The rogue does not have evasion at the moment. So it's kind of limited on what he can do. Sabs onto Ed is going to be able to get a proper opener. Definitely needs to be very, very careful. Maybe kidney shot. There it goes. Got himself full dots. Looks like maybe he's going to go for Kingsbane potentially. Is that what I saw? I think that might have been Kingsbane. I think he's just going in for full damage over time. Looks like the big poisons are in on Ed. Got himself lots of survivability. Definitely needs to remove those poisons. Kingsbane isn't really a poison effect. It's a physical damage debuff, so you can't really shake it off nearly as easily. But this is where Assassin still needs to put in the pressure as best as he can. Opener onto the rogue. Has himself a trinket immediately. Shadow step and pass around the feral into a kidney shot. With the sepsis. Massive damage. This is where Ed needs to dispel himself, but I think it may be over. Does get himself battle master trinket to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Got himself as much self-heal as possible. Leap into the rogue, but the shadow step does get him to separate. Oh, big ambush at the end. As Assassin does go for the quick kill. Who's up next? Is it going to be Bingo? Saura? Potentially, because this rogue is just dismantling the boys one by one, bit by bit, taking him one at a time. Is it Saura? Oh, it is Saura. All right, Assassin has already faced more than one arcade mage this evening, so you should be able to deal with Saura. I imagine as well as he dealt with Johnny, unless Saura potentially gets a one-up on him. I think the arcane mage versus the rogue duels so far over the beta season have been very, very interesting. They're very close. One has a lot of control and defenses. The other just got big unexpected output. That intro though, that Assassin's got that range on that kicks, man. That range on kicks helps him out a lot. So we're under a ton of pressure though. Bleeding out. Poisoned completely. This man is not doing that good. May have to ice block. Trying to use whatever defenses he can. He definitely needs to get himself a shield. But that's going to be Assassin getting hit with the touch of the magic rogue. Forcing a ice block out of Saura very, very quickly. The rogue efficiently using that re-stealth. Not even a battle, just a proper re-stealth. Garrod forcing a big, big defensive. And still holding on to major cooldowns as well. This is Tastas most likely. Yeah, there goes the death mark. I think Saura is just on a limited time. There's nothing you can do. Big sepsis. The man is just dead unless you alter times. Tries to alter time, but Tastas is just sitting still. There's nothing that can stop that guy. Nothing that can stop his onslaught, his rampage. And Bingo gonna be up next, trying to go for a couple of whirlwinds versus the rogue, maybe finding him out potentially. 10 minutes into a kidney shot opener, 31% dampening. Not a lot of self-healing is going to be available. Assassin seeing Bingo go in for a big defensive, just trying to see if he can bail out of there. Bingo may have to use a lot more mobility to catch up, but using that defensive very early on the rogue's opener may be what really seals in their fate, because they won't have those defenses for once the rogue has actual cooldowns, as it was just a proper opener by the rogue, just a simple opener. Got himself the big spinny weapon with the Ravager, but he can't really find the rogue. Rogue get into open, but doesn't really go for like a proper road. Getting a shot onto Bingo, could potentially trick it, maybe considering it. Assassin got himself full shield, all the dots on the Bingo. He's just looking to bleed you dry, Bingo. You may not be in a great spot. He's attacking you through the wall, not letting you go anywhere. He's literally auto-attacking you. You're just causing his load, does get himself a charge, looking for a heal, but evasion is up, and this is where you wanted a defensive. The rogue taking him out little by little, dismantling those boys. 7.3 million damage. That's pretty good. Assassin rogues are looking kind of nutty, boys. For any of you guys that are asking, hey, how's rogues doing? Rogues are doing pretty good. Or at least they're not doing terrible, is what I would describe it. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. I think we'll call it there, man. It's 9. I gotta get some food, man. I gotta get some to eat. I can't go against hit and run. I think you just have to save your defenses. You can't use your enrage regen as a rogue opens on you, especially when they haven't committed cooldowns. You just gotta wait, hold on, be patient, lock him down, and then once you see big cooldowns out of him, that's when you want to rotate defensives. Because part of the defensive is damage reduction, but also the self-healing. So you want to make sure that you have the rogue out in the open in front of you to be able to like self-heal from them, to bloodthirst healing off of them. Boys, is that 3 in a row? Someone killed 4 players? I think so, actually, Madness. I think it's literally 3 in a row. Chat, we're gonna come back with these duels tomorrow. Thank you all so much for coming by. It is 9 p.m. I gotta get some food. I gotta get some work. I gotta get some rest and relaxation this evening, man. Because last few days I've been staying up very, very late working on vids. Also, I think I'm a little bit late into... How did the video doing? Is it still processing? Still processing. Now stop. Wow, okay. Had a whole duel waiting to process this start. So I was like, all right, I got it set up. I'm ready. Yeah, cool. First time? Yo, hope you guys enjoyed. I got a vid coming up in a bit here, boys. No, Squitch will be back tomorrow. Don't worry about it. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody's welcome. All the evokers, all of the warlocks, all of the demon hunters, everybody's welcome. And we'll let the chat decide, because it looked like maybe warlocks were a little bit on the tanky side with the dark pack. We will, if anything, we'll let the chat decide if warlocks will set out. I want to give warlocks a proper try tomorrow, give them another go again, But it felt like with Warlocks games were going really, really high. I guess not only Warlocks, to be fair. We had Feral Druids that had a lot of stuff feeling where games went to high dampening. We had Rogues where games went to high dampening. We had Warlocks. Demon Hunters were burstier, I think. What are the classes? Rogues, Feral, Demon Hunter. No, Warlock. Mages? I guess they're King Mage to a degree, but Mages have to fight a lot of the Feral Druids. Should they take the blame? I don't think they should take the blame. Not Arcane Mages. They've been bullied too much. You know what I mean? But we had a lot of dampener games. Tomorrow we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to take a second for people to adjust to the extra health. But I think once we figure out like the build they want to run, I feel like because you can have very, very fast-paced games. Extremely fast-paced games. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for coming by. 10-minute one at the beginning of me unlock. Yeah. That one was a long one. That's crazy. We'll see how it goes tomorrow though, chat, yeah? Thank you so much for coming by. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be doing more of these tomorrow. You guys are all welcome to join us on the beta. And then over the weekend, Sunday and Monday, I think we'll be doing more Mythic Pluses. Since, apparently, from what I can, I'm told, the Temple Jade Serpent is up, so all the dungeons are available. We'll do some Temple of the Jade Serpent, we'll do some Court of Stars, we'll do some of the Nokuna Defensive, Ruby Life Bulls, the Algaleth Academy. We'll do a bunch of those tomorrow. Oh no, Sunday. So tomorrow we do, day after that Sunday, we do Mythic Pluses. Yeah? Okay. Just so I don't get myself confused too much. Thank you so much for coming by. You guys are awesome. You guys are beautiful. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Get yourself plenty of sleep. Don't be like me staying up awake all the time. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a wonderful, beautiful day. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Come on.